I'm not doing this because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been quacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fargan ice holes like yourself.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to ditch the dick in the car with now and get in with us, but that's later.
Oh my God. There's 100 morons in my basement.
It's you. I'm not doing this because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been quacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fargan ice holes like yourself.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to ditch the dick in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh my God. There's 100 morons in my basement.
It's you. Larry.
Lollygaggers. Diamond dogs have struck again.
Real pretty.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine.
1, 2, 3, Benchwarmers!
Live from Scott's parents' basement, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
The Basement Benchwarmers Podcast. I'm glad we're not ranked number 1 in podcasting because if we were, we wouldn't be here. We'd probably be out of it. It's been a tough week for number 1s.
Yes, it is.
We'll talk about that, I'm sure, tonight a little bit.
Nah.
You can't hear me?
No.
Yeah, that's weird. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
I don't know. We plugged
Press
in?
your button. Press a button.
No.
Oh, now you can't hear shit.
Oh, he's not plugged in.
Oh, that makes sense. That's the best way to do this show, though. To not hear Scott. Wait, can I?
Let's start start a week. We'll get to everything. How was your week, Ed? Go ahead.
153rd episode, huh? Can't even plug in the fucking cord.
No.
All right. So I had a pretty good week, but I saw in the news it was kind of sad. Jerry Springer died this week at 79. I don't know if you guys all saw that.
Yeah, rest in peace, Jerry.
Yeah, he was not the first politician ever caught with a hooker, but he was the first caught because he paid with a check. So a man from modest beginnings who in 1945 was born in a subway station below London during the bombing. And then...
is this true?
This is true.
Okay.
No, this is true. So he's born in a subway station while Britain was being bombed. And then got in eventually later, came to America, went on the city council of Cincinnati, was elected, was kicked off because they caught him, with the hooker thing. That was on the city council. He overcame the odds and was elected mayor after that, even after paying a hooker with a check. And then started a television show, made millions, giving interviews to hookers who gave birth to children in subways.
Nice.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say he was procreated in the subway.
Yeah, I was going to say conceived, not born.
Yeah. It would have, just think if he was on a pool table, it would have been like Jerry Brunswick instead of Jerry Springer.
So all we have to say is America.
America.
That was London.
Oh, I thought it was Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, eventually.
All those subways in Cincinnati, you know.
Way to ruin my start, Bradley.
Where'd you say? Where was it? London?
No, he started in London. He
But
was,
no, from the Bobby. G'day, mate.
You sound like you're from London.
How was your week, Eric?
My week was okay. The weekend was, believe it or not, I spent a lot of time outside. Saturday, in the rain, played a little golf and ran in a trail run. Sunday, I spent the entire day outside doing yard work, and it was the rain was just crazy. It was so wet.
Eric, how wet was it?
It was so wet. It was so wet. This was an actual conversation in my house.
Oh, we're gonna get in depth. Is it gonna be R-rated?
Give it to me, she begged. Give it to me. I'm so wet. Oh God, I'm so wet. I want it now, she screamed. But there was no way I was giving up that umbrella.
Or a towel.
I thought it was gonna be a towel.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. It's good to see you, Eric. We were really worried about you after the Bucks first round.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my God, I'm already all laughed out for this show.
I know. I cried a lot. I really did. Well, I mean,
we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Right.
We'll talk about it later. But here's Timmy.
Yeah. So I spent Saturday golfing in the rain with Beasley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Where did you golf?
Pets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he wet?
He was pretty wet.
He didn't wear his raincoat?
No, neither one of us did.
Okay, that was creepy.
Yeah, it was.
He usually does.
Yeah.
He didn't wear his raincoat.
Right.
And then Timmy gave him the umbrella.
He was, just give it to me.
He hasn't been that wet since the 49er game, right?
Yeah, probably not.
That's right.
Wow. Good.
So I'm
Very
sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait a second. Wait. This is my part. How wet was he?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
All I know is every time we stopped, like both of us got drenched from like the rain on top of the golf cart. So
yeah.
How wet was he? Every time he hugged him, he squished.
You played early in the day then?
Yeah, we teed up at 8. So we got like 14 holes in. There were like 3 holes left. They're like, oh, let's go. I'm like, fuck, we only got 3 holes. Like,
Yeah. We timed it perfect with
Yeah.
showing up we went to Hawksview and
nice.
it rained the whole way there and got there and stopped and there was nobody out there, which was nice actually. The sun came out for a little bit.
Yeah, and then thanks to Mr. Beasley, I am now a Air Jordan 1 junkie.
Oh.
So I bought my second pair actually today. So I got a pair of Air Jordan 1 KO Low Kentuckys. So the white and blue. So yeah, I need a second job.
Willie.
Willie.
What?
Willie.
How lost is he?
He was so lost.
Oh yeah, I had a good weekend. Went up to Door County first time this year, and
Really?
yeah,
That's
Oh wow.
interesting.
Did you give Bunny a big hug?
no,
No? Still no hug for her.
no.
Yeah.
Don't want to waste my time unless I know it's
Yeah,
something that's
You're a bigger man than I am.
Who was this?
Tony's
Oh, yep.
love interest.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but no, it was a good time. Hit a couple of spots we liked. The Hatch Distillery was good, and the Peach Barn, and where else?
This can be a dumb question. What's at the Peach Barn?
It's a brewery.
I was going to say
gonna
strip club.
I was
for
going to say
sure.
peaches.
Peaches. But what is
Whiskey
interesting?
and strippers.
They
I love it.
They do own a peach farm or orchard in Colorado, and they bring them in like in August. I think that's when they come in. And every beer you buy, you get this peach, and these peaches are this big, and they're excellent. So I would go there just to get buy a beer with.
For the people who aren't watching live, when Willie said this big, he was showing the size of his prostate.
What's the Hatch Distillery? Whiskey or
It's everything.
Spirits?
Spirits, yes. Yeah.
Where's that?
That's right in Egg Harbor.
And this brewery is right there too.
It's in Sister Bay.
Did we go to this
That's a long
distillery
drive.
before?
That's a long drive.
No,
I thought we went
What
inside that
distillery
one.
did we go where we got all those old fashions?
All those it was further almost in the
that
Sturgeon
was almost
Bay.
Sturgeon Bay, isn't
Sturgeon
it?
Bay,
Yeah, it's right before you
Distillery
turn.
44, I want to say.
Yeah, that's right.
Back there.
That's where like
Yeah,
where 42 and 57 split. It's right past there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
We went to it?
Yeah,
We did.
I don't remember.
maybe you didn't go.
Yeah, you were there.
No, I was probably drinking.
Nate.
I
was
remember
there.
Nate was buying drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, it was that. That was
Distillery 44 or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
because we went to that. And we went to also that when we did that one night too. It was the what do you call it? Door County Brewing.
Okay, yeah.
But their old building.
Yeah.
That one that was like down the street from Blue Ox, right?
Yes, yeah, it
yeah,
was-
yeah.
Yeah, now
But
it's
that
out-
was different.
now
That
it's
was
out
not the
in the
same
s-
thing. We did that. We did distillery another day. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other one you're just talking about, that's out in the boonies now, out in the
What's-
center, right?
What's the one in Bailey's Harbor? Is that Hacienda?
No, well, that's their
sister
It's
company.
their Door County Brewing.
That is Door County Brewing.
Yeah,
right there.
it's your their
And they have Hacienda kind of
Hacienda
attached.
beer, and then there's a new one that just opened up where Door County Brewing used to be.
Okay.
It's called Sway, and they opened up this. I think Memorial Day weekend. They're gonna
Is
open up.
anybody sober in Door County? I'm starting to think
I
there's
was
a
never
lot of
sober
breweries
there.
Why
and
would you be?
distilleries.
Well, then all the trolleys they do, they're all
Yeah.
one of these trolleys are drinking trolleys.
Are they pedal taverns? Or is
No,
it,
no, these are ones.
Oh, just the trolleys. Just yeah,
regular
okay.
trolley, yeah.
I used
What's-
to always do the cherry one. What's the orchard that's near Fish Creek that does the trolley rides?
Highline.
Yeah, it's
something like
Highline.
that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of the bar restaurant with the black sign? It's across from the distillery. Do you remember?
Oh,
And then I think there's an ice cream store right next door to it.
we watched a Cubs Mets game.
It's
there.
the place we used to go to get martinis during the haunted is shipwrecked,
Yeah. And then burnt down.
and they
They rebuilt. That's a
rebuilt
that's
now,
a brewer, isn't?
It's nice. Yeah,
They have their own beer, right?
Yeah.
yeah. But it's not a brewery; it's a restaurant. Yeah,
yeah.
I think I've eaten there.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's okay.
Some Greek lightning there, huh? Got a nice new place.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of talk about that.
Well, I bet.
The Greek lightning.
Scooter, what about you?
Don't know. Went and saw Shinedown Saturday night.
Nice.
Oh, where were they?
Five-Star Forum.
Was it loud?
Yeah, it was. It was loud. No, good show. Solid. We went to Saz's before, Nate.
Yeah, you
I
had
was
a-
gonna.
Oh yeah, you sent the
The old
picture.
fashioned.
Oh, the old fashioned was good. It was a blueberry something that low fashioned. It was solid.
There's so many ways to make old.
It was like,
fashions
and it
now.
was a good sweet. It wasn't like it was Wisconsin old fashioned. It was sweet. It wasn't like
Yeah, but it was
boozy.
flavored.
Yeah, but it was good. But usually you get those that tell you it's flavored.
Right.
And you get it, it's stacked this much booze in an ice cube. Yeah, those are, because they twisted an orange over the top.
Right.
It's flavored.
Did they use
Guy blew across it after eating a Starburst.
was it Central Standard whiskey, or did you do whiskey or did you brandy?
Whatever it was on them. It was the menu.
So- okay.
It was up their
Yeah.
old fashioned special that week or this month or something.
Yeah, I'm walking through Costco and I get this text and I look up and it's an old fashioned. I'm like, why the hell am I shopping at Costco? And Cavelli's out there having these fantastic drinks.
Well, you did that the week before, though.
I was at Costco too.
No, you did that.
I'm at Costco a lot.
Texting
You
pictures of
did
drinks.
the rubber duck or rubber duck.
Oh yeah, I didn't send you any pictures though because I don't like you guys.
Amber did.
I don't like to show off of sitting at a wire spool drinking old fashions on a farm.
So yeah, that was my week or whatever. I guess.
Nice. Who
Nothing
opened
else.
for Shinedown? Will Hogue.
30 Days Grace.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah.
It was solid. It was cool. Yeah. So yeah, it was cool. So let's start out like we start every week. So obviously tonight show we're gonna talk the draft or post draft. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs, which is down to the final eight. Also, we'll talk about the Bucks for a minute. But let's get to good, bad, and ugly. And let's start out with Ed tonight. Ed, you start. Let us know. What do you want to start with? Good, bad, or ugly?
You want a big one to start with here?
That's what she's.
Wow, I thought you never asked.
It's right next to the towel. The umbrella, my fault.
Same thing.
How
I'm gonna
big
go.
was it?
That's what she said.
I'm gonna go ugly, and I got kind of like a little
Okay, go ahead.
little skit thing here that I'm doing. So, Jada Pinkett Smith is now pissing off more people than her slap happy husband. She made a movie where Cleopatra, who was the descendant of a Macedonian king Ptolemy XII, is portrayed by a black woman and not a Greek lady. So after the last 20 years of being bombarded by claims that cultural appropriation is violence, Jada Pinkett Smith is dressing up people in olive face. Just think about that. Can you imagine making a movie where MLK is portrayed by Jeff Foxworthy in a new biography. They're both from Atlanta, so they probably look a lot alike, just like, Cleopatra in Africa. And, it would probably go something like this. If you believe the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy, you may be a redneck. How are these racists getting the financial backing for these projects? I would like to know, because everybody went to Hamilton too. It was the same thing. It's like, does anybody not notice like the hypocrisy of dressing up people in other faces? I don't. We've been told all the last 20 years this stuff. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jada Pinkett Smith or her husband, that mean guy.
Will Pinkett Smith?
The what?
Will Pinkett Smith?
Yeah.
Will Peking.
Isn't it Jada Smith Pinkett? And then it's Will Smith Pinkett too. He took her name.
I don't even know how.
I don't know.
Anyways, it's just ridiculous, this stuff, how it even gets made.
Ed, to answer your question, we have to ask the Prime Minister of Canada, right?
True. Oh, him or Jimmy Kimmel.
Eric, ugly.
My ugly is what the Live Tour landscape looks like right now. Do you guys know who Taylor Gooch is?
I do. I actually watched the Live on
He's
Sunday. Yeah.
Was it interesting to watch? It's on CW.
The CW, yeah. So work on Sundays at a bar, and I had the 2 TVs for the playoff game. And usually I have the PGA, but they weren't on, so I saw that the Live was on. So I'm like, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
It's busy. Like,
You're full of crap. You usually have CW on for Riverdale. But
Riverdale.
Oh crap. Golf's on.
Yeah.
God
damn it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's busy, like the graphics and stuff, but
Yeah.
There's a whole sidebar that's all different colors, and there's teams,
and they flip back and forth between the individuals and then the team, and it's like
I couldn't follow it.
This is part of the ugly. Like, eventually, I think I'm going to want to watch it. Now you guys are, talking about it.
This is what he likes about golf.
Taylor Gooch is the number 60 player in the world. He's made $20 million this year. So, and he's won $8 million over 8 days. Of course, the Australians took 49.5% of that away from him in the tournament he won. So that's kind of ugly as well. But what's ugly about this is you guys know who John Rahm is, right? He's a pretty good golfer. He's number 1 in the world. He's won 4 times, including the Masters. He's only won $14 million this year. So he's number 1 in the world. But another ugly is what are some of these guys thinking right now? Like Ricky Fowler is number 53 in the world. He's only made 3.5. If he's looking at Taylor Gooch, he won $20 million. I'm better than Taylor frickin' Gooch. It just, I don't know. What's ugly about it is where is it going to go? Is the money going to keep being there? Is it going to,
how is Gooch winning that much money though? Is it he won a tournament?
He won the last 2.
But then he finished like 800th in the other ones, you're saying, pretty much.
Because
if he's 60th ranked
in the world. So it's world ranking. That's a cumulative of a couple years.
It's not like a
So
like the live ranking.
But you're also matching him up with the great PGA and all the great players there.
I gotcha.
He's on this live tour and he's just raking it in. And that's not the ugly. Good for him. Whatever. The ugly is, where's this going to go with golf? Like, as these guys see this, Ricky Fowler, even like a guy like Cameron Young, who's a great young player, he's number 16 in the world. He has yet to win a tournament, and he's only won $4 million. And he's like, freaking Taylor Gooch, are you kidding me? I'd eat that guy for breakfast. If he makes 20 million, can I make 40 million?
That'd be creepy.
Yeah,
You eat Gooch for breakfast?
Wait, you eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
So, I mean,
hi, Grandma. So it's kind of ugly. Maybe it's just ugly, confusing, whatever. It's just,
is this kind of like racing where different like leagues are paying way more than like, if you're in Formula One or if you're in IndyCar and.
Well, I mean, what I'm trying to say is like,
money.
Yeah, different types.
Are we going to lose more PGA players because they see a guy like Taylor Gooch? It got a lot of publicity this week. The fact that he won, and he's won almost $20 million.
Yeah, but how much of that is guaranteed though? Like he signed for like Phil Mickelson signed for $120 million. That's part of his
signing bonus.
I don't think this guy has a signing bonus.
I'm sure they signed him to some. All those players signed a contract for guaranteed money. Yeah. So.
No, I think that's that's his earnings. That's what I read. That $20 million is his earnings that he's won in tournaments because he's had a couple top 10s and
right.
I don't know.
I think the competition's good. Anytime
think
that you have
for the leagues?
competition, it makes.
It's like ABA, NBA back in the day.
Exactly.
Is that what where we're going with this?
Well, I was just gonna say, like when the USFL first came out, they were paying certain players more than what they could get in the NFL.
Yeah,
right. Herschel Walker and Trump.
Right.
So, I mean, and it's the whole thing is just kind of a little, obviously you have the whole stain of where the money's coming from and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And my argument with that is if the Live Tour wasn't backed by the Saudis, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Probably not. Yeah,
absolutely.
Do you know that the original thought on the Live Tour was to just promote some more up and coming players, like a lot of Asian players that weren't getting a lot of publicity? That was the initial point of it. But then these guys discover, well, we could really make some bang here if we sign Phil Mickelson and we get Greg Norman to be, all that kind of stuff. And so that kind of got lost.
Well, that's the whole thing with all
so
the
these
Saudi
Asian
money.
players are still trying to figure out where to play. They don't know where to play. They have no idea. I mean, the Asian tour, nobody follows that. There's the DP tour, but that's kind of getting
that
lost.
World Tour,
whatever. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's just kind of a confusing tour to me. Maybe I need to watch it
till it gets to the point where money doesn't make any difference. But I think it always is with certain people. People that don't have it, it does. But,
and the whole thing with did you finish watching the
yes
this full? So Rory McIlroy kind of pulled everybody in last year and said, okay, we have to, us group of 20 players, we have to make sure we play in X amount of tournaments. And then he's the first guy to get burnt out by it. He got burnt out a few weeks ago and ended up dropping out of the Heritage because
he was supposed to play
so many tournaments.
And that's why Koepka picked the Live Tour, because he wasn't playing as much and he was injured at the time. And they asked him straight up, if you weren't injured, would you have still gone to the Live Tour? And he's like, probably not.
Yeah, and because he keeps lately, he said, I miss playing against Rory. I miss playing against
absolutely.
Rahm. But now you're all in because you have to give that money back.
You have to pay 4 times the money back when you sign for
that's
it.
crazy.
Yeah, how
Sign
many
a deal
years
with the
is that
devil.
for?
Right.
I don't know.
It's a few years too, isn't it? It's not just 1 year.
No,
it's probably a 4-year deal.
Yeah, it's
5 maybe.
So now does the PGA start upping their
They
ante to try to compete?
Yeah, they've increased purses and had more guarantees.
But look at the numbers. With John Rahm, 4 wins, Masters. He's won $14.4 million. This guy's won 20. So it's not quite there. It's going to be confusing.
Well,
for
the thing
a while,
is,
I think.
you go play in the Live Tour. You can't. I guess you can play in some of these, like the Masters.
You can
only play in the Masters
and the British Open
and the British Open, right?
And I think I think the U.S. Open also is
if you're qualified.
Yes.
If you're qualified,
you can play in 3 of the 4 majors if you're in the Live Tour.
Not the PGA,
just not the PGA Championship.
Okay.
I don't because I obviously.
Well, Koepka will be there.
Obviously says PGA Championship.
He's won it twice.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, I don't think he can.
I think if you have those exemptions,
no, because
Masters you get exemption if you win the Masters. Exemption.
He's talking about PGA Championship.
But can Koepka play in the PGA?
Because they signed.
He's won it twice.
If you play in a Live Tour, you can't play in PGA events. That was written when that happened. Like
that's a PGA
that wasn't that.
Okay, I got you.
Remember that was in that they said that
because the USGA is separate and the Royal and Ancient is separate,
which sucks for him because he should be.
But isn't the Masters a PGA?
No, private event.
Private event. Okay.
Like the U.S. Open is like
USGA.
To be honest, you could qualify for the U.S. Open. You could.
You should have seen me play on Saturday.
No, I'm just saying though. I'm just saying a guy that
couple double bogeys.
I mean, it takes a lot.
Yeah,
but you could qualify.
I know.
It's like
Tony Romo tries to qualify every year.
It's like an open tournament.
Yeah.
The Masters is not. It's an invite, and they can invite who they want. Plus, past winners get to come and all that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And British Open obviously is them, Britain.
Well, but it's the same concept as it's an open tournament,
like the Masters kind. It's
just run by the Royal and Ancient or whatever.
So I think I did read 3 of the 4 you could play in if you're in a Live Tour. It's just not. I'm guessing the PGA is the one.
Probably
because that's. Yeah, it does say PGA on it.
You can't play in the World Series if you're in Japan. Playing for it's kind of the same thing.
But I think I double checked. Maybe he can play in it. I don't know.
Well, I didn't know if maybe the exemptions because he's won it.
Yeah. According to this, Taylor Gooch makes
the Gooch
makes $700,000 a year from the Live Tour.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's on his contract.
So that's his
earnings, like his
that's
bonus.
His contract. Yeah, that's what they pay him a year to be in the
guaranteed contract.
He won $4 million this week. Ryan put this up. He won $4 million this week. Plus, I was reading,
but he only got $2 million of it.
Yeah, because the taxes.
Yeah, 49.5% is what I read
from where he. Yeah, from
Australia.
Yeah, and he
they had to pay for all that COVID shit.
And he won like $800,000 because his team did well.
Yeah, it's team golf too.
The range duds or dudes.
Yeah.
It was called.
Well, I mean, Dustin Johnson earned $35.6 million last year playing on the Live Tour.
That's his earnings.
That was
because he won twice, right? He won.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
the whole live tour. I think the PGA, they keep coming to you with this whole, they're good. They're ruining it and blah blah. But no, what's happening is that the PGA, the higher ups, and the players are being used as you guys need to stop these guys. And all it is, these upper guys are this. And you know what? Chance of us succeeding, overtaking PGA are probably slim. But the guys up top are going, what if it does? We're done.
Yeah.
These golfers are fine. We're done.
Yeah.
So they're going, oh yeah, bad live golfers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. And I understand where the money comes from. I get it, but it's all about the money, man.
Oh, sure.
All these Rory McIlroy is going to survive. He can go to live tour if PGA were to fold up tomorrow. He's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
All these big golfers are doing this, but they're using them. And all
He
these
could
guys
go
are
play in
falling
the
for it.
Asian tour.
We can go play. He can go. Yeah.
You can go back to the GP tour.
Yeah, he can go play. Yeah.
The Corn Ferry tour.
That's a step down, but
Yeah, but he can
Well, so I
still
guess
do
the
it. He
Asian
doesn't
tour
need
would
the
be too.
money.
Right.
yeah, that's true.
You'd be like,
And you're right. It's almost like the minor league concept. Guys not being able to play because they're not. So the big guys are stepping up. Obviously, the whole thing we had a couple years ago with renegotiating whatever what does baseball have with contracts or whatever. That whole
Arbitration.
same kind of
Let's
concept.
talk about this in 4 years when everybody's contracts.
That's going to be the big thing.
Ryan asked a question: are these guys losing their sponsors through the PGA players are keeping? And I will argue this: Dustin Johnson don't care about sponsor anymore if he doesn't have it.
Well, he
With
lost.
that-
He lost Adidas when he went to the Live.
He
right?
did, but he got $36 million.
$36 million probably made up
right.
for it.
Yeah, and maybe it didn't, but he was
Yeah.
fine. It must have.
Yeah, but he signed for $150 million. So losing Adidas probably not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. And Tiger would have lost his. Well, Tiger would have never lost his, no matter what he
No.
did. There's no way they'd have left him.
No.
He's like the Michael Jordan of golf.
Right.
I mean, when you have your whole
If
logo on
Nike
on
stayed
something-
with him during his
You
whole
mean
thing with his
Durant?
wife and
No.
Right.
Well, yeah, Durant became the third guy behind LeBron and him,
lifetime contract.
Yeah.
which I think's weird to me, but okay.
And I think time will tell on this whole lip thing.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
who
like
knows?
you got to see it's 4 years. I
Right.
mean, obviously.
Yeah,
so.
like Willie just said, I think that fourth year when this comes up is going to be a big determining factor here. Is it going to be able to keep going and start dropping more 4-year
And
contracts
could
with big money?
Could have folded before then,
Or
too.
is it going to fold before then?
I don't think it's going to fold because of lack of funding. I think it'll fold because of lack of
interest.
not interest.
They don't have
but-
the TV contracts.
Oh,
or-
sure they do. The CW.
Yeah, the CW.
Right.
Was
But
that the one with the
CW
frog
yeah,
that
the frog,
dances?
yeah. But CW was smart. I mean, what do they have to lose?
No, absolutely not.
If it blows up in 2 years,
Yeah.
then if it doesn't, okay,
They paid
you
nothing.
can't.
yeah.
I mean, if you're a hardcore golfer, you're going to be watching it
Yeah.
because they have the majority of the best players.
Oh, that was a
I
WB.
feel,
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was
in
the
the world
WB.
right now.
I
mean,
thought it was
Rahm's hot,
Uh.
Scheffler's hot, but
Oh, I was wondering where you're going with that.
yeah.
Yeah, I've watched
So-
the Live Tour the last 2 weeks.
Have you?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
He didn't know he was watching, but
Right.
no, I put it on in the background. Take a nap, get up, watch a couple
Right.
holes.
I
go
don't
do
like-
something.
I don't like the broadcast because
It's hard to watch though.
because they have like drones that fly over the course,
Nice.
but it seems like a video game because it's super fast and you're like,
That's what they want.
Well, and they
Yeah.
did some of that on they did that during the Masters where they had the drones, or no, not the Masters, that Kapalua where they had drones flying over watching the ball land.
Right.
So they're starting to copy some
Sure.
of,
Yeah.
And now the PGA is doing those, like interviews with the players as they're playing the
Right.
hole, which it's kind of cool.
yeah,
But I'm guessing they got that concept from Live as well.
absolutely.
Yeah, where the guys are walking down the fairway.
They
and
have the
they're talking.
earbud in or whatever, or the
Right.
AirPod.
I mean, the PGA had an opportunity. I mean, the players have been bitching at them for years about different things.
Mhm.
Fell on deaf ears, and this is what happens. You know what I mean? Like, again, competition is always great for any sport.
And that's what bothers me is these guys. You can say about the money where it comes from, and I get it, but these guys decide to make a stand against PJ, and the other guys like, no,
Right.
we were mad about it. Now we're not anymore.
Right.
And now they're the bad guys.
Right.
So I mean, it's free market, man.
Right.
You can do what you want. I mean, you're not controlled by a government like a North Korea or Russia. I mean, it's China. If they want to go do that,
Right.
I mean, who's telling you can't change jobs tomorrow? And
Right.
to be honest, a good amount of those guys, well, all those guys were guaranteed more money the next 4 years. They have no guarantees on the PGA Tour.
No.
Not
And-
one
and that-
guarantee.
and that's my point. You've
Yeah.
got these guys, there's 120 players trying to qualify every weekend.
Yeah.
119th player doesn't have a sponsorship, doesn't have, club sponsorship, whatever. He's the one paying everything out of his own pocket, hoping to make a cut just so he can make $50,000 so he can go to the next 10
And
tournaments.
They
you
did
know?
a good job targeting the guys that, like, if you watched Full Swing, how they targeted those guys that were like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, qualify for the next. Ian Poulter was the perfect example.
Perfect.
And he was trying to qualify.
Ian Poulter, though.
Right.
He must
be
drink it or gamble it away.
Yeah.
His goal was to be a Ryder Cup captain. Now he'll never be able to be a Ryder Cup. I mean, that was all kind of in the Full Swing.
Which I think's kind of crap.
Yeah, it's crap.
So how many guys that aren't making the cut every week on the PGA are like sponsored, like say, have pretty big money involved in,
Ricky Fowler. Well,
Yeah,
he's
but-
playing better though now.
So is there
but he's got commercials. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
So is there like 10
Yeah.
or 12 of those guys
there's
out there
probably
that
more than that. I mean,
that aren't even making cuts, but have
Right.
the money, they have sponsors, they have commercials?
There's a few.
yeah, for sure, Ricky. Yeah,
I mean, I'd say a handful, maybe.
Right.
Most of the guys that are heavily endorsed are good players that are making cuts.
Right,
in
but
the
I mean,
tournaments.
you got guys like Tiger that probably haven't played
Well,
in years, essentially, are still making big
Yeah,
money.
how could he
different.
do anything?
He's a
else?
he's a
Right.
different animal, but that type of thing, I'm saying,
Right.
is there? I don't know.
Fowler's the good example because
he?
he's
Okay.
used, even though he fell off and now he's back. He's 53 in the world, but he fell over 100.
right.
And he was still in Puma commercials and Cobra
Right.
commercials and
right.
and heavily endorsed.
He's got a lifetime.
and he's got a personality and
deal.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, Cobra Golf. He's sponsored by.
Yeah, so
Right.
there's guys out there that aren't even making the cut, and that 119th guy, or he could be in the 110th, or whatever it is. Those
Right.
last 10, 20 guys are like Ubering to the course,
Right.
So
or taking shuttles.
taking the beer
The
shuttle.
wrong one.
Okay.
Timmy.
All right. So my bad. So let's see.
Ugly.
Ugly. Joel Embiid, James Harden. I'm gonna go with James Harden. This fucking knucklehead.
I love it.
That's all we need.
That's it. That's done. Enough said.
Goes to Vegas in between the first and second round series. Vegas. So, which is how far from Philly?
A few hours.
Couple
2,000
miles.
miles?
Yeah, 3.5,
Right,
4
so
hours.
4 hour flight,
I mean,
4.5.
he was a Rodman fan.
So, gets into an altercation with a member of his posse. Gets filmed outside of a bar club in Vegas. Like, what kind of mess is
What
it?
was the club?
I can't remember.
So I was that same club.
Yeah, always there.
It's called that one.
Circus,
I've been
Circus?
by. No,
Right.
it's called. It's in the MGM Grand or so. It's always that
Yes.
same club.
Same one.
It's always that club.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that
not a
club.
strip club. It's just a
No.
club.
No, it's like a
No.
nightclub.
Oh,
Dance
Right.
club. Yeah.
And I know, James likes to party, but fuck, man, you're in a playoff series and you're going to Vegas. Can't go to like city, you can't hang out in Philly. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my ugly, is that James Harden has no respect for me to his teammates or his team by doing shit like this.
He might not even have respect for himself.
Nah,
Could have went down to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Lemon pepper
Magic
Blue.
City.
right? The best wings.
Would have been closer.
Get a dry rub.
Right.
Michael.
That's what she said.
Michael, what's your ugly?
My ugly. Hey,
Who's Michael? Oh,
Isn't he Mike?
Yep.
I'm done calling him.
I don't want.
At
At
least-
least,
no more
just so you
words.
know, I don't want to be like this,
Right.
Mike.
At least when Jordan was playing against the Knicks and stuff in the playoffs, he went to like City, what was closer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
close,
yeah,
closer
yeah.
drive. You take a shuttle.
Right.
And you know what?
Just not that shuttle.
He came home on rings every time he did that stuff. So
Oh, yeah, he
can't
did.
get
Do
mad
it-
at him.
right.
do what the
Can't-
hell he wants.
Yeah. As long as he's coming back and winning rings, I don't care what he does on his off time.
Absolutely.
He's not even the GOAT anymore.
No.
Okay,
What?
Willie, what's yours?
Mine is the Oakland Athletics starting pitchers. So they had 28 games played in April without a win by a starting pitcher.
Really?
Yes.
Is that
So
bad?
they're on pace for what? 0 wins on the year?
This is the most in a month, most in a calendar month in MLB history.
Yikes.
I changed my ugly now.
That is
I got a new ugly.
Do you?
That was yours?
There's a lot of
No,
uglies.
I
It was
actually,
a bad week.
my ugly's gonna be this. My ugly's gonna be this. Okay, my ugly's gonna be the I gotta think, the Mariners, the Patriots, the Golden State Warriors, and now the Boston Bruins.
Oh.
the teams that hold the most wins in the regular season history of their sports didn't win championships.
Yeah,
and lost their first. I don't know if Golden State lost in Golden State lost in a championship to the Cavaliers, but But none of those teams who holds the record for most wins in the regular season did not win a championship.
Yeah.
And the Boston Bruins add to that last night.
Yeah, the Bruins were going to be my ugly, but I like James Harden better.
Yeah.
So.
The Boston Bruins, that's kind of and then also the Avalanche get knocked out too on the same night.
Yes,
oh, really?
They won last year. Yeah,
that's right. So you had two teams go down the same night. I was watching the end of that Boston Bruin game, and I feel for the crowd because a lot of those guys had the same face of the double doink game when I was at the Bear game. Probably my face looked like, but it wasn't that. It wasn't like we were favored, but situation was. But some of those people's faces, you could just see them. It's like, you know what? And I thought about you guys won World Series and won Super Bowls. I now feel bad for you. When you won NHL championships,
a lot of championships.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't really feel bad for you anymore. No. I don't. Your team lost to an upstart team, a team that was 43 points behind you in the standings.
Right.
And you guys are out.
Right.
So that's what hockey's. That's why sports are fun to watch.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
people watch them. Like for us,
is that a failure?
Huh?
Was that a failure?
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
Bad Ed. Bad Ed. Bad Ed. Smack his hand. Put his nose in it. Bad Ed. Bad Ed.
Is that foreplay?
Let's call Amber.
Yeah, she'll tell you. My bad is France.
Here we go.
You
can't do France again. You did France last week.
This guy attacks countries.
That was your ugly last week.
We talk about teams. He attacks countries.
Guys, we've done 150 of these. We've got to notch it up a little bit. Ratchet
Pick
it
a
up.
different country.
Mine's going to be Asia.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking a whole continent.
That's next week. Don't jump the gun.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the Guardians of Champagne will no longer let the name the Champagne of Beers.
Oh, I heard that.
Oh,
I heard
saw
the
that.
story.
Yeah, they went after him.
Yeah.
They dumped it. They dumped beer.
It's Miller High Life, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Can no longer be the Champagne of Beers.
So
because
dumped
champagne is a French thing and it's copyrighted or whatever.
Really?
So
Very
he requested the trade body defending the interests of houses and growers of northeastern
France.
French.
Frogs.
French fries.
And then they crushed more than 2,000 cans of Miller High Life because, they're a bunch of pussies in France. We shoot up cans like Kid Rock and start blowing shit up. Ted Nugent comes out. But
sorry.
Yeah, so they stopped that now. So it's going to no longer be the Champagne of beers. It's going to be like I don't know what you'd call it now.
We're the
how about the Conqueror?
The Boone's Farm of beers.
How about the Protector of beers?
Oh, there you go. We'll have to talk this one out. Well, maybe another show we'll do a top 10
of what
Miller High Life's new slogan could be.
The white dog of beers.
Well, at this point in time, which I could care less, it is what it is. But we're not but light of beers.
Yeah, that helps.
That might work out.
Yeah,
it helps with marketing.
The way people might.
Boy, light beers have they've had a rough week.
Wow, like number ones. Anyway, Eric, you good, Eric?
Yeah.
Eric, go ahead. Or bad.
My bad, and it could have been the ugly as well as the Memphis Grizzlies. Just obviously, they were still 2 seed in the playoffs up against the Lakers. But just the whole season with the Morant situation, all the Brooks, just he made it like way too personal, made it way too much about himself and his anger with LeBron and everything. But it was all culminated the other night with a 40-point loss to the Lakers,
which was awesome,
where John Morant scored 10 points. Brooks had 10 points. Bane with 15 was the lead scorer. It was just kind of a mess of a season for the Grizzlies. I'm picking them over the Bucks, so just because that helps me. so my bad is the Grizzlies.
Okay, that's a good one. My bad is with the NBA as well. The NBA playoff scheduling, as far as no reseeding after the first round,
Terrible.
Yeah. So,
and on tonight we're doing the show on Monday, and Jace Tatum scored 26 in the first quarter.
Right,
and move on.
Yeah, good player. Basically, the Celtics being rewarded by playing Philly. If Philly was at full strength, I feel like after the first round it should be reseeded so that the team left with the best record should get the easiest path to the finals
by seeding. Yeah,
by seeding.
Yeah, like
right.
the NBA or like the NHL does, right?
Right.
Is
Well,
that what it happens, Willie?
baseball does it too,
Yes, baseball too.
and
Baseball
football
now?
and the NFL.
Yeah.
But
They all do it.
baseball is more recent, I think.
Yeah, they
Right.
just
Yeah,
figured it
okay,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, but I thought the NBA did that.
I thought they did in the past, but
Right.
maybe they changed it. I have no
Right.
idea.
Yeah, so now there's like an 8 and a 7 play. Now there could be a 10 and a 9 playing.
8 and a 5 you got right
It's
now,
dumb.
and a 2 and a 3.
Right.
Couldn't there be a 10 and like a 9?
Yeah.
Because that weird playoff setting.
Yeah, Miami beat a number. They were a 9 seed. They beat the Bucks.
Is that really a 9?
No, they
seed?
were the 8
They were the 8.
Yeah.
because they were
It was
7
a
or
ra-
8 because they lost their first game.
Oh,
They
that's
lost
right.
the Raptors.
Yeah.
Raptors beat them in the first
Yeah.
game.
They actually lost their first playoff game.
But really,
Yeah.
who wants to play playoff Jimmy anyway? So yeah, that's my bad.
That's true. That's a good point. But yeah, it's kind of a travesty that it's Sixers and Celtics.
Yeah. It could have been a great series if Embiid wasn't hurt.
And it kind of sucks for the 76ers in the aspect that I'm not saying any series is a layup, but you can compete longer maybe in a series and get Embiid back.
Right.
Now you could get swept,
Right.
maybe, and they may win the night. I don't know.
No,
I'm not
they're
saying,
not.
but I'm just saying they could get swept now and they don't get even a chance to get Embiid
Right.
on the court until it's too late.
Right.
Did I see it right too? Was there an NBA game 1 the same day as a game 7?
Yep.
Then that's how they do it. They
Yeah.
they
Oh my
pack. Yeah,
God.
they get them going.
Yeah.
Yeah. After for some reason they have 3 days off in the first round, and all of a sudden they start packing them in like it's great. Then they'll have. It's weird.
Right.
The NBA.
But-
And then
weird.
July 5th, it's like, we got to finish this up.
You
Right.
choose your Father's Day weekend. They
Well, in
finish
the
up.
finals, but
Yeah.
the funny thing is the finals can't start until a certain day because it has to
Right.
finish on the 7th game was always on if it comes to a 7th day.
Same weekend as
Around that.
U.S. Open.
Yeah.
and-
Yep.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as a hardcore basketball fan, I do enjoy seeing Miami and New York play. So I am going to enjoy that series.
I guess it was a who's who.
Oh, I
at the,
saw
at the
that.
Garden last
yeah.
night.
Chris Rock was there. Saw him.
Chris Rock and
You keep my mouth out of your fucking mouth. What was the line?
It was
My-
weird.
my
I,
Keep
wife's
my wife's
name
name
out
out
of your
your
mouth.
I saw
yeah.
YouTube, some guy standing behind him, and he's at the counter, like getting food. And he's like, "How much for your ribs?
Can I get just one rib?
Got just one rib.
One rib."
You got change for 100?
you don't know
It
the
was
big
$93
You
for
didn't name
one
the
rib.
biggest who's who was there.
Spike Lee?
A-Rod.
A-Rod?
A-Rod.
Oh, yeah.
A-Rod,
Rodgers,
A-Rod, whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Well,
And
his
all-
team's out of it.
I want to point out something. For all the years that he was at Bucks games, I may be way off, but I've never seen him sit next to a teammate ever at a Bucks game.
Oh, no.
And hang out with a teammate.
Was he there with Allen?
No, Bakhtiari.
No,
He went with
he was,
Cobb.
he was across.
He went with
He was
Cobb.
across from Bakhtiari
Oh,
that one time. When
he
they
was
did-
with Cobb then.
He used to go with
yeah.
Cobb.
with Lazard.
Well, he was Lazar last night.
Yeah.
They were
Was
hanging
he?
out at the game
Oh, yeah.
together.
See that mustache Lazard
And
had?
he went to the Ranger game on Saturday.
Did he really?
Yeah, good for him.
Boy, good for you.
I never saw him in an Admiral game.
Did he sell? Did,
He
he
didn't
sell
know
his-
That's because you never went to an Admiral game.
did he sell his steak in the Bucks?
I love the Admirals.
They're fun.
No,
Do you know if he sold his steak in the Bucks?
Oh, not yet.
he's still got his girlfriend's the Bucks owner, right?
Sure.
Oh no, Lazarus the one that sold out.
He's the one that's
right?
selling out.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he's
I
not
don't
going to
think
have
it's done
a rich
yet,
But
but
that's
girlfriend.
Lazarus the one that's selling the Haslam, right?
Yeah.
Lazary.
Lazarus,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
He's the
that's
one
his
selling.
daughter. Oh, no, it's the other guy's daughter.
Oh, it is.
It's Eden's, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was Lazarus. Well,
I
whatever.
think you're right. I think you're right.
He's dating Eden's
Oh, okay.
daughter.
So
Yeah.
he's still connected.
So he's dating the richer one.
Yeah. I believe so. But Lazary was the majority owner, though.
yeah,
He
he's
sold
still balls deep in that
to the
organization.
balls deep. Nice.
Jesus Christ.
He's
Sorry.
not giving up the umbrella, though.
Right.
I'm going to pile on the Bruins because you don't get often.
I know, that
chance
was
to do
mine too.
often. So, the Bruins are the second team in NHL history to blow a 3-1
3-1.
He said
series
blow.
lead as the President's Trophy winner. Do you know who the last team to do that was?
Blackhawks.
Nope.
Toronto.
They play in their
Wings.
out east as well.
East they are.
Islanders.
Montreal.
There's a famous Russian that plays on their team.
Detroit.
Pittsburgh.
Detroit.
Well, Detroit's west, though, aren't they?
I don't know.
They were. Detroit
Flyers.
was in the West.
Oh,
Capitals.
Washington?
Capitals.
Capitals.
Okay.
Capitals in 2010. They lost
right.
against the
I
Canadiens.
started naming NHL teams.
That's right.
Well, he had the famous Russian guy.
Ovechkin.
Yeah, Ovechkin.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous Russians.
I should have said the guy with the yellow shoelaces.
The guy with just a head in the locker. That was a pretty funny commercial.
So my ugly or bad is Zachary Courtney, a Colorado tight end who the story is that he was told that he should transfer from Colorado by Deion Sanders, and he's transferring now, and then they will not release his practice tapes for teams that see him on practice.
Yeah,
film.
saw that.
And I don't know if it's a recruiting rule or not, but if your team tells you have to leave, we're not going to sign you, we're not going to keep you, then I think they should say, here's the his practice. I mean, there's game, but I don't know if he's young. I don't know how young he is, so maybe have a lot of game tape on him.
Right.
But he wants his practice tape out there so teams can recruit him.
Right.
Yeah, what the hell?
And he wasn't told by Dion; he was told by his position coach.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. So, and then another thing about Dion this week, complaining about HBCU players not being drafted in the draft. Only one guy got drafted.
His player.
Yeah, and he saw 3 more guys on my team should have been drafted. Well, when you get the job in the NFL, you draft them all.
Right.
It's a business, dude.
Right.
Sorry. This is a business. We're not drafting guys because where they went to college.
Right.
That has nothing to do with it. You know what? Instead of playing in your conference, play better out of conference games.
Right.
Like a la Tom Izzo, things like that. And then you'll get the recruiting look.
Yeah.
When you play each other, you're beating up on the HBCU team that's never won a game in 6 years.
Grambling.
You're beating a team Carthage, Carthage,
right.
And you look great against them. It's not anything on tape.
No.
They don't see that
Are
stuff.
these guys serious that they think like the NFL owners obviously conspire to do certain things, but
no.
Do they think they're all sitting in a room going, well, we're not going to draft guys that look like this guy, or
Well, no, it's
we're
not
not
even
going to
that.
draft
It's just
guys
he
that
wants
play
to-
in this league.
That's what
or-
that's what I had a problem with. It's not even
They're
about
not
it's not
doing
about
it.
color. He's now it's about a conference now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Do you
Talking
think
about-
they're
yeah.
conspiring and
Right.
they make like they got a list on the wall of the thing? Oh, this
no
guy
Big
eats too
10,
many.
no Big 10 players, no more.
Guys that have their pants down low. None of those guys or white socks. I don't even
Ugly shoes.
Tube
Yeah.
socks.
Well, a lot of shoes are ugly.
Tube socks.
Raincoats.
No, I'm just saying it doesn't make it.
Umbrellas.
I just really of all the things the NFL's conspiring to do, that's probably like the least chance that's the most conspiratorial.
Because NFL, if you have talent, doesn't matter where the fuck you're from.
Exactly. That owner
You know what I
wants
mean?
you to win him games.
Right.
I don't see
No.
why they would do that.
No, he wants to make money.
Yeah, they
Says
most
the
of them wanna
guy
win
that
games.
left the conference.
Let's be honest.
Yes, that's the
Deion
guy. The
Sanders-
guy left the conference.
Deion Sanders should know that the best because Deion Sanders and Michael Irving, those guys were out doing whatever they were doing for how many years
Right.
with drugs and women, and they got away with it, and they got to play in the NFL still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it was some kind of conspiracy to get rid of, well, and again, it would have been if the NFL would have got rid of him, nobody could complain,
Right.
Because they don't deserve to get that privilege,
Right.
If you
You know,
act
guys like
that.
Walter Payton were never drafted, right?
Yeah. It went to an HBCU college,
Right.
And that was years ago.
Doug
obviously,
Williams.
76. Yep,
Right.
Doug. Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
there's tons of them.
and it's hard.
I
It's
don't
hard.
want to hear it. Yeah.
It's the same as like North Dakota State and these small.
Right.
You'll see one. Peanut Tillman went to a small school,
Right.
Louisiana Tech or Louisiana Lafayette or something like
Right.
that. I think so. These are
Yeah.
schools that they're. It's going to happen. It
Right.
doesn't. It's
This is
hard.
Deion Sanders,
I mean-
though. I mean, he can't keep his mouth shut. He can't.
Just
I mean,
coach your. Just
he's-
coach.
I thought maybe he learned a few things. He needs to now step back and learn a few things and just keep your mouth shut. This
Well-
is your first time in a major program as a coach. Shut up and just
But like Willie said, he left them the same
left him.
conference,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
and
now
then he's complaining
yeah.
about it.
Well, and the thing is, he's
But
trying
they're not
to bring a lot of
taken
these kids
seriously.
over with him.
He
So
brought a lot of.
let's
kids
see
over
how it goes.
there. Right.
yeah, why not?
Well,
Then to get him drafted now.
Right.
Yeah.
Get him drafted now. You're in Colorado
But
now.
just, Deion,
More
just
looks.
shut up.
Get him
Right.
drafted now.
Right.
I think that's what you're saying. This is why it's bad. Just shut your
Yeah.
mouth.
Still my prediction. He's going to be coaching the Cowboys next year. That's my prediction.
Ooh.
Who you will be?
I think he will. McCarthy doesn't do well this year.
Yeah, but Colorado's not going to win more than 3 games.
Still gives Jerry Jones
It's all
something.
about,
to-
it's
So
all
if he
about what
wins-
Jerry
wants.
Jones like splash.
If he wins 4, then he's gonna be like,
They may though. I don't doubt what he can. I don't doubt his coaching. I mean, he.
No, they have a rough schedule.
Yeah, we'll see.
What if they go 3-9-1?
What is it? Soccer? Is he coaching the Colorado soccer? So yeah, that was my bad. So good.
I don't know if this is good or not.
It-
I'm gonna ask.
It's
I'm gonna.
not.
Germany.
I'm gonna concede to Timmy on this one. So I just saw this on the way, just a little while ago. Serving alcohol in Wisconsin. Bill would allow 14-year-olds to serve alcohol now.
Serve it?
14.
So what?
14-year-olds could serve alcohol to seated customers in bars and restaurants under a bill circulated by co-sponsors. Under current law, only workers 18 and above can serve alcohol. So 14-year-olds would be allowed as long as it's not at a bar, like up at the bar.
As long as you're not a bartender.
The bartender.
Thank God my job's safe.
Can this
that's what I
work?
was
Can this
thinking.
work in the grocery store too? So I don't have to wait for that 18-plus-year-old to come over and
Yes.
ring
That's
my
I don't
bourbon
even think
cream
it's
through.
that big in a bar.
Right.
Because it's
Sometimes
probably,
I wait like 2 minutes.
Right.
It's crazy. I'm a busy person.
It's like get big leg Emma over here.
I'm about ready to crack the bottle open.
What bothers me about that is that they do that, but they still got to scan your ID, so
Yeah.
it unlocks it from your ID anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
So I can't sell booze to my buddy if I'm in high school anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just off now. You know,
Oh,
Is that Harbaugh?
yeah, it's
It
Harbaugh.
sure is.
I was like, what is there a
Wow.
Michigan fan there?
Nice.
Can you imagine now?
Nice Michigan Cub hat.
Oh yeah,
Oh
it is.
yeah,
That is
it's
pretty
solid,
sweet.
actually.
It's probably Central Michigan. But
Is,
yeah,
why is he in Washington?
Probably recruiting.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
You're right. He
Recruiting.
probably is. Yeah,
Came
probably
to see
is.
his brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Not far from Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Was that his dad right there?
Yeah, it was Jack.
Oh, so maybe they're all hanging out. Okay.
I like
Look,
that.
like Lee
jacket.
knows him.
Yeah, Jack. It's
Yeah,
Jack.
it was Jack.
You're a Michigan man? Get the fuck out of here.
can you imagine though getting a girl's like I got a bartender's phone number. Pretty sweet. She's gonna call me after she gets
Wouldn't
out
be
of
a-
civics class.
It wouldn't be a bartender.
She's
I know,
14 and a
I'm
half.
She's
Right.
14.
She's
still tall.
She's 15 and a half. She's got a permit.
She's still as tall as any of the bartenders.
Right.
You know what?
Masons.
She got her permit. Hey, she's got her permit. That means you can drive with her.
Right.
What the hell?
Eric, please.
what are we even
please,
doing?
Eric, please go to good.
Right.
Quick, quick.
Change the subject.
My good is Jamal Murray.
Nice.
Playing out of his mind. He's become the leader of the team. Even Jokic said, we're following this guy's lead right now. And that's from the 2-time MVP. Games of 40 points, 35 points, 34 points. Playing well, and it's good to see because he had pretty bad injury and was out for a while. And, we remember this about 3-4 years ago with Murray, too. He had a huge playoff
Bubble
run.
Murray.
So,
2 years
yes,
ago.
the bubble.
Murray,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
say
then-
I say screw him because
That's where because
Because he screwed you over in
my
fantasy.
fantasy
during the regular season he was decent, but then he
Decent.
got to the bubble, he was incredible there, and then he got drafted, and then he got hurt.
yeah, and I have him in
Yeah.
fantasy.
And he got hurt. He
but I
didn't
had him as a
suck.
keeper this
He
year.
Tore his ACL. Yeah.
He didn't suck. He got hurt.
He
That's
got
a
hurt.
crap.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a good comeback story.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
playing really
absolutely.
well. He's a gamer. Hey, we need a guy like this on the box.
Or
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
Or just I would take Jimmy Butler in a heartbeat.
Good.
My good is Becky Hammon, the head coach of the WNBA champs, will be interviewing for the Toronto Raptors head coaching position.
Okay.
So I think that she is more than qualified than some of the guys that have had jobs in the NBA.
The retreads.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, she
And-
probably speaks Canadian. I'm guessing.
Well, she was an assistant coach under Popovich, so I mean his
Yeah.
tree is pretty extensive, and that's pretty good.
Coach
good
Bud?
dude. Yeah.
You want a Molson there, eh?
So,
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I am
take a
hoping
Jimmy
that she
donut.
gets hired just for the fact that I think she deserves the opportunity.
Yeah.
So
be
if she
cool.
does get hired, I
She-
mean, how's that going to play? Anytime something happens, like a guy screaming back, because these guys yell at their coaches and shit. Look
Right.
at, I mean, or like say like wasn't Giannis in the thing complaining kind of about the coaching after the series?
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah,
Oh,
a little,
sorry.
a little bit he did. Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, when that happens with her, is it going to be like, oh yeah, it's because she's a girl type thing, or is it
No.
going to be?
No,
Is
because
it going to be because
he-
she's a
she
legit
coached-
coach?
She's pretty freaking
Yeah.
hard nosed.
That's what I mean.
She
There's-
coached the
there's female
Spurs.
refs. There's
Yeah.
female refs too, and they don't take any more flack.
No,
ref.
and
That's-
she coached
and
for
it
a
should
summer
be.
league team and won the championship with them.
Yeah,
So,
and she's a qualified coach, obviously.
absolutely, yeah,
So yeah, but these NBA guys are prima donnas, so it's
right,
So that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm not faulting her. I'm saying
right.
these guys are kind of
Yeah,
these guys are
and
assholes.
that's when you hire like assistants that'll be that hard ass too. So I mean,
Yeah.
like
it'll be fun to watch either way.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to see it. She's got it coming, I think.
Yeah.
Promised.
Oh, whoops.
Jesus,
Team's
Eric.
not very good.
What's good with Toronto?
They're on the.
Problem.
They beat the
Then they have
Heat.
that mass exodus.
They beat the Heat.
Yeah.
Kawhi's still there, right?
Good,
Yeah.
Willie.
Sure.
My
You saw
good
it?
is the Seattle Kraken,
Ooh, nice.
the first NHL team to win their first ever series in franchise history against the Avalanche,
Release the Kraken.
the defending champs. Yeah, which is
Yeah,
pretty.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think so.
The Kraken. I
Kraken.
still can't get over that. The Kraken.
It's a great nickname.
It is pretty cool. I still
Well,
can't get over it though.
We were talking about this today driving around. Is how bad are these like the Commanders? They're talking about changing their nickname now already.
Absolutely.
The Cleveland Guardians, and it came up because I heard on the radio they were talking about way back in the old days they were the Cleveland Spiders,
That's what it
Right.
should have been.
and
Agreed.
which would have been an awesome
Yeah.
logo.
Do you
and
know what the
everything.
Guardians are?
It's those two things
Those
on the
stupid
bridge.
pillars on the interstate or whatever.
Yeah, they're on the bridge.
They're on a bridge.
They
Yeah.
guard the city.
Right.
They're the Guardians of the
But
city.
again, some some idiot sitting in an office like, that's genius. We're going to sell tons of these stupid Guardians uniforms.
Yeah, over spiders.
Over spiders,
all the
which
things they could have came up with.
I know.
Right.
It amazed. That's how out of touch those rich people are.
And
I'm not joking.
No, I wholly agree with you.
They don't understand how normal people like us, who piss next to the garage on their way in here this morning or, tonight.
You were here this morning?
Yeah,
That was your name.
I would check the camera, Scott.
I had to piss twice. Yeah, but we like pee outside by the garage. These guys don't get it. I mean, they're not even in the same universe we are.
Exactly.
Yet there's 2 guys in the garage still making Indian stuff, making more money.
No kidding.
Yeah, no shit.
Right.
Bootleg.
It's like
t-shirts.
the Warriors, the Marquette Warriors stuff.
Oh
yeah, you still see it around.
Yeah.
I have a Warriors t-shirt.
Heather still has
Does it
she has a Warriors
still fit?
sweatshirt.
Yes. Wow.
It's medium.
It's more like a 3X.
Nice.
Cozy.
Not anymore. It's probably shrunk.
It doesn't look like that.
That was an XL. Don't kid yourself.
That was an XL.
Well, did you ever see Earl Campbell?
What, like a youth XL? The fuck?
It came with one of those helmets.
Yeah.
In the words of Paris Hilton, that's hot.
Hot. Not for anyone.
The helmet that came with had ice cream in it, though.
Should have seen him trying to get it on his head.
I wanted to bring that up. When we went to the Brewer game, did you see the kid in front of us that had the helmet?
Yep.
Oh,
the thing was like this big.
Tiny. It's like one
remember
scoop.
back in the day?
Back in the day, it was like a full-size helmet. You'd like
soft serve.
Right. You get the helmet and you wear it home. Like this kid would have been like a beanie. Like
hair's all sticky.
I gotta say one of his signed Corbin Burns.
Oh wow!
It was a
Well
Yamla cut. That's what it looked like. It was tiny.
I didn't notice it. I was busy passing out peanuts.
Has he know what?
Peanuts.
Oh, you had
I
to
thought
be
you said
there.
something else.
Well, did you hear the story?
Went through
Did you walk around the whole crowd? And
We didn't have to.
I was just standing up and passing them out.
Passing them out in one
throwing
spot.
No, hand people are grabbing
Oh.
them. Wait, you
For
had a
some.
6-pound bag of peanuts.
That he walked
that
in
all?
with.
Yeah, that I
Just
walked
carried
in
him
with.
in like a
and you could
baby.
walk in with it.
I don't know. I
bag of
did.
peanuts?
I got the right entrance, I guess, because the guy behind me said I tried walking in sunflower seeds. They said I couldn't.
I would be like, "Hey, you got a ticket for that?
I would have like. I was like, it's a
The baby
It's a-
Bjorn? You got the baby Bjorn on?
Don't worry, these peanuts are going to sit on my lap.
How old is that kid?
Did you do your good?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, my good is besides having palm trees and
Scab knees and rice. Oh,
the-
sorry.
the beaches, and you're an hour or 2 hours from Key West. South Florida right now is just on fire with their teams. The Panthers, the Heat. I'm not being funny. I mean, for an area that probably doesn't follow sports much at all,
Right.
they're doing well. Think about it. The 9th seed FAU men who were in their first ever Final Four. The Miami Hurricanes were in the 5 seed Miami Hurricanes made the Final Four.
Right.
And the women made their first ever Elite 8, along with the Panthers and Heat. So
How the Dolphins do?
Yeah.
They were in the playoffs.
They made the playoffs
They lost
too,
the Bills. Yeah.
So you know what? And they played them
Close-
well with the
close
backup
game.
quarterback.
Third string quarterback.
Yeah. So you know what? The South Florida is heating up.
The Marlins.
I don't know what that even means.
Oh, they swept the Cubs.
They're doing okay now.
Yeah,
they're having a
pretty
decent,
good. They got
they're having a
numbers.
decent
They have a
season,
young good
They got a
team.
good staff.
but they'll never ever pay enough money to be good.
No.
That's the problem. They're going to be just like another A's, just in a nicer area.
Isn't Jeter running that team or owning?
No.
No, he left. He's
He's
out.
out.
Yeah, he's out.
He's like, this is a dumb idea. I don't look like Jordan.
it? Yeah, Jordan's
It's
gonna
too much work.
buku money.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So yeah, that was the good, bad, and ugly. So let's talk about the Willie's gone.
Willie is gone. He had enough.
It's
talk
not
about
my
Willie.
turn to watch him, so
Let's
I have no idea where.
Let's talk about
Let's do the good, bad, and the ugly about Willie.
Let's talk about Willie.
Yeah.
Probably went home.
Houdini.
Did anybody talk about Steph being good and 50 last night or whatever?
Oh, we were going to do a little thing on.
Yeah, he wants to talk
Okay.
about stuff.
But what do
yeah.
you want to go? Do you want to do NFL draft
Oh,
recap?
no, let's talk about the NBA first, and we'll talk about the
talking about the Bucks. I better drink.
we'll talk about the Bucks.
Do you
So
have enough?
That's our beer of the week.
Right.
better give him an
So
IV.
before we start with the Bucks, I did find out today that Bud lost his brother during.
Yeah.
So
Between game 3 and 4,
Right.
basically. Yeah. And he kept it to himself.
Right.
He didn't talk about it.
right, and didn't use it as an excuse. So
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
He's a stand-up guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never had an issue with his attitude or anything. I mean,
Right.
some coaching
just
issues.
his strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that would have affected his strategy. I really don't.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
still, you're not gonna sit there and go, well, I'm not gonna D up Jimmy Butler for 4 straight games. It's because my brother's sick.
He died in car accidents.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
No.
So there was nothing. It was, which is even worse because it was like
Ugh.
sudden kind
Unknown,
of. It wasn't
right.
like his father was battling something. And okay, that sucks, but kind of
I,
saw it coming.
I didn't tell you guys about speaking of like weird car accidents and stuff.
Oh boy.
I left here the other day after the what was that, Tuesday? What was the last time? Thursday, the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost get halfway home, and at Gordy's they got roadblocks out. I'm like, what the shit?
Tell me someone jumped the.
Oh, worse. So then I'm like, I got to get home. They got it blocked off. I can't get home. I drove through Gordy's parking lot and did a little whoop, 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 and came out the other side and took off.
You with the Three Stooges?
Yeah, that's what. Well, there's cops all over right by my house. The whole area is blocked off. It's all. I had no idea what's going on. There was a helicopter. That was that one where that guy ran from Illinois up through Kenosha. On the way back, crashed into the cemetery and then climbed a tree with his gun and drugs and everything in a stolen car. So it's like right out in front of my house, like in the cemetery. So I don't know. I didn't know what was going on because all this shit's going down. So I go home. I pull in the driveway. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go grab my pistol and that'll let the dogs out with a pistol.
Did you grab a gun too?
Yeah, but it's like that. I mean, that was kind of
a
weird.
raincoat on that thing, buddy.
So that's what happened when I left here the other day.
Oh, well, that sounds like fun.
I was like, wait, I'm way out here in this nice area where your parents live. They work their lives to get this nice place, and I drive from here to my house. It's like going into the war zone.
All right, done with the Bucks talk then.
I know. So the last week, the Bucks were eliminated in 5 games by the Miami Heat. Number 1 seed is no longer with us. So it was a surprise. I was more in shock of how the game ended with it was just like a perfect ending to a terrible series, just not even getting a shot off. It was terrible. It was just bad.
We had a little bit of a lead to start the fourth quarter too.
Yeah,
16 points.
Yeah, 16. It's little.
Just like we had a 10-point lead.
They were up by 10 or 8 with 5 minutes left, just like the game before.
Yeah.
So we'll let Eric talk first. And
no, I don't want to
get his frustrations out with the whole thing. What was your take on the Bucks finish to this season?
Jimmy Butler kicked our ass. It's obviously it's very disappointing. When we talked a little bit, earlier about the coaching and some of the strategy and some of the Jimmy Butler was having just a career series, but there was things we probably should have tried a little bit more. Jay Crowder, just somebody to just, like we even said, just go in there and just foul the guy, punch him in the freaking throat. I don't care. Do something to stop him. I mean, if we would have held him under 30 a couple of nights, we probably would have won the series.
Do you think Crowder was hurt?
I don't know.
He came out after. I'm sure he wasn't. He said something after.
I don't know if maybe Bud and Crowder aren't on the same page. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to give Bud some of the benefit of the doubt too. Maybe he's got an issue with Crowder.
This is, like I said, though, we were talking before, this isn't the first time he did not play a player that was and Drew Holiday, I'm sorry, Crowder wasn't a huge part because he came in late, but in Toronto, when they lost to Toronto a couple years back, when they were up 2-0, Mirotic just didn't make rotation for like the last 4 games out of nowhere.
Right.
Out of nowhere. Never heard a thing. And Mirotic basically left the city, never said a word about it because he was a professional and didn't complain.
Mm-hmm.
And he just never came back and played in Spain because I think the NBA was like, I'm done with this.
Another thing too,
correct. I think he ended up just staying in Spain, right?
That we're probably not talking about enough is that they did not play a clean series. There was a lot of turnovers and then a lot of missed free throws, especially Giannis in that last game. And, Giannis had the back injury. It's hard to really put too much on him. He came back pretty good from it. Yeah, he missed a shitload of free throws the last night. But yeah, the carelessness with the ball. Middleton had a lot of turnovers. Giannis had a lot of turnovers. I mean, your star guys are turning the ball over left and right. Could it have made a difference? Yeah, possibly.
And they were bad turnovers.
Yeah,
right?
It was just like
throwing.
bad.
It would look like just bad basketball.
Right. Just the whole offensive scheme too, like Giannis bringing the ball up and not utilizing him as a pick and roll. Giannis being hurt still had 38 and 20. So it's not like he didn't show up. The player was affected. Middleton had 33. But I mean, after that, it was just 4 guys scoring. Miami was pretty balanced. zombie Kevin Love comes back to life with a double as well. So I mean,
they had a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things go in their favor. Like,
Right.
guys getting hot, like Lowry getting hot. I mean,
Right.
it's Robinson getting hot.
Right.
But the interesting quote Giannis had was, "The Heat came here to beat us. We played. We didn't play to beat the Heat. We played thinking we're going to win a championship.
Right.
We kind of were probably looking ahead too much.
Right. And not taking into account playoff Jimmy.
One game at a time.
Right.
One moment at a time."
I think this is the end of this era of the Bucks.
Absolutely.
Not saying they're not going to be good. Not going to say they can't get better, but I think Brook Lopez is out of contract. I think Middleton's got his rumor is he's in his option year and he's not going to take his option. And I will let him go out the door. Do not even bring him back because there's a problem. He scored points. I get it. But when he brings the ball up, it's cringeworthy.
Right.
I don't understand your game plan thing. It's like if you coach a 6th grade team and you got a kid that's pretty good shooter or does everything or good in the post and stuff. But when Jimmy brings the ball up, Jimmy, don't give the ball to him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You go find a spot, get that little turnaround you do, and do stuff you do well. Why are you bringing the ball up when you have Drew Holiday and Giannis?
Is that Middleton's fault though, or is that a coaching thing?
Well, they were just outlet to him. The guys, they were just doing it. I just don't understand conceptually. Well, and it's coaching because coaches, if I can see it and they are continue to do it, your job is to call time out and say, quit fucking doing that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to, he is a championship coach. I mean, he does her a little respect if he's not, and if he's not telling him, then it is his fault. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's just
half home run.
And like I said, I talk about Budenhorns all the time. I like Budenhorns a lot, but I think it's
too stubborn.
It's stale too now.
Yeah, he doesn't make adjustments.
It got stale.
It could be like McCarthy.
It's Lovie Smith. It's Lovie Smith-esque. I mean,
right.
Carolina Panthers playoff game a couple years ago.
Right.
Jake Delhomme. They want to go. They got to play that cover 2. And Steve Smith caught 85 balls for 500 yards that game.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't stop him. So you know what? That's why you lose jobs. People thought you lose jobs because of stuff that you don't adjust. You're good with your scheme.
Mm-hmm.
When the scheme disappears, what do? Well, just keep doing it. You got to be able to adjust and figure something else out in these games. And players win championships. I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter. You can't put it all on Bud, but Jimmy Butler, if Giannis comes out after the game and goes, he questioned, why don't you guard Butler more? His comment was basically, well, it's a coaching thing, and I don't know either why.
Right.
And he said,
that's not typical for Giannis to do something like that.
And
so it could be like what you said is probably right. It could be an adjustment. I always thought of these Bucks because they have Giannis. I always thought of them if they could be like the San Antonio Spurs. And I'm not saying they're going to win 5 championships, but that longevity over like 13, 14, 15 years with a couple core players, maybe even tweaking that and just, the surrounding cast, whatever, go with the flow. But they always had just one coach.
But
they had good scouting. They had good development as well. But, the Bucks are an older team. Who is their up and coming star after Giannis? Who do they have a top 3? I don't think Middleton is as a secondary.
Well, we've made so many trades now. We're trading away a lot of that, and I don't know how the Spurs did it.
Drew Holiday is always that guy you would lean on. But the thing about I want to talk about another guy on the team. And he kind of what's the olden day thing? They used to sell you elixirs. They say this, and they all Snake Oil. And all year we were sold this elixir by Brook Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
And his defense.
Yeah.
He was garbage in the playoffs. And his defense was
he
terrible.
Was off. Definitely.
He was a defensive player of the year candidate, and he was always out of position in his playoffs. He was always not near the rim to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler's going to the basket. Well, these guys go in the basket. All year you block shots. Where are you?
Right.
And then they were almost sagging away from Bam, and Bam was hitting free throw in game 1, hit shots on the free throw 4 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
What is the?
Is it a mentality thing? But
you are the number 1 seed, one of the most games in the NBA. You can't do this. If they were the 5 seed and struggled in times, I'd be like, okay, it's not acceptable at all.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's not. I know it's only sports. It's just who cares, but it's not acceptable. It really isn't.
No.
And when Giannis comes out after the game and goes. Basically, his take was he was on a 6th grade team. We did our best. I like Giannis a ton, but if that's mentality,
I think it just came out recently that he had some mental health issues.
Well,
and so if he went through some therapy or something, guys start to talk a little soft.
Yeah. I mean,
and maybe he's trying to be a a role model for children.
He kind of snapped on the report. All
He
the reporter
snap,
did, all
yeah.
he said to him was this your disappointment?
Failure.
That's all
No,
he
he
said.
said failure.
And that's
Said
all he
failure,
said. And
right.
you know what? If
Yeah,
I'm Giannis, I look at him and go, yeah, we failed.
Yeah, because we didn't
That's
win
your
the last.
answer.
Right. So what's the line in Moneyball? Like nobody gives a shit unless you win the last game of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, Shaq, you saw Shaq's comment on it. I think that was that's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I think part
So
of it,
Shaq thought, I disagree with Shaq. Shaq never thought like that when he played in his career.
like a failure.
Like he never thought that it's okay to. He was agreeing with Giannis.
No, he disagreed.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else on that, even Charles, agreed with Giannis.
That's why Charles never won a championship.
Yeah. Yep. And so Shaq said,
And Kenny the Jet was on a team that he wasn't the star.
Shaq quietly in his
Oh, no.
what's the voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I come from a military background.
Well, that's true.
And again, he goes, after I was picked number 1, I felt like every year I should have won a championship. And so every year I didn't win a championship was a failure.
Because
he
he was fat.
I put that on myself. And he goes, you guys put that on me as well.
Right.
After I won 1, won 2, won 3, and then I didn't win one, everybody said, what's wrong with Shaq? What's wrong with, then I had to prove you wrong and win another one.
Maybe
I
that's-
think
that's-
that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, maybe that's part of the issue too. Is Giannis is so good that people expect him to have Stephen Curry games. In a closeout game.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
38-20.
Right.
He was good enough.
He
His
was-
free throws. I shouldn't say that. His free throws were god awful. And that's the thing. I will say his free throws were that was part of the reason they lost that game. But you gave up an average of 125 points in that series.
Right.
I still blame
But
the
you caught
I still blame team defense because like we were talking before when this happened against Toronto a few years ago. There was a cast on Toronto. That team was better than you thought. Van Vliet,
Absolutely.
Gasol, Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard was
was what's his name there? Ibaka was there.
Ibaka, yeah.
Ibaka,
They were a
team.
good team. This team, it was Butler and whoever was the flavor of the day that night.
right.
Lowry was
guys
hot
got
one night.
hot, yeah.
Kevin Love
Right.
was hot one night. Duncan Robinson got hot one. Duncan Robinson wasn't even
Bam,
starting.
Bam
Right.
played pretty good. I mean,
Overall, yeah,
Yeah.
but he was not. None of those guys. It was the problem was, and Ed said it perfect. Just stop Jimmy Butler.
Right.
yeah.
It's not hard. And if you're going to play Jordan rules, the Jordan rules was what? Let Jordan score his points and stop everybody else.
Right.
Then do that.
Right.
But they didn't either.
Yeah.
That was the
There
problem.
was
I
always
had.
one guy that got hot.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
didn't.
right.
It was guys when the same Bucks defense poked through.
They don't have.
Guy at the 3-point line wide open. Oh my God. If I see another one, I'm gonna. They do, and they did it against Boston last year. It killed them.
Yeah.
Do they need that guy like Smart or some, or Rodman or whoever it
Or
is?
PJ
on whatever,
Tucker?
And, you know,
PJ Tucker.
Well, I
that
thought
did
Jay
have-
Crowder could take that spot, and maybe it was like you said, he didn't play all year, conditioning. I don't know.
He
I
Yeah,
never,
but
never-
he had half a year. It's not like
He never became part of the team at all.
And he-
Even during the season, never.
he made a comment. He said, "I don't know why they brought me here."
Maybe
Yep,
he
right.
screwed himself though. I mean, just again, we're defending everybody. Let's put some of this on Jay Crowder. You sit out a whole half of the season because you don't like being on your team because you want to be traded. I don't know. I don't like that mentality at all. I didn't think about it at all. I was happy when they traded for him. I'm like, oh shit, Jay Crowder, this is great. But then you think about it, like you sat out.
Yeah.
What kind of a dude are you? What kind of athlete are you? What kind? I mean, I don't know. In
Well,
hindsight, I'm like, that's odd.
Well,
He wasn't
I'm
hurt.
not like Giannis a ton, but if we're gonna, I just can't.
Would you
accept-
trade Giannis for Jimmy Butler right now?
no.
No.
Would you trade the rest of the team for Jimmy Butler?
I think, and that's why I say I think, and then Drew Holiday came out and said he's retiring after his contract's over. Like a day after he was on a podcast.
He's retiring?
He said he's going to retire after. You look it up. He said he's going to retire when his contract's up. Another guy that I love, Drew Holiday. He needs to go to. If you're thinking about retiring after you lost this game and you're
where's the
and you're in
the
your
fire?
prime,
Yeah.
this team does not have it, and they
Where's
need
the
someone
fire?
that. And it comes
He
from the
sh-
top down, and it needs to start with you get Giannis, and you bring Giannis in. Giannis, we're tearing this thing down, and we're going to put guys around you, and you're going to win a championship again. We can't win it with this team. Personally, I think the guy, and it's been said all over. I think one of the guys who had one of the for all the Bucks. Who played the best? I think Grayson Allen had a great series.
Very
Quietly had a great
Yes.
series. He shot well. He
Yeah.
played pretty
the
good
first
defense.
couple games.
But he
Yeah.
was always part. He did what he had to do. He did his job. He wasn't better than
I know what you're saying,
He did
yeah.
what he had to do. He was better than last year.
Yeah.
If he play like this last year, they would have beat Boston.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
So
Well, last year he had the great series against the Bulls, and then he didn't. He faded.
Everybody
A lot of
against
guys.
the Bulls.
Well,
But still, but then he was.
Tim knows. He's a
remember,
Bulls fan.
remember, he had a great series against the Bulls, and then he did nothing against the Celtics.
But you know what? I
And
like
that's
I said,
a team where you really
I love,
needed him.
I love Giannis, but it's a little part of me. It's hard for me to take what he said after the game. It really is. And I know it was right after the game, the heat of the moment. I know what he was trying to get at and say.
I don't think you're getting much disagreement. I agree. I would want.
I love Giannis. I don't
You
want him
want
to
see
leave.
fire on your guys.
I
Like,
would
when
want
they-
him to say yes. It was a failure.
When they
I don't
asked
want a
Drew
guy-
Holiday and he goes, I think I'm about retiring after I just run the clock out here.
I don't want a guy to throw a chair after the game and hit 2 employees at the arena and get a charge with assault like Anthony Edwards did.
He's a good
That kind of fire. But
I would take.
I would
him.
take
I would
that
take-
over.
I would
yeah.
take Edwards in a.
I would take Edwards though. Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
ever see him in the movie? He was in the movie.
Goose. He's
No,
Goose.
He was one of the basketball players in the basketball movie that when Hustle.
Oh, the
Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
He was the kid from he was the kid that he always was going at in
Yes.
those camps.
Yeah, it was
That's
him.
Anthony,
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's
Good,
Goo-
great
he's
movie.
Goose.
He's
Yeah.
Goose. He's Goose.
The Gooch.
The
Tyler
Goo-
Gooch.
Tyler
Oh.
Gooch. Taylor Gooch.
New movie
No wonder why
idea.
he's making so much money.
So any closing thoughts on the Bucks?
They
I
should have
mean,
gotten Bill Lambier
Do you
out
agree?
of retirement.
Okay, Eric, obviously you're a big
Bill
Bucks
Lambier would
fan.
be a better
And
coach.
Tim,
than-
but do you kind of see? Do you agree, or do you think this team should stand pat because they do got guys
they
that aren't going to
won't.
be
They
around?
can't.
But do you think that they should? Do you think it's time to tear it down and just we need to, and not tear it down, but we need to get new blood and get guys.
Zion.
No,
Zion and
How about
Giannis
guys that
side
could
by
stay on the
side.
court?
Dude, I would
though?
laugh if you guys got Zion because you know what? He's going to be dressed like an idiot at half of your games,
Yeah.
sitting on the sideline.
Well, how about if you
even
could,
know
how
he
about if
is.
you could get Damian Lillard?
Oh,
I've
there we
said
go.
that for years.
But you
have I
lose
not?
Middleton and Drew Holiday,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
in a
right.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be okay.
and
with
get
that.
He's a
you
step
lose
up.
Lopez because you're gonna lose Lopez. He's a free agent. I
I
don't think you're
understand.
gonna keep
I
him.
understand the losing Lopez. That I'm okay with that.
But who do you get? You get someone for Lopez then?
yeah, I don't know who that.
I don't
guy
know. We
is.
have to
I'd
look around. I mean,
yeah.
we don't know who's going to be available and all that.
Jay
but-
Crowder's available.
Right. But the whole thing is that Giannis is eligible for an extension, and that's going to be the pivot point for what's going to happen with this team.
Does Giannis say I want to go somewhere else?
Right. And that could
I'm gonna
happen.
retire.
I could see him leaving.
This is why it is a failure because they had the team to do it this
Oh,
year.
they've
They
had it
really
They've had it the last
did.
5 years.
Experienced playoff players like you put a team like that together. You don't expect them to shit the bed in the playoffs because you have all that playoff experience and you brought in more guys. You brought in Ingles, playoff experience. You brought in Crowder, playoff experience.
But you
Right.
remember how this team plays, and I'm not beating him, coach, but I'm going to beat him up a little bit.
You need to.
Think about when they won the championship. They were size 18 from not being there, down 2-0 against a team that was way far not as superior as they were in Atlanta. They had to come back with no Giannis, which luckily the team came together and played well.
Yeah.
But every series they were chasing, they never showed dominance when they're the better team ever. Since
No,
they've been,
you're
since
right,
they've
they
been this
haven't.
team.
Right.
That's the problem with the
They
team.
were like a 3 seed.
You
that year,
are the
too.
better team.
Right.
You need to go in these places and go, we are better.
It doesn't always work that way.
But
though.
but you look at teams. I mean, look at the Lakers right now. They're playing the best anybody in the playoffs right now.
Oh, they're the hottest team since.
I'm not gonna. And I love LeBron, so I love seeing this.
Well, it's not LeBron carrying them; it's AD.
No, but that's
Yeah.
why, because they're playing good team. LeBron's facilitating. He's like he's like what do you call in the NFL, the quarterback? They'd say he's got to
Game
be
manager.
He's a game manager. LeBron's game managing.
Trent
What he needs to do.
Because he has to.
Yep, and Austin Reeves, they're but
Yeah,
you know
who's
what?
that guy had like 24 rebounds?
If you
or
look at
something?
that roster,
AD.
AD obviously is probably just as good or better, just as good. We'll say
He's the best guy in their team right
But
now.
if you said the Bucks, compare them. Okay, Giannis and AD, let's say it's a push. Okay, let's just give him that. LeBron is probably better than anybody's second on team. But then you look at the rest of the Bucks team, they're better than they are.
yeah, I mean they brought.
But this
in-
team is just playing. They're just playing in a way. I think a little not tougher because Boston and Philly are really good. I think they're better than people think
Do the
or are given credit for.
Do the
West always
Bucks-
gets credit for everything.
Do the Bucks have any of these specialty players though? Like the guy you need the 3-pointer from, or the guy that can D up anybody and just shut them down?
Jay Crowder.
Yeah, you would have thought all those. We had all those guys.
Yeah.
That's why it's a failure. We had you guy could hit
Dragic
threes.
didn't play at all.
You bring in playoff
Yeah, how
Pat a
does-
little bit, and he gets hot. You
How
know?
does Ingles and Crowder have 8 minutes between the two of them? And
Yeah.
Joe Ingles had 8 minutes.
Yeah.
How you know?
And
Yeah, Joe
Ingles
Ingles.
played great down the stretch.
Yeah.
Right. And how does Crowder not play in that game? Like,
And if the problem is, if I sat down with me and coach were sitting here, and I said, why don't you play him? And he looked at me and goes, matchups.
That's
well, the
wrong.
matchups you
That's
had,
wrong.
the matchups you had weren't working.
I think it's
Well, you were going to lose by a lot more.
It's got to be internal. It's
No.
got to be something internal. Maybe there wasn't a good fit between Crowder and Bud.
That's why I think Coach Bud. I think sometimes, like I said, they were always the better or just as good as the teams, and they always were struggling in these playoff series.
Yeah.
They were up 3-2 last year, right, against Boston, and losing the series. I think, yeah, they lost 2 in a row. They lost at home, and they went on the road and lost in Boston in Game 7.
You might be
so
right.
they were up 3. That's actually showed they're down, and we're up 3-2, and they couldn't even close it out.
Right.
My problem with the
2 games in this series couldn't close it out.
Yeah.
My problem with the Bucks has been for the last few years is they don't have that guy when you need a basket just to give it. I'm serious. Give him the ball.
When you say a few years, like 3 years ago, they
Ryan
won the
Miller
championship.
said,
No,
"Let
I
the
know.
Bucks owner Aaron Rodgers figure it out." That's what
Yeah.
that's what Ryan Miller said.
But every one of these teams has a
Just
Jimmy
pour 'em some tea.
Butler, Steph Curry.
Not every team has a Jimmy
Tatum.
Butler. You can't say that.
No.
A guy that you
One
give the
team
ball
has a
to
Jimmy
with,
Butler.
Right.
with 10 seconds left, and he can get you that basket, or at least the Bucks don't
So
have that guy.
There's like
Giannis
5 or
is
6
that
guys
guy.
in the league.
Giannis
that
is
you're
that guy.
talking
He
about,
can't
though.
get a
Right.
shot though.
Damian Lillard, Curry,
Yeah.
Butler.
Right. And
Yeah,
those guys.
It's few and far between.
Right.
See, but I'll give Giannis what Giannis does is he gets to the rim and he gets at the guys that are wide open.
Well, I'm not saying that, but
They
don't. It's got to be Drew Holiday in those situations, and he passes the ball. He doesn't want to take that shot most of the time.
Do we consider the fact that Giannis had a back injury at all in this
I think
series?
it had a lot to do with that.
He
Absolutely.
really missed 3 games because he missed pretty much all of game 1.
Right. Yeah.
3 games back, and then coming back from it, back.
Oh,
This is like a Ted Lasso thing. Back. And I mean, and obviously, yeah, we look at his stats. He's like, he had the stats, but that game 7, or not game 7. We didn't even get to a game 7, did we?
5.
No, we 5.
5.
Bucks and
I
5.
think he had 8 turnovers. 8.
Yeah.
From your star player.
Well, they were bad turnover wise the whole
Yeah.
team.
All of them.
And he missed 150 free throws.
I like I said, the scoring obviously is important, but I
Yeah.
think the whole thing is the defense. I think the defense failed them.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of untimely. They gave up a lot of untimely offensive rebounds too.
Do you think if Jimmy Butler didn't show up, we would have won? Like if he would have just stayed home.
That would have been cool.
Like, I'm sick.
We probably won.
I'm not going. I have a headache.
They probably would have won in 7.
Do you remember a few weeks ago we talked about this without Giannis, how they're going to do, or with?
Well, like without
It's like
Giannis,
they're still going to walk through.
well,
them.
I didn't think they would walk, but I thought they would compete. I thought it'd be 7 games, but and without Giannis, they were worse than with him. That was a problem. They didn't look very good. They went against Atlanta one. They looked fine without him.
Yeah.
I don't think they were good enough to beat Phoenix without him. Lucky he came back, but they were good enough against Atlanta. Because like I said, Atlanta wasn't that good. They were decent.
I just hope that they respond well next year. I mean, what if they do something different in the season? So be it. Every year you kind of tweak things, and if Lopez is gone, whatever, who's the guy that steps up for him? I don't know.
Right.
I love Drew Holiday. I didn't hear that he said that.
He
That's
did. He did
odd.
it on podcast. Did you hear that, Willie?
That's
About
I
him?
heard it. Yeah, I heard that.
If
yeah.
Middleton's gone, fine, but they don't have draft capital at all. They have to be keep being a huge player in free agency, and I think the GM's done a good job.
Well, they're going to be.
But he needs to probably pick get some younger guys.
Yeah, they're going to be in the luxury tax though, so they're going to be careful as well.
Well,
So,
but if they blow it up a little bit and get rid of a few contracts,
yeah, but who's want to come to Milwaukee? I mean, you're going to have guys that really want to play with Giannis, right?
Well, I don't think that's that hard
And
of a
Giannis,
sell. Is
the
that
thing-
a hard sell?
But the thing about Giannis, that's one thing I've always given him credit for. He's not this rubbing elbows. I don't think he's a big, but he's not like the rest of these guys.
Right.
Like, which I thought was ridiculous. Kyrie Irving sitting at courtside at the Laker game. Dude, you're out, man.
Right.
Hugging LeBron.
And
I'm
he's not an American player either. They're all, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and that's a
and
big
I've heard
difference.
he doesn't like mesh with these guys because his attitude is he's about basketball.
Right.
Where these guys are about everything else. He's about basketball and his family. He's from Greece.
You can find guys.
He grew up with nothing. He was a big family, so
Right.
he's all about. So he's not doing this.
The guy we talk about all the time, Lillard.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Lillard would come in and play. He's
Lillard's
like,
a guy
I'm getting older. This
you-
would be a good spot, a good
But
cushion for
the
me.
thing, I love Lillard and all that, but is that
That's not.
the
No, it's
the
not
the
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 answer.
he comes here and he's garbage.
Right. Well,
Well, he's
no,
getting
he had
old.
his
He's
best
getting
he's
season.
hurt.
He's
He had his best season last year,
But
and
he's hurt.
They shut him down.
Yeah, I know,
the
but
tank.
he does really get hurt. He's older.
He got hurt because he had a core injury. That's the only time he's been hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think we're looking to trade
not-
Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
No,
don't
I
think he's
mean, but
going
I just don't
anywhere.
like the attitude.
He's going to be on the team next year.
I don't like the attitude.
You got to remember though, if you're trading for Dame, you got to give assets up to Portland because they're not just going to be like, oh yeah, just give us Drew Hutt
and we don't have draft capital.
And Middleton's not under contract.
Right.
He's gonna opt out.
Do they really want that?
Unless
They
they
don't
sign
want
and
that
trade.
contract.
Well, he was due to make $46 million this year. I think he's nuts to
opt out.
Yeah,
I do too. Because nobody else is gonna. What is he gonna make next year if he stays?
46 or something.
Yeah,
or something
no
like
one's
that. I found
giving
a lot of. Didn't look it up one night. I looked it up and said 46 or something crazy.
Why would he some outrageous?
Yeah,
right.
Like he's that good.
And Giannis is getting only 52.
Right, and you can get
so he's making like $5 million less than Giannis.
Yeah, you can get Reeves for half of that amount. And he's a better player.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Right.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to talk to the Bucks. I'm sure stuff will happen the next few weeks with them. We'll see when the season move on. But you know what? I was going to pull this out.
Oh, raincoat.
Show's getting real.
Uh-oh.
So our picks, predictions. Let's see how we're doing.
Oh my gosh.
So we had Bucks in 7 over the Warriors.
Was that me?
I don't know. Is that your rating?
That looks like mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely me.
Willie had.
Why would you pick the Bucks?
I did.
I had
Willie's
Milwaukee over Golden State in 7.
Ooh,
So we had the same thing.
Same. Yeah.
Tim, that's baseball. That's baseball. That's baseball. That's baseball. Where's Willie's?
Baseball.
Willie.
Better.
Willie's. I don't hear. Well, I know where yours is, Willie. Who'd you pick? Do you remember?
Nope. He has no idea.
It was. Oh, it's right here.
I had the Nuggets over the Bucks in 5.
Nuggets over Bucks in 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Willie picked the Philadelphia Warriors.
I saw Willie's paper here, and I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I see a bunch of stuff written down, but I don't see you have all your picks. But I don't know.
That's what it looks like I had.
Willie picked the New Jersey
I'll dig around.
Nets.
I thought you picked the Bucks too, though.
No, he never picks the Bucks. He hates the Bucks.
And I picked either like the Nuggets or the Suns. It looks like it's hard to tell from my writing. Can't tell.
I got all
playing
your
each
picks
other.
for all the
Let me
MVP.
look at it. Let me see if I can figure it out.
The MVP stuff. I don't know. Anyway, once you find out, we can go over it. So right now it's you got if you had to pick your championship right now, who would you guys pick? With the final 8 left. Go ahead, Ed. You got the Knicks and the Cavaliers. You got the Boston and Philly, and then you're gonna have
Cavaliers.
Knicks and Cavaliers.
Cavaliers are not playing.
Heat in New York.
Oh, I'm sorry, Heat.
Boston
New York,
Sixers, and you got LA and Golden State, which is going to be a banger of a series. And then you got Denver and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Phoenix already won game 1.
No.
Right?
Denver
Denver smoked game 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see what
The Sixers are up by 1 with 25 seconds left.
What?
Yep.
Sixers came back. Is that what you said?
There's 25 seconds in the game, and it's 114-113 Sixers without Embiid.
It's on TBS.
Celtics were just up like 7.
Hey, Eric, here the box right next to you.
So here's what I had from
1203.
Here's what I had from the start of the season. I had Celtics, Bucks beating the Celtics in 5. Nuggets, Suns winning in 7, and then Suns the champs in 7.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
That's what I had. That's what I had from the start of the year.
Against who?
Suns beat the Nuggets.
Oh, the Nuggets. Oh, that's the West though.
Yeah, but then the Suns beat the Bucks.
Oh, Suns
in
beat the
7.
Bucks. Okay, Suns. Okay.
So at least I still have 3 teams left out of the 4.
Okay. Yeah. I don't. Willie, didn't find yours?
I didn't.
No, it's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll look again.
Are we making predictions from
yeah.
And I
this
have
point now?
I have Ja Morant as the MVP for the whole year too. That didn't work out.
Oh, it was close until you got in trouble. Okay, yeah. So who you think if you had to change that at all? Obviously keep Nuggets and Suns because you got that
Yeah.
right.
Well, Celtics, and then it would be who's the other?
Miami or the Knicks.
That's gonna be Celtics, Miami. I don't know.
Okay.
They all look the same to me.
And you think
Every team, I don't know.
Celtics and Celtics and Denver.
Celtics, Suns. I'll pick.
Okay.
Can we just pick the finals?
Yeah.
I'll take the Nuggets over the Celtics.
Okay.
Stole my thunder. I'm thinking the same thing.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
I mean,
Willie.
speaking of great minds,
I'm gonna take Warriors over the Celts.
Warriors over the Celtics. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Celtics over the Lakers. Old school championship. Old school.
Yeah.
Bring back the '80s for a couple hours.
Get Larry Bird out.
See, Jack Nicholas was at a game, or Jack Nicholson was at the
Yeah,
game.
I saw that,
I've
yeah.
seen in like a long
I see
time.
him
It's
out,
with
yeah.
Usher.
Yeah.
Or
So
is
you
it
want to
with
do
Usher?
your drink
Yeah.
of the week before we get to that draft? And we can drink while we're doing
Yeah,
the draft talk?
is Jace around?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's right behind you.
Jace, can you get us
Jace, can you get us 5 glasses of ice?
Yeah, not a lot of ice, just like a couple cubes in each one.
Can you get us 5 cups of ice?
We got a cream
Plastic cups? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So let's do this real quick before I forget.
Well, while he's getting do we want to, if we're gonna wrap up the NBA talk, do we want to?
Oh,
you're making a phone call.
Yeah, I am.
Who are you calling?
You'll see.
Harden just hit a 3 with 8 seconds left.
Oh, that's
he's got like
Tim's
50.
boy.
He's got to be up at 50.
Fuck him.
Oh,
Hey, what's up, Beasley?
What's up, Rick?
what's going on?
Hey, we're gonna start talking about the draft in a minute. You want to join us?
Sure, I'm in.
Okay, so we're talking about the game on right now. So you can just jump in if you hear us talking about something interesting. But what we talked about a minute ago,
The Bucks.
Finals.
Oh, the finals. Who do you think's to be in the finals? NBA finals with the Final Four. Who do you think's the finals going to be?
Shit, I don't even know who's in it right now. To tell you the truth.
Lakers are playing the Warriors. And then the other side is Denver versus Phoenix, and then you got Boston versus 76ers and the Heat versus the Knicks.
I'm gonna take the Heat and Celtics, Warriors, and I'm gonna go with the Nuggets.
And then who you think's in the finals, and who's winning it?
Oh shit!
Now you got to think.
Yeah, now I gotta think.
Are you in Minnesota?
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Did you get Juicy Lucy today?
No, I'm gonna go there tomorrow.
Nice.
Did you order those Jordans?
I don't know if my wife is listening.
I'll text you later.
That's a yes.
Possibly yes. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Heat to win it all.
Oh, okay.
I think Jimmy Butler's gonna pull it out of his ass.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me at this point.
No.
Wow, big win for Philly if they get this game. That's a huge win on the road
Yeah, it is.
with no Embiid.
Right.
Yeah, but Dr. J had a huge game.
He did. Jimmy Butler, I think, scored 40 in this game too. You don't play
What
for
is
this team.
Smart doing?
played well.
Huh?
Mo Cheeks.
Mo Cheeks. Daryl Dawkins had a big dunk. Did he play for them? The 76ers?
Bobby Jones
yeah.
is playing some.
I was
great
gonna say
defense.
Bobby Jones was awesome.
Moses
Bobby Jones.
Malone.
I saw. The
And he shot.
Sixers
And he
at
shot 4
83.
under.
Oh,
Didn't Bobby Jones golf
against.
too?
Did you go to the Bucks against the Bucks?
You
Yeah,
got the
at the
joke.
Mecca.
So did I.
Eric laughed. I'm glad someone got my joke. So let's do. Oh, he's getting our things for us. So let's. You want to talk? You want to talk about the Derby for a minute when we're drinking?
I'll do it while we drink.
Okay. And then you got anything, Willie? Anything real quick?
I do have a couple interesting stats here. So
Go ahead.
with the Warriors winning, beating who the hell they beat?
the Kings.
Kings. All 8 seeds are represented in the conference semifinals for the first time.
Oh wow! 1,
Interesting.
2, 3, 4.
Nuggets
Oh.
1, Celtics 2, 76ers 3, Suns 4, Knicks 5, Warriors 6, Lakers 7, and the Heat 8. So, and then for the second
That's a great
time,
question, trivia thing.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And for the second time in his career, Kevin Love recorded 3 assists that traveled at least 60 feet in a game. No one else has ever done this over the last 10 years.
Yeah, he hit a couple, like 3 or 4, and like a 4-6 possession time span. He caught it and just got
Just
Jimmy
chucked
Butler.
it down the end
Yeah,
there.
it was like watching like rec ball.
And Love is the first player over the last 10 seasons with 3 assists of 60 feet plus in a single quarter. So
I heard an interesting stat too. It's about the NBA. Name the 2 players in an NBA playoff series that scored more than 200 points in a playoff series.
Who?
2 players that have scored more than 200 points in a playoff series.
let's say Jabbar.
No.
Well, I'm gonna guess. It'd have to be a 7 game. What do you think, Beasley? Did you say something?
I would say Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson?
Nope.
Wow.
It just happened.
I'm going to say
One of the
Curry.
players- Curry just did it.
Yeah.
Curry.
And Jimmy Butler.
No.
Yeah, Butler only had 5 games though.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he put up 198.
I'm trying to think. Big scorers. Is my buddy
Might be.
LeBron?
No.
Jordan?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was too obvious.
Right.
He's the GOAT.
98. Jordan did it, and then Curry just did it this week.
Mhm.
Thought that was an interesting stat.
No.
Were we going to bring
That's a great stat too.
Curry up?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Hey, let's do this. And then
According
we'll
to
hit it.
Draymond, Curry's the GOAT.
Well, Well, he wants to talk about.
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I brought that up. I sent a thing out a couple days ago.
Yeah, and then he wrote something about it or had an idea.
And I paid attention for once.
I did too.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked. I
And
had it
I
written down.
got a whole thing here.
I had it
Okay,
written down,
good.
but he did it up. Yeah. So
Cool.
here we
But
go.
before that,
Finally, I
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
well, beer is good, but we're not going to drink any beer tonight. It is officially Kentucky Derby week, and Scott allowed me because I did the Mr. Ed. He allowed me 2 minutes to talk about the Kentucky Derby.
Ooh, mint juleps.
That's more. That's more than Heather gets.
I'll spare you guys. I was gonna do trivia, but we got a lot. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm not. I'll just not.
You can
Gonna
throw
do
a couple trivia questions out. It's fine.
Well, before that, so this week's Derby, the odds-on favorite is a horse named after a former Chicago Bear running back. Forte.
Is it really?
Forte is a
Nice.
5-2. He is the favorite, or he is.
Was
the
it really
favorite.
named after the bear, or no?
It's just Forte. Then it's Tapit Trice is a 6-1 odds. Angel of Empire. But here's the direction we want to go here, guys. So here's the underdogs. Okay, so Sun Thunder 66-1, Raise Cane 66-1, and here's the horse that we're gonna root for. Jace's Road.
Jace's Road.
Jace's Road. 66-1.
Well, if it was 69-1, we were. I was throwing out.
We're going
I was
there.
throwing out $100 right now.
So, I guess we need to talk about the not beer of the week. So we're drinking because it's Kentucky Derby week. We're drinking, and I love bourbon. I think a couple guys here like bourbon. A couple guys don't like bourbon.
There was
so
a whole
much.
show about it. Remember?
Yeah. So because there's a couple guys here that usually wear their skirts during the show, and they're not a big bourbon drinkers, I bought some bourbon cream. So it's a liqueur. No, it's not Willie.
You like bourbon?
Tim, I want to point fingers.
Oh, I got you.
So we
We're not cool.
We dumbed down the bourbon with
He's
some
not going to point
cream.
fingers, but he still has left my hand on his lap the whole day.
But you can't have my umbrella. So this is a Jim Beam special release bourbon cream liqueur. It's very. You guys try it yet?
It's very good.
Yeah, I usually get the Buffalo Trace one, which is great. But so as we're talking about the Derby, which I get one more minute, I think.
This is a Christmas drink.
Yeah, kind of.
That's
good.
Yeah.
You know what? So okay, here's one trivia question that I'm sure you guys will get. What is the official drink of the Kentucky Derby?
I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mint julep.
Have you had a mint julep?
Terrible.
Made them last week.
Terrible.
Or not, no, made them last year.
I am
made 'em.
totally against
terrible.
putting some sort of mint leaf in any drink. What's the other one? Mojitos.
Mojitos are awesome.
I love mint. I do not
with
want
you
a
on this
mint
one.
leaf floating in my goddamn drink.
What'd
okay?
you
I don't want any salad in
What'd
my
you say,
fucking
Rick?
drink.
The mojitos are the best.
Yeah. See,
Mo-
mint juleps are garbage.
Yeah, I don't know what he's arguing about. I had a mint julep.
What'd you
with
make?
a-
You made them for.
Rick,
Just
can
made
I
them
respond to
last year
Rick?
for the hell of it.
Can I respond to Rick?
Yeah.
Us men will drink just bourbon, or we'll just drink rum. We don't need a mint floating around in our drink.
It's a salad.
It's a
Well, I
salad.
can
Yes,
agree with-
Tim.
I disagree. I had a mojito in a gay bar in San Juan,
See?
Puerto Rico.
Here we go.
It was one of the best drinks I've ever had. So I'm just telling you.
You know,
that's
when
what
I-
men
when-
It's
drink.
because you had a thumb in your drink.
When we eventually take our trip to Mexico,
Molly
when we
in
eventually
music.
take our trip to Mexico, all of us, when you're sitting by the pool drinking a mojito, you won't care what it is. You'll just drink it.
I agree. It's
I will
it's
drink-
an excellent
Why am I
drink.
chewing my drink?
Mojitos
Yes.
and Miami Vices. That's all I drink when I'm on vacation.
All right, fine. To
Miami
each their
Vices,
own.
huh?
This guy goes to Disney. He
Yeah.
doesn't know.
I
You got to
haven't
go a
been-
little farther south.
I'm
than
actually working
Disney.
on a streak of not going.
Disney's cool. I like Disney.
I do. I like Disney
I like
as well.
Disney, too.
Yeah, that's cool. Something
Okay, so a couple. I'll give you guys a couple. I just did one. There's some real obvious ones, but I'll try to throw some trickier ones here in the Kentucky Derby.
I don't
trivia.
like bourbon, and this is delicious.
You
it's
like
good.
it?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Wait, we could go around the room or just shout. I guess. How old are the horses?
3 years old.
They're Phillies.
Okay, I didn't ask what baseball team they play for. All right.
2 years?
It's the second year, right?
He
Philly?
said 2. Rick said 2. He said 3. They're yearling. They're 1 year old.
It is 3.
It is 3.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know.
Yep. Okay. Here we go. This is another. This is pretty. I mean, Willie, you'll even get this one. Which horse made the fastest recorded run at the Kentucky Derby?
On May 5th, 1973.
In the year that Ed and I were born, so it's a great year already.
I'm going to say that would have to be Secretariat.
Yes, and it's not even close.
Really?
Secretary actually holds the
That's a
record
secret
for
word.
all three of the triple.
What was it?
That's a secret word.
Secretary.
Secretary.
Hey! Oh, good job screaming, everybody.
Good screaming, everybody.
There we go.
You're all really good at that.
Oh, nice.
See? Oh my God.
Oh yes, look at that.
What the
Did he wear that to Magic City? Jay Vegas.
You know what? He won the night though, so you can't.
I know that's crazy.
Thing.
All right, one more, and then we can move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the longest odds winner? And it's not Jace's Road yet. What is the longest odds winner in the Kentucky Derby history?
Give us choices.
Oh, I'll give you the multiple choice. I'm sorry.
17-1.
I'm going to give you the multiple choices: 50-1, 65-1, 91-1, and 36-1.
Was 51 in there?
It's 50-1.
I'll take 50.
I'll take the next one up, which was 70 or something. You said 65?
For Scott.
I'll shoot 36-1.
I think it was 65-1 was the next
65.
one. That's what I-
36-1.
Rick spoke. I heard him. 36-1.
91?
91-1. 1913. Will, you remember this, right?
I do. I think it was
Dunrail. He hit the rail. Dunrail was the upset winner of the 1913 Kentucky Derby, 91-1.
1913.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
they had
going on
they had wooden shoes back then.
Yeah, this has been going on since the 1800s.
The horses weren't even drugged then.
Oh, sure
This
they were.
much.
Anyone been to Louisville?
They gave him arsenic.
Yeah, I've been to Louisville, the
Yeah.
city. It's not a bad city.
I've never been to the race.
Don't
so-
you have some buddies doing the Bourbon Trail like right
Yeah,
now?
my brother-in-law, my sister. is
They're
on
there
it.
right now, like the week
Last
before
week.
the. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did they bring back that rye?
I haven't talked to
Is
him
the Derby this weekend?
It's this Saturday. yeah.
Saturday, yeah. We should get the horse. I should have brought
Those
the
young
horse
kids
racing
go
game.
out and have all kinds of fun.
Do you
while
guys
we're
watch?
sitting
Do
here?
you guys watch it? Fastest, best 2 minutes of sports, right?
I watch it.
I watch. All I watch is the race. I don't give a shit about seeing Aaron Rodgers with a stupid hat on.
But
Yeah,
all the time.
I know that Packer helmet was bothering me all those years too.
Hey, it's over now.
So yeah, Kentucky Derby this weekend. Odds on favorite Matt Forte, and we're all
Matt Forte.
collectively we're all throwing a couple shackles on Jace's Road, 66-1.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I think they're called.
Take money
aren't
out
they
of the-
called shekels?
Oh, what I say?
Shackles.
Shackles. That's how I feel. That's how I feel here every Monday. Shackled.
Relax.
RELAX. Relax.
Speaking of relax, you see, he was throwing passes to Garrett Wilson today at the compound at New York.
He's
finally he's working with the rookies.
working with the team.
No,
man.
he's all Mr. Who he wanted to be for the last
I'm
10 years.
telling you,
That's what
man.
he is now.
He got a nice haircut.
He did. Looks like he's back. Looks like a little thinner too.
Does
He
he?
just drinks green tea now.
Yeah.
Probably pooped a lot in his darkness retreat.
Yeah. Well,
What
Scott
am I
was
stepping
there.
in?
Scott, you
Damn
were
it to
there.
hell.
Did it smell?
I just was real quiet. He's like, "Who is that?" Nobody.
Was that your most uncomfortable interview you've ever done? It's got to be up there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers.
Did he show you his whale tattoo?
Whale watching. Yeah, he loves whale watching.
Hey, I have more.
That's
There's a
no,
little bit more in there.
I got to drive.
So let's do this.
Yeah, we know how the ride home is for you. Jesus.
So this past weekend,
You are so full of crap. You're 5 feet nothing, 100 and nothing, and you got hardly a speck of athletic ability. And you hung in with the best college football team in the land for 2 years. And you're also going to walk out of here with a degree from the University of Notre Dame.
In the field, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. Show me the money. You love this black man. I love black people. I love black people.
Either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals, as football guys. I thought you told me he was solid muscle.
Well, he's much stronger than he looks. I'm warning you to
go get some kids.
Playing football at West Canaan may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Foosball. You playing the foosball behind my back? The only reason I'm doing it so I can go to school. School? You going to school? Ah! Sorry.
Football is life.
Forgot about that intro. It's been a while. So that's Fast Week in the NFL Draft took place in the beautiful city of Kansas City. I talked about it here. Kansas City is a great city. I do like it there. Looked like a nice little location they had. It was right in the downtown area or just off downtown. Great barbecue. Great. It's a cool town. Who's been to Kansas City?
I have not.
You been, Tim?
I have not. I'm thinking about taking.
Surprised you haven't.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking Murphy this year.
Have you been?
No, I have not.
You got to go to Kauffman Stadium before they tear it down because they're moving downtown.
Are they?
Yeah, we were last year there. They were told us about in a couple of years they're moving downtown. And Kauffman Stadium is a great stadium.
Is it?
Yeah, it's cool.
How old is Kauffman Stadium?
I've been
60s,
by there.
60s, you think, Ed?
Yeah.
Late 60s, 69,
No.
68?
If it's
69.
original, but it's been rebuilt a couple times.
Well, no, they just redid it.
Yeah.
It's like Wrigley
But
where they
what's
renovated.
I would say 76, maybe.
No, it's got to be older than that.
They came in the league in
Ooh, if we
69.
only
Have
had
they
a way
been
to-
at that stadium the whole
Yeah,
time?
Arrowhead and
No, they came in the league at 69. So
I think that's our stadium since 69.
yeah, so it must be.
because Arrowhead and Kauffman are in the same
Used to be
complex.
Royal Stadium.
Yeah, next across, right? They're like.
Do you
kinda
guys
like
remember the
Detroit.
69 team? They were great.
Kind of
I just love saying
Philly
69, I
sports,
don't know.
sports complex
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
All four
yeah.
of them are there.
Pittsburgh did the same thing.
Yeah.
Heinz Field's right across from in the Heinz Field, nice stadium. But yeah, Kauffman Stadium is worth the look see. It's cool in the downtown. Of Kansas is very nice.
1973.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. So not,
Another
we're
great,
in
just a
between.
great year.
Yeah.
Secretariat, Kauffman Stadium, Edwards, Bickey, Eric Bradley.
Yeah.
Sounds like all should have been sent to Glue Factory.
That is hey, Mount Rushmore right there, buddy. Mount Rushmore.
That is yeah, we could be up there Secretariat.
Yeah.
Mount Petrified Springs about it.
Hey, we'll take it.
Hey,
We'll
it's
take
something,
it. Yeah,
right?
we'll
It's
take it.
something on the Sledding Hill.
It's Kenosha. It's Kenosha. You know.
Anyhow, so the draft took place this last week, and if you listened to our show last week, we went through the first round. C.J. Stroud Bryce Young was taken number 1 by the Carolina Panthers, and then went with Stroud, Will Anderson, and then Anthony Richardson.
Did he
top
put
4.
on like the jersey he put on was a small?
Yeah, you see that meme? I
Kids.
yeah,
And
That
then
was
his
awesome.
gloves.
behind the podium.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Guys. I feel bad for the guy. So the draft, it was weird. A lot of trades. I mean, this has been kind of last year, same thing. A lot of trades. A lot of things went on, and I think the grades. It's like every team. It's
Grades
like,
are dumb.
but everything. But
So
the thing is,
dumb.
I looked at a lot of grades, and like a lot of teams, like they were grading in public schools. Everybody got like A's and B's.
Yeah.
Right.
It was weird.
They talked about that McAfee
And like
today.
maybe a couple C's, but nobody got like. I mean, a couple teams got beat up on some, but overall, like nobody got. So, and I agree with that because you don't know,
Right.
If they're enough to get drafted, then they're a prospect. I mean,
they took a punter in the first round. It's like C-.
Well, the 49ers taking a kicker in the third round or their first pick,
Right.
but he is a very good kicker.
Right.
And for a
Jake
team
Moody.
that wants
Is he
to
a
fill a
Michigan
need,
kicker?
because obviously Robbie Gold isn't going back there now. We know
Yeah,
that.
right.
So
Is he going to the Bears?
they keep talking. I don't know. Who knows what they'll do?
In the Wolverines.
Bears drafted a kicker.
I don't know.
Or signed one.
Packers
one,
drafted.
yeah.
Packers
Packers
drafted
drafted
a
a kicker.
and
I
their
think it was 7th round.
Michigan's punter was also drafted.
2 kickers or just one?
Just one.
They
Yeah,
seem to do
the
everything in
6th round.
2s. You guys, it's like Noah's Ark when they draft.
They only drafted one quarterback though.
I'm watching a Family Guy from recently, and Quagmire's flying the plane. And he's like, I never should have done 2 fantasy drafts at the same. They show 2 computers up there, and he's like, I got 2 kickers.
So let's all go through. And I mean, you guys are the Packer fans. You guys, what would you guys like and dislike about the Packer draft? I guess, what do you guys like or dislike? Anybody?
Go
Who's
ahead.
starting? Who's starting?
You are.
I mean, I like the tight end pick, Musgrave. I mean, but again, you don't know. You look at, he has 2 touchdowns last year. He's a big kid. I mean,
He was hurt.
Seems talented. He was hurt.
Right.
But I like the fact that they took a tight end. I guess that's simple as that. They took another one too, 2 rounds later.
2 picks later.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
No,
2
third
rounds.
round.
Oh,
Right.
next round.
Yeah, that was
second
their
round.
second,
Yeah.
third round
Tucker
pick.
Kraft.
Yeah. Lucas Van Ness, I mean, everything right there, everything looks good. Looks like, I mean, hell of a player. Strong.
Timmy doesn't like that pick.
You don't like that?
I didn't like it initially, but it makes sense of what the Packers do. They go for younger players with a lot of upside. You know, Kenny Clark was a good pick for them. So I think it's along in that same mold.
Also, it's Rashawn Gary. They kind of did the same thing. With.
Right.
And everybody thought Gary automatic bust. Like, and he's been great.
Yeah.
And so this guy kind of fills that same spot, right?
He'll be in the rotation.
Gary's had a few injuries here and there. Like, who steps in?
Right.
Oh, he'll be a rotation guy.
Right from the start.
Oh, yeah. Preston, too, is getting a little older. So
Right. And the interesting thing about him is I think he just turned 21.
Yeah, he's young.
You know? Yeah. And then at Iowa, they don't give playing time to underclassmen. That goes by seniority, not by talent. So he didn't start a game at Iowa because of being behind
He was was he the 5th year senior or was he behind a 5th year senior?
No, he's behind a 5th year.
Yeah, behind us, yeah.
So it's hard to tell. I mean, he's got a lot of upside.
He's fast.
He looks like Aiden Hutchinson or something. He's beautiful.
Looks like a stud, yes. And he's got the attitude. I love the attitude with this kid. I mean, he seems like he's really excited to be a Packer, which, you know, you like to see that.
So, yeah, it's hard. I mean, the picks, I didn't like the second pick, actually, the Luke Musgrave. It's kind of to me, it was a reach at that point when they actually got a really good tight end with their 4th pick in the 3rd round.
Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, he might be better even.
Probably.
And he's a moose, you know. He's
And
do it in twos, like he said. You do it in twos. They did that years ago with corners, and I think I can't remember what year it was. They took a corner high, and it was the 3rd rounder that would have ended up being better.
Yeah,
it was McKenzie, I think,
and Josh Jackson. Oh, that one.
They took 3 that year.
It was Josh Jackson, Kevin King.
Bears kind of did that this year too. They drafted a few cornerbacks, but bothers me about teams doing that, especially like a position like tight end or even cornerbacks. I get cornerbacks and all that. I understand that, but it's like, to me, it's like this. Hey guys, I won $500 in a lottery ticket today, a scratch off, but I bought $1,000 worth. You're cashing in on spots, and the only thing with the Packers, I'm glad he didn't. Maybe this guy will be good too, which will suck for the Bears. But I'm glad he didn't. I really thought they should have took the cornerback there from Oregon
in the
to go
first
across from Jair. Because if you can shut down receivers, it helps your line 110%. You don't have to get a guy,
especially in your division.
And the word's been used with this Lucas guy, a project. And the problem with, I mean, I've always, you know, I hate when the Bears took projects at 10 and 11, like John Theory, because you're drafting in a position you get starters.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys that can give definite impact.
Especially at the
as soon as
13th pick.
or they should.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he won't be good. He looks like he has the tools and skills, but the thing with this, okay, so where Gary just picked it up this year, was awesome, got hurt, unfortunately. Right. But now next year, he's going to be a free agent all of a sudden here, and he's going to be looking for a contract. These guys aren't going to give you, but I think Preston Smith will be gone next year.
31 years old.
He's going to be gone. Doesn't matter what's left on his contract. They're going to get rid of him and cut the fat on him anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right. So this kid, I mean, what I'm saying is that Packers need to give this guy full chances of it. Don't rotate him. Yeah. He should play more than Preston Smith. Right. I think he should play totally. I don't think, but I think the 2 tight end thing also signals. I think the Packers have been leaning on the run a ton this year.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't think, I didn't say this. I read this on a lot of Packer stuff, and there's a lot of things going on. I don't really trust Jordan Love. I think they want to run the ball and just hope, and he make them do
Didn't
minimal.
Somebody
things.
say that they should have ran the ball last year?
Well, we said it for the last 15 years
because they have 2 incredible running backs.
Well, remember
I don't know who said that.
Oh,
now they're going to be forced to do it.
The 3rd and 2.
That's great.
The 3rd and 2 New York.
Well, they're down by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I think the tight end's good though. Young tight ends, they're going to help them. I mean, obviously,
young tight ends are the best.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, what did you guys think about the Jaden Reed one? Was kind of a good.
I don't know enough about.
They said another thing. Yeah, but you read everything.
He's a slot guy.
Yeah,
slot receiver.
He's a small, quick scat receiver.
Yeah, I think Rick wanted to say.
Oh,
something.
Rick, I'm sorry, Rick.
No, I just said run the rock. That's what everybody says about
run the
Packers.
rock, baby. Let's go.
Run the rock. Yeah.
Another thing too, isn't Jordan Love? Don't they have to give him? I think Tuesday his 5th-year option. They have to either sign him or don't.
They're going to. They have no choice.
I don't think they're going to.
Yeah,
I don't.
Oh, because this is his 4th year, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do
it. Why would you? Like, just let it.
Because Chase Young didn't get his.
No, I don't think he's getting
Chase Young's been hurt the last 2 years.
No, I don't think Love's going to get it because it's a guaranteed like 20-some million.
They do have to.
No, they're going to.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
What kind of leverage does he have?
Yeah, he has no leverage.
The leverage is you got nobody else, man.
Yeah, but Daniel
what are you talking about? We got
Sean
Clifford. We got Steen.
You know what?
Clifford.
You know what? Willie, you got one of you guys.
He's
what's
a C+.
What's the fun fact about Sean Clifford?
that he's older than Jordan Love.
Well, no, not
he beat out Will Levis.
He was Will Levis, the guy that kept Will Levis from starting at Penn State.
Yes.
Right.
Really? So, maybe.
I
don't know.
See,
Sean Clifford, the big red dog.
Right.
Nobody had. He's the 149th pick. Nobody ever makes it after the 149th for quarterbacks.
Right.
Well, you know what's interesting?
Since last year.
Do you guys know that
Purdy.
more 7th round picks are Hall of Famers than 5th and 6th rounders combined?
Probably.
Yeah.
I was going to look it up, but I
You're
believe the
taking
guy,
shots at the 7th round's like a lottery.
Yeah, I mean, you get
You're
lucky.
just you're not worried about it, so you're just picking.
Scott, should we dive into that a little bit more?
Well, I'm sorry. What? Anything else about? I mean, the guys below. I mean, they took a kicker, like you said, in the 6th round.
I didn't like that.
The 7th round, they had a bunch of 7th. Good. They had a bunch of 7th round picks. One could be a Hall of Famer.
Their top 4 picks, I think, were. I mean, I don't have too much issue, but after that, it's just kind of some head scratchers.
I like the running back that they got, and I like the defensive lineman from is that Bowling Green? No.
The Auburn guy.
Auburn guy.
Auburn guy. No, there's another.
Oh, that guy from
Bowling Green.
Yeah, the guy from Bowling Green. Yeah.
So he led the team. He led the MAC, I think, in sacks the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So very productive. I want to go out on a limb right now saying that they signed Ole Miss wide receiver Malik Heath as an undrafted free agent. I think he's going to make the team and make an impact.
Oh, the thing about Jaden Reed too, he is a kick returner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they
Could
actually
be the next Devin Hester.
or the next Nixon.
And a very unpackers like wide receiver. Was too short.
That's
right. But
which they never take a guy. He's like 5'9" or 5'10" or something.
5'10",
Yeah.
right. Most of the receivers are 6 foot plus. The only two that they haven't drafted that were over 6
Yeah,
foot.
5'11", 187.
Were Cobb and
yeah, he sucks.
The punt returner that they cut with Houston right now.
Yeah, Rogers.
Yes.
Yeah, Murray.
Yeah, it's weird. I saw that was the first thing I saw is how small he was. I'm like, what happened to the Packers? You know, somebody hit their head on the way in today.
Right.
But whatever.
Possible.
And I think Tucker Kraft's going to make more of an impact than Musgrave will
I agree.
his first year.
Well, here's what I was going to say is I think they stretched on Musgrave because he's good talent.
Upside.
They had to grab one of them. And then they get to the 3rd round. They're like, man, Tucker Kraft's still there. And he was high up on we had him about the same.
It's a security blanket.
I want to say
Yeah.
Luke Musgrave reminds me a lot of coming out of college as Cole Kmet.
Yes.
I would say a lot.
Yeah.
Is that terrible?
No, Cole Kmet had a good year this year. Once the
Yeah.
offense had a little more stability at times, he was leaned on a little bit. So
is Tucker Kraft going to be more of a blocking and well, they're about the same size.
they're
but
saying
they say he's strong.
They're saying that's their new Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah,
type guy.
exactly.
So it's
Right.
not going to be.
Came from a running offense.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay.
Go
Came
ahead.
from a running offense. He was a focal point for their passing game for their tight ends at South Dakota State. Musgrave was basically their whole offense. At
he's a
Oregon
wide
State.
receiver.
He
Essentially.
played running back,
Yeah.
wide receiver, slot receiver. He played all over the field, so he's very versatile.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be a fun year because we haven't had that year where there's like no chance of winning anything in a
I
while.
wouldn't say that.
We've had the last like 3 or 4 where they were going to win everything.
Well, I'm sorry. I misheard your question.
I also and it doesn't say I firmly believe they needed an offensive lineman too, and they stayed away from that for some reason.
Yeah.
They had many chances to take offensive
Right.
linemen, and they could have got in the first round if they really wanted to. And I went with the end. They got the kid that went right after. Was that kid? Or where is he from? I can't remember. And I get it. You're looking. They wanted him. They liked him. That's their pick. I mean, but like I said, beware. John Theory was a guy they brought in to do something, and he was god awful. But they also did with Brian Urlacher, and it worked out great.
Wasn't John Theory from Acorn State?
Yeah, Elkhorn State. He was like the 11th pick in the draft.
Right.
And he was a linebacker. They tried to make a defensive end out of him, and it was It was a terrible pick.
Yeah.
What a bad pick that was. And when he picked him, it was a terrible pick.
Right.
So,
you want to hear what your Packers buddy said just real quick?
Which one?
I don't know which one. It's one of them. This was the best Packers draft in years. Van Ness was my number 2 edge rusher. Musgrave doesn't provide much more than speed. I won't be surprised if Kraft ultimately outplays him. And Reed, oh man, do I love Reed's game. Brooks, stud. That was the guy you mentioned, the rusher.
Who was
Bowling
that?
Green.
Prisco?
I don't know which. I got to go back all the way up to the top here.
Carl Brooks, linebacker.
Trapasso.
Oh.
NFL specialist. So I was just going off of, I just looked it up after we kind of a lot of the stuff we just said, which is crazy, but because we're just throwing shit at the wall. These guys are experts. All right, who are we going to next? Bears?
Detroit.
Detroit.
So
the future RB.
If you don't like what your grade is, if you look long enough, you can find the grade that you want.
Absolutely.
Seriously. So I'm looking at one here.
Hello?
Hello? Sorry, that was my wife. Sorry.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
She just called me and I put her on three-way on accident. Sorry.
Oh, three-way.
Well, it's like six-way now.
Now you're talking.
Hold on a second.
Did you hear my opening?
Yeah. We're all wearing raincoats.
Don't mind me. I'm just a little nervous. I'll get there.
Ed takes a while usually.
All right,
Let me go slam it in the door.
All right, back to the Lions.
So Willie Lions,
So, Lions. So I looked. The first one I looked down, they got a C+.
They were all over the board.
This next one here, they got an A.
You know,
A. Yeah, they got an A.
I'm sorry, but I liked the Detroit draft.
I thought it was good
and
too.
you know why I
Draft, too.
liked their draft? Because at the draft, right when they drafted that kid, you knew Swift was gone.
Oh yeah.
I thought they would cut him, but getting a trade partner is even better because you can get a pick out of him. And I think Swift is at a contract here, and they just signed Montgomery, so it made perfect sense. And if they like Gibbs that much, I mean we'll see about that. But it made sense now, more sense when after the draft or when they traded him. Because at first I'm like, they do with three running backs.
Boy,
It's
were they
crazy.
fired up when they picked him.
Oh yeah,
They're
they
busting
call that
tables
draft
and
room.
high-fiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They loved the Jack
They're
Campbell.
biting kneecaps.
Jack Campbell, Laporta actually is a good tight end.
I was going to bring up
Very good
Laporta.
tight end.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Iowa tight end you. I mean, tough to.
Right. There was a good article from Deadspin about Detroit's draft, how if you put their rankings in order, how it looked like Detroit had the best draft of like all time because like three other players I think were considered first round picks.
Oh yeah, like Branch.
Right.
Yeah, Branch. Yeah.
And they've got him with their
which
fourth
I think
pick.
was their best pick. The safety right out of.
If you kind of look at
and
it,
a buddy of mine was upset the Packers didn't take that safety. Branch because Branch they need a safety.
At
They have
13,
no safeties right now. No, in the
at
second round they
42.
could have got him. Yeah,
I know.
We were talking about that tonight, but I mean Amos is still available. They're probably going to sign him back. I mean, because he's a free agent. I know that right now. He's out there, but I'm sure they'll get him back. That's right. Just wait for the draft to end, and then they'll figure it all out. But I mean, I like to pick for them.
And that, you know what?
Branch I loved. I like Branch.
I thought that
a lot,
was excellent too. And you know, a sneaky pick I liked too was Hendon Hooker.
Hooker was a good pick.
I think so.
Yeah,
you know, this guy's got no pressure on him right now. He can learn a lot from Goff. I mean, the guy's a great game manager, and if this guy's got any more talent, which I think
you have to have depth at that position.
Right.
Plus, he's got a great name.
Hooker.
I mean, it's
Hooker.
Hendon.
Imagine when he gets.
I was
in
thinking
there.
Hendon, but yeah, the Hooker part too.
HH.
Right, and I think Detroit signed another good. They signed Adrian Martinez from Kansas State as well as an undrafted free agent.
The quarterback.
Yeah,
he was at Nebraska, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember him.
And
Yeah,
transferred up.
and they signed Muhammad Ibrahim, the Minnesota running back. They
Yep.
were drafted.
Oh yeah,
as well.
yeah. He's a good back.
Yeah.
He was solid in Minnesota. He was really good.
Right. I like
Their draft's weird because it's almost like upside down with that first running back they took. If they would have, took who was still available at 12? Somebody big, one of the big name guys.
You mean running back wise?
No, just any. There was some big guy, but if they would have drafted him and then drafted a running back like later back in the draft, everybody would have been, oh, it's the greatest draft ever.
Thing about Gibbs though, I guess he's a very good receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He is.
incredible. Like he's
That's what they thought they were getting out of Swift.
I would compare him to Aaron Jones. That's my comparison. That's my
Their
comparison.
videos always look so great on draft day.
We talked about that.
Yeah, you
never
gotta-
seen
if you
get
showed
beat
up-
or drop a pass
Like,
ever. We were talking about that.
wonderful.
It's like they look always so good. Yeah, nobody gets
And
beat in a
Gibbs,
block.
when you
Everyone
watch-
looks
No,
good.
and then we saw.
Then they show someone else's. They were showing us some else's highlights, and you see like the Ohio State quarterback getting sacked.
Yeah.
I know.
And it was like Will Levis goes down from this defensive lineman, and he gets up, and it's like,
Butt
there's all
fumbles.
the bad
Butt
shit.
fumbles.
It's great because it's only the good stuff
So
for the guy
true.
they're showing. But then
But
you're
he
watching
did
the
look when you
peripheral.
watch the video of that guy Gibbs or whatever. It just looks
Yeah, he looks
incredible.
good.
Yeah, he does. Aaron Jones, very much.
Everybody just gave him a bad grade.
I was
going
gonna
to
say Marshall Faulk,
but then they get Jack Campbell in the second pick, which they were ecstatic about.
Oh yeah, I think he's in a
their offside linebacker they keep talking about, and he's the best around. So
But yeah, you're right. These draft grades, it's hilarious. I mean, the NFL draft is awesome. It's so fun to watch, but it's so obnoxious, these grades
Right.
and these people giving you the analysis. And again, the video, everybody looks great in the videos. I mean, it's hilarious.
It's just like a rah-rah. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah, look at
everybody's
this,
great.
yeah.
You saw people going nuts when their team, drafted an offensive tackle.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
Well, it was funny watching some of the fans' reactions too. They're like, they didn't hear the name they thought they would hear, and then they're like, there would be like a lady like, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah.
she'd be like,
Then you could see him go, who is that? Who is that?
with no idea.
yeah. Oh man.
Most of the draft grades had the Jets having a terrible draft.
Yeah, the Jets, 49ers, I saw Kansas City got like a C-.
See, I saw them in kind of in the middle in one.
Right.
Again, it's all opinions.
You said the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite thing was about the whole draft is I'm watching. I think it was on the third day, and Nick Saldivari gets picked, and there's like a fourth grader up there doing it, and it's like Nick Savaralas on the. It's like this guy, Nick's biggest day of his life.
And they fuck up his name.
He's going to
Favre.
show this, he's going to have it up on his mantle when somebody's like, you were drafted in the NFL. No, Nick Saldivaris was,
Brett Favre was.
Yeah.
It's like having Harry Carey announce
But
your
it's
name.
like, why was and then the
George
next
Bush.
guy gets a guy that's speaking Spanish up there, and you can't understand a word he says, and you barely can understand the name. And then they bring out this lady, and she announces the next 23 draft picks, all in clear,
Yeah, they could have had her.
But this guy's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why'd you pick me?
This is my day. I'm not even going to make the team. This was my thing right here.
He's gonna get a contract, and he'll never buy a drink again in his life.
Yeah,
he's an
probably.
NFL player, so
It's just
he'll be all right.
We were laughing. I was watching with the old lady at home, and she's like, "Oh my god, that kid butchered it." I'm like, yeah. Poor guy.
So what'd you think, Rick?
Yeah. Is Rick representing the Vikings? We got to talk about the Vikings, right?
I think the Vikings.
No, I don't.
I wrote down one name.
Jordan Addison was good.
I wrote down Jordan Addison with my Vikings.
I wasn't
analysis.
a huge, but I get you got to put someone on the other side of Justin Jefferson.
That was
And they
four
lost
straight.
Thielen.
Yeah,
That was 4 straight receivers that went in that first round.
and Jordan Addison, they said is possibly the best route runner was in the draft. So
Yeah.
it's
He was
good
at Pitt, right? Before.
Yeah,
USC.
then he went to USC. He played with Kenny Pickett.
Right.
They were talking about.
I've noticed that these GMs are starting to draft like us fantasy owners.
I-
There goes the run on receivers.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh no, kickers are out there.
Grab a punter, hurry!
Tight ends.
Grab a defense.
Ed's always trying to
grab
grab
all of them. Well, you can if you
Ed
go
always
grab
grabs a tight end.
Philly grabbed the whole defense. We'll take Georgia.
Quagmire in that thing. He's like, I drafted Jeff Fiegels, the kicker or the punter. They do. It's pretty funny. It's because it's guys that actually played fantasy football.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, let's talk about the Bears. I gotta go
What
to
do
the
you think?
bathroom.
What do you think about the Bears, Rick?
Oh, yes.
I think they did better than most. Defense heavy. They picked throughout the draft. Am I wrong on that?
I'm sorry. What was that? I couldn't hear you.
They're pretty defensive heavy on the draft.
They took the tackle second round, the third round, and they took a linebacker in the 5th, and in the 7th they took another tackle and a cornerback in the 7th, and a cornerback in the 2nd. So yes, they took looks like 8 out of their picks were defensive players, which makes sense.
I don't know if they're, the old saying goes, offense wins games, defense wins championships. But I guess you got to protect your quarterback.
Yeah, and
Well, their first four picks were all on the line.
yeah, the first cornerback.
3 of the 4.
Cornerback
Yeah.
was the second pick. The first pick
Third
was
pick.
obviously I thought was a very good pick. The more you see about him, he is a very good lineman.
Right.
He'll fill the right tackle they need. That's what they needed to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Willie said. Offense, it's not a sexy pick, but it's a pick you have to make there. And I'm fully agreement of not taking Jalen Carter there, and not that he could be a Hall of Famer or whatever he is, but he's just not the right fit for the Bears at this time. They don't have a team leader,
Right.
and he's not. They can't guide him around, and I don't think they.
Oh, and
They wanted to.
he's a very sensitive guy, it seemed like.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. The Dexter kid in the second round, I was questioning, and I still kind of do. He's got the same kind of knocks on him as Jalen Carter. Same body type, everything about him. Obviously, he's not Jalen Carter if they both play up to potential, but if he plays up to potential and does what he's supposed to do, he's going to be a good guy to have. But I just hope he doesn't fall into the reason they take Jalen Carter was the same reasons, and now they take the guy that has the same kind of issues with on field, just sometimes being lazy and stuff like that.
They might be thinking they can coach him up too. So
yeah, and he did. I did hear. I saw when they called him. The last thing that Eberflus said to him was, "Get ready to put your running shoes on." In the call, so I don't. That means he's gonna lose a little weight.
You're not drafting him at 12. You're drafting him at 53.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, he was So, and then they got.
Well, you could also say, that they drafted 2 offensive players in the first round because they had the first round pick. And they traded away for DJ Moore.
You're right. They got more in this draft too,
and they got another pick. So
yeah, they said they ended up with 7 picks this year. They ended up getting like 12 players this year and 3 picks in the next 2 years out of the 7 picks. That's what he changed them into. So that's it for a team that needs to add players in quantity. They did what they needed to do.
Right.
What's their pick next? Did they get another first rounder too?
Yeah, they got Houston's first round pick next year. No, I'm sorry, Carolina.
So Carolina's, they should get a pretty decent pick out of
Carolina might win the division.
But still, they're going to get a top 20 pick for sure.
They'll have 2 top 20 picks probably, I'm guessing. So
they can bulk up their line a little more
or get the bigger if they
maybe
one falls in the top 10 and maybe get Marvin Harrison Jr. You never know. I don't know.
I like Johnson, the running back from Texas.
I think that was a great pick. I really do.
Sewell from Oregon.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of trash talk in Detroit. You got the same Brown brothers and the Sewell brothers.
Yeah. Guy I work with. It's Oregon alum, and he's like, guy's awesome. He just had a bad year last year.
Yeah, they said he's very good, and they got 4 good linebackers because they got the 2 they picked up and the kid from last year, Jack. Jack Sanborn. So they're the linebacker depth is, and that's what you need. You need depth too. Right. It's okay to take a depth guy that late because you have to. You're not going to get starters that late. You might. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but he's going to be a guy that can play.
Yeah, and if
he's not just a special teams guy.
But I was a fan of the number 2 pick. There was a lot of up and downs about him. The cornerback, I liked him. Good tackler.
Stevenson?
He tends to. He's not. That's the thing. He gets to the ball. He tackles, but he tends to miss tackles. Yeah. They'll fix that. But the problem with that, at least he
sounds like Packer corners.
But the thing about it, he's not afraid to go get the ball, try to tackle.
Yeah,
that's you get guys that. You get the guys that don't tackle. He wants to go get the tackle, and he's a long guy, takes chances, but he's your 3rd pick in the draft. Yeah, and they have 2 corners right now.
I'm guessing the Packers are probably like wanting to trade up to get him because that's right up their alley.
But I was fine with it.
I like the Rashawn Johnson pick.
I think Johnson was a great pick.
And when I heard it, I'm like, LaShawn Johnson, the guy's like our age. He was a great runner, don't get me wrong, at Northern Illinois.
And I heard that he was like the special teams player of the year on that team for 2 years running. Because so it means he can be punt return and kick return. Well,
they say he's like just he's a load. He's just one of those between tackles. He takes Montgomery's spot. He's Montgomery. He's a new Montgomery if he does pan out because Montgomery was the same guy.
And Herbert's the
Herbert's the other guy.
Still.
Yep. Yeah.
So, I like Herbert.
Yeah, I like Herbert too.
And then the guy that they drafted from Kennesaw State.
Oh, yeah, Travis Bell.
First player from Kennesaw State to be drafted ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's down in what, Georgia?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Kennesaw is a city in
Kennesaw.
Georgia.
So anything else about the Bears, Rick? Anything on the draft you like or disliked or?
No, I think it was an overall fairly decent draft.
Okay.
No hate.
Yeah, like we talked about a minute ago. You can't really, you don't know. You don't. There's nothing you can say good or bad about it. I mean, all the guys who drafted are alive, so that's a good thing. That's the thing.
This guy here is dead.
A couple years ago, when they traded for Gaines and he died like a month later.
Yeah, remember that?
I thought you were talking about the 3 guys they memorized at the beginning of the draft. Oh my god!
No, I wasn't talking about that.
Dark.
Come on,
You're talking about the guy who came over from Tampa, right?
Yeah,
that trade.
Riley Gaines, and he died like a few months later. They traded for him.
So you want to hear what he says about the Bears draft? The Bears had a prudent plan of attack to fill roster holes and did an admirable job filling them. Wright has all-pro upside and a direct impact on Justin Fields' development. Dexter's high floor, brick wall with massive size, and Johnson's like his new teammate, Donta Foreman.
I would like to see that.
I forgot they got Deontay Foreman, too,
Yeah.
the Bears.
Yeah.
Forgot about that, yeah. So Yeah, whatever. We'll see.
So they had a pretty good draft.
Put it this way: on paper, they're better than last year.
Yes,
that's all you're
yeah.
looking at is making your team better. At least then you can improve. Last year they were just they did what they had to do. They had to strip the whole thing down.
Could you be worse than last year? They did. They did finish at the worst record in football.
Thanks, Lovey. Thanks, Lovey.
I know, it's awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So so that was it. And then so I want to ask you guys a question. Anybody besides the teams we talked about, any player you thought that you liked? Maybe I mean you can say first one, but a player in the draft you just liked that you kind of sort of see how he pans out in the long run. Any player.
Hilton from Tennessee, the wide receiver. Not Hilton.
Hyatt. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
that's
Hyatt.
my guy too.
Yeah.
Giants got him.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of his.
I watched a lot of Tennessee football games last year for whatever reason because they were on at 11 o'clock on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
As I thought he was one of the best wide receivers of the country last year. So, yeah, I'm really interested to see how he does. With
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I liked him a lot. That was my guy.
Yeah,
that was my pick.
I was hoping the Packers. He was rumored to go to the Packers. He visited there, so kind of disappointed that they didn't get him.
Willie?
I don't really have an answer, but I got another question. If you don't mind, if I ask this, is that which of the quarterbacks that were drafted is set up for the best success?
Are we counting all the quarterbacks, first round, everything?
Yeah.
Will Levis.
You laugh, but I think he has less pressure on him now.
Absolutely.
He's my answer to the question and his question.
And Tennessee's plan worked out
Is
incredible
Will
because
Levis.
Tennessee wanted him and they got him in the second round.
Right.
He just looks
So it
like
worked out great.
He looks like a stud. He could have potentially been the number 2 pick in the draft. And yeah, I think he's going to a good situation there.
It's kind of like we said too with Hendon Hooker. I mean, he's going to get to sit behind, a quarterback for a couple of years probably.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know
it's great landing spot for those guys.
I know it's obvious, but I'm gonna say C.J. Stroud again, and I'm wrong. Number 1 pick,
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young is just his whole mentality. I mean, he's got that Tua about him. And Tua might, if he stay healthy, Tua is competitive. He can do. I don't know if these guys aren't going to have Rodgers likes arms and stuff like that, but they may. I don't know. I know he's got a good arm and all that, but I think he's in a situation where he's going to start, and he's going to get to learn, and in a division that he could probably take a few games to get up to speed, and then maybe still win that division.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a chance for him to, where Stroud is. Stroud went to Houston with Houston.
I don't like Stroud.
I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Richardson, I think he's by far the specimen of the draft at quarterback at any position, maybe. But I mean,
doesn't work hard enough.
Yeah, we have to see how he and he's in a and that's the other thing too about Bryce Young. He's with Frank Reich.
Right.
That's I was gonna say. That
That's
was
a
my
good
next
thing.
question.
Yeah.
Like Doug Peterson made Trevor Lawrence totally different quarterback.
Absolutely,
he did. He got him to
Is
get
his
to
upside maybe Jalen Hurts? I mean, Jalen Hurts is a stud. Obviously.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts runs better though. Bryce Young doesn't run.
Yeah,
the way that.
I'm gonna say I like Jalen Hurts, and I don't like him at first. I'll admit that I like Jalen Hurts, and I think they had what they did in the draft was
criminal,
very good, very good.
Freaking thieves.
But I like. Well, I have to say, Jalen Hurts has to have another good year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has to do it again.
He better now that they
because remember Mahomes did it every year, saying been doing it.
Yeah,
and I think he will. But if he doesn't have a good
Fields
year,
the same boat. I think.
Well, Fields hasn't had a good year yet.
I really like. I
good.
disagree. From an outsider, I like Justin Fields a lot. I think he's an anomaly as far as these Ohio State quarterbacks. That's why I don't think Stroud's going to work out. I mean, I don't think he's. It's a system there. The system works. I think Fields is a special player.
Joe Burrow was in that system.
But he didn't really spend much time in it. Really,
who was any pick you got out there anywhere? Not obviously not a Packer.
You want my favorite pick?
Yeah,
the Cowboys picking DeMarvion Overshown.
That was awesome.
I love the name for one thing.
Well, how about?
Wait, this is a good story.
No, I don't know the story.
Oh, it's not the kid that the scout.
Oh no,
dad.
No, that's not Overshown.
That's Vaughn. Yeah,
the running back.
Yeah, the dad got to call him and say we're picking you, and it was all.
You want to come to work with me?
It was a cool moment.
I was going to make a joke. It was a Key and Peele name, DeMarvion Overshown.
Eric, you got anybody?
Well, I said Levis. I think.
Okay.
I think is a good situation.
Okay.
I was trying to look up who was the UW Whitewater guy that got drafted.
He's a lineman.
Jake Kummerow.
Jake Kummerow.
And then Joey Porter's son.
Yeah, great.
Joey Porter Jr.
And he fell a lot. That's good. That's a good pick for Steelers.
I have this.
Pittsburgh had a great draft too.
Yeah.
I have
Real
this
good.
great picture of it's in my basement of
Me?
of you. Well, I have one of you,
Okay.
but it's Rodgers when they won. You know how many years? 500 years ago when they won a Super Bowl.
No more.
It's gone.
Oh.
I offered you some.
Oh, I was waiting.
Go grab the Baileys.
Where is it?
Of Joey Porter on the ground trying to tackle
Yes,
Rodgers.
yes.
And I told Logan, I'm like, this is how old Aaron Rodgers is. That's this guy's dad. And there was a picture of him at
Super Bowl.
But there was a Super Bowl like 3 years before
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
holding up Joey Porter,
Junior.
Junior,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, that's something, man. That's
Yeah.
it's a kind of a testament to Aaron Rodgers' longevity. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Rick,
we're gonna love Rodgers now that he's gone, right?
You know, Tom
we're
Brady,
gonna love him.
Tom Brady
Yeah,
played with
sure.
Joey Porter's dad. So Joey Porter, Joey Porter, and then Joey Porter, now Joey Porter Jr. So
Willie
that's how
used to
long Tom-
babysit
With Gramps? He played with Gramps?
Tom Brady.
He played with Pappy. So Rick, do you have any favorites in the draft?
I thoroughly enjoyed the Miami Dolphins pick.
Okay, yeah. That was hard.
You
The
kissed the
last-
microphone there.
They
I saw
didn't
you.
have nobody.
number
right?
32, right?
Yeah, number 32. That's what I get for trying to cheat.
Yeah.
Cheaters never
Yep,
prosper.
yep. Cheaters never win. You only considered a cheater if you get caught.
I guess anybody have a head scratcher pick? They were like, "Yeah, I don't know about that one," or that was kind of weird. I mean, there were so many, but obviously we don't. That's the thing; it's hard to be a head scratcher pick because
I do.
you know what the head scratcher pick to me, I would say the 49ers kicker pick because
Third round it was?
yeah,
Jake
and
Moody,
I mean,
yeah.
if you-
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson.
drafted.
Well, and Max Dugan, they said shouldn't have been drafted.
Yeah, he was on.
They said, and not to be funny, but they said Clifford was an undrafted
Right.
quarterback, probably.
Right.
Well, I was surprised. Dugan was one I thought the Packers should take him. They should take kind of a, but they
Well,
said
gamer. He's a gamer.
So-
When did they take them, though? Rounds?
Who's that?
Like Dugan.
Dugan went later.
When was Bennett?
Dugan. I don't think Dugan got drafted.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did.
I
Did you
thought
say
he did.
Bennett did or didn't?
Those guys should be
Bennett got drafted by the
Rams.
Rams. The Rams.
what round?
Like fifth or sixth,
Yeah.
fourth, fifth.
way too early.
Way too early.
But those guys should be like we were talking about earlier, 7th round picks. Is you're taking a shot in the dark.
Wait,
Right.
they always work out though. Those 7th round.
That's what I'm
picks, according to
saying.
Hall of
Scott.
Famers.
Yeah.
If you do it right, you're not. Why are you trying to pick a starter at 7? You're
Max
trying to pick a guy that's up.
Dugan was taken 7th round, though.
Yeah,
So,
that's
so-
By
right.
who?
Yeah.
By who?
The Chargers.
Ooh.
But
Yeah,
watch
they
out,
need,
Herbert.
they need a
Yeah.
quarterback.
Well, they're going to use him when somebody needs to get poked with the needle. You know, they'll put
Yeah.
him in there.
Test needle first.
Right.
Bring in Dugan.
Remember how badly he was beat up last year during their playoff game?
Dugan.
Yeah.
Dugan.
Dugan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a great game though too.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He
Got
beat
the
the
shit
hell.
kicked out of him.
Yep.
Anybody else you guys looked at and said,
I like Washington with Pittsburgh, the Georgia tight end. I thought that was a great fit for him, for them too.
Who?
Washington, Georgia tight end.
oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I like him as a sleeper too.
yeah.
I think
to,
he's
to the
he's
Steelers.
a
You said
specimen. He reminds me of his body type is just he's a monster.
Yeah.
He's a
Kinda-
big
yeah.
dude. He looks like a David Boston, but David
David
Boston shouldn't have been that
Boston.
big.
No, yeah.
But he looks
Yeah,
like he
there's a name
belongs
from
to
the
be that
past.
big because he's
Yeah.
a tight end. He's just a big
dude. Yeah.
and he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He had a good season, solid season last year. So I
Better
like
than David Boston.
wow, Boston.
Steve Journey
Where's Stephen Boston? Was he he's from Ohio State too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston was all
with the Cardinals, and
He's
he
a monster, but
came
he
back to
didn't.
camp one year and his arms were bigger. He was great before he got too big.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was very good, and he got too big.
Do we think this Smith Nujigajigaba or whatever is going to be good? From Ohio State?
He's supposed to be a great route runner too. He's supposed to be, and he's in a good situation.
He had like
He's with
800
Tyler
yards.
Lockett. He's with Tyler Lockett,
yeah.
and he's with
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
So he's going to be open if he understands the game. So
Well,
he'll be
that's
playing,
what he
he'll be
was
playing
just-
against DB2s then again.
Just
Or
like Ohio
threes. Or
State.
threes.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be against Nichols. So
It's gonna be like-
not Rachel Nichols, Nickelbacks.
Oh,
You're like, what's up, Nichols?
I'll take Richard Nichols.
yeah.
I like redheads.
So anybody, Beasley, that you thought sucked in the draft that you didn't like? A position that was taken to, like I said, the kicker was weird by the 49ers.
No. I mean, nothing that really stood out. But yeah, I would agree that the 49ers kicker was a bit odd.
Yeah, it was early too. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, okay, so
It was
I
in
just
the
see him on,
Super
like, a
Bowl for
fantasy
1 year.
draft, going for the kickers and the punters right off the fantasy draft.
yeah, exactly.
Now, what happens when he misses a kick, like to put him in the playoffs or something, and they're going to be like, "We wasted a third pick on this."
Well, and they've been spoiled
I know.
with
Yeah.
kicking. They
Yeah.
have. So
Yeah.
they were the money is why they parted ways. They have to part ways with Robbie Gold because of money.
Yeah, they're going to have
They
to
have
with a
no
few
choice.
guys now.
And that's why the Bears can sign him because they got money. If they really want to sign him, I don't really care if they sign him because I know Cairo Santos was.
Oh, he's a mutter though.
Well, yeah, but you know,
He's a mutter.
you
His
know,
mother was a
Father
mutter.
was a mutter.
me and Bob are talking about friend of the show, Bob Lorenzo, and Andy Heber maybe too, and the name that came up with them was Mason Crosby instead.
Yeah, this is gonna be his last year in Green Bay. If
He's done.
He's done.
Oh, they cut him.
Did they?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I swear he's done.
I think
I
thought he retired.
No, I think he's not. I think they're re-signing him. Well,
Good.
maybe they did because they don't have a kick. Well, you can get a kicker. I mean, well,
I
no,
think
don't.
either
Robbie
way, he's
Gold.
probably
You
done.
can't just get a kicker. Yeah, maybe look at Robbie Gold. It might be a good picker for the Packers.
Why not?
But
Get him for-
he's gonna want the same money as Mason Crosby, so it
Yeah.
doesn't make no sense. That's why Mason Crosby is the same thing. He knows how to kick in crappy weather.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe he
it's
isn't. I swear he was done. That's why Bob brought him up. I thought.
a good time for the Packers to move on from Crosby, Bakhtiari in the next year or two.
Bakhtiari's
He'd be the
still
next
there.
New England kicker, right?
I think Bakhtiari needs to not be
This
there.
is his
He'll
gonna
have
be
he'll be fine this year as long as he stays healthy. That was his problem.
It's
It's not
like too much
it's not
money
his,
for somebody to just be fine.
but it's not his
Yeah.
talent. It's his body.
He's Brian Bulaga
It really
now.
is.
You're just hoping he gets out there for a game and just dominates.
I
and then-
like Bakhtiari.
Then it's
I
like
always
14
have.
games.
I
where
do
he
too
doesn't.
4 years ago.
He's a cheater. He holds all the time. But
Who's that?
Yeah,
Bakhtiari.
Bakhtiari.
Asked the Detroit Lion freaking that one game.
Yes.
Hands in the face 8 times. I was like,
Yeah.
and Bakhtiari's, then he showed Bakhtiari's got him in like this. I'm going
And
like,
he's drinking a beer with the other hand. 'cause
Yeah,
got
he's a
such
free
good
agent.
grip.
He's a free agent.
so yeah, he's not
Yeah,
signed.
so-
So they could still sign him back
Right.
if you want to give him hometown discount, he could.
They just didn't. The contract ran out.
yeah, no, they didn't like cut him. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I knew he was done.
Yeah.
so.
Gutekunst was very coy about his situation.
don't
if
be
he's coming
coy.
back. Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Well, he was
hey.
coy about Jordan Love's situation too.
What kind of fish is there? Come on, don't be coy.
Okay, so what? Okay, so that's draft. The schedule gets released in 2 weeks, so we can talk about the schedule.
May 11th, right?
May 11th. That's the draft release day. We find out when all the good games are. I'm gonna guess who won the Super Bowl last year? Chiefs.
Yes.
Did they?
What's your?
Chiefs
What's your?
and
Yeah.
Eagles?
Actually, Logan and I were talking about this the other day. He's like, "Who's gonna be in that opening night?" I go, "Well, it's gonna be the Chiefs, but against who?"
If they
he
play,
goes, "The Packers." I'm like, "No."
I'm gonna tell you right
Jets.
now. If they play him, it's gonna be Chiefs Jets.
Ah.
If the schedule lines up like it does, and
Or Bengals.
they may, but it depends what division they play. But it'll be or the Bills.
It
Right.
depends on how. Yeah.
It could be the
how it
Bills because the Bills are one. They play each other for sure because they both came in first.
Bills opened last year too.
Yeah, but if they play the Jets,
Who did they
it'll be
open
the Jets. I
They
guarantee.
oh yeah, they crushed the Rams. Remember opening night? That was we had our little battle on the border dinner.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
they were
opening night.
smoking them.
They
Remember that?
Smoked them.
Yeah, we were like upset we had to miss the game. We're like, yeah, okay, we don't.
Yeah,
have to watch
Really?
this.
You think
38,
it's gonna be
35,
Kansas City,
3 or
the
something.
Jets? You guys think all these NFL owners just sitting around in a room colluding? You know, to
Yes.
get the
That's what the NFL owners
That's
meeting
where
is.
they collude right there on that shit. Television contracts.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's where they
about
collude.
everything.
Well, they should.
They're not
It's all
colluding
hype.
about
Here we go,
types
guys.
of-
You ready for this?
Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Rick.
Their home teams are the Broncos, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Bills, the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Bears, which they say they're playing the Bears
In Germany, yeah,
the Lions, and then guess who?
Jets.
The Eagles.
Oh, it's
snap.
gonna be the Eagles.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, or it could be honestly,
No,
it could be the Lions.
no, it's the
Ah,
Eagles.
What about the Bengals?
I think the Eagles. Though,
that
I
would
agree.
make sense too.
It's the Eagles.
It's got to be the Eagles.
It's the Eagles because they can get. It's the Eagles.
Yeah,
That's what happened last year too, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, it
No,
was-
we just said it was the Bills.
It was a Super Bowl rematch.
yeah, there was a Super
No,
Bowl rematch
no,
recently.
Bills played the Rams last year. We just said that.
Oh yeah, I was for the Bill. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was at the Rams.
Oh, was the
the Bills.
no Tampa, Kansas City? They did that one, wasn't it?
I don't know.
There was a Super Bowl rematch one of the last
Tampa
couple
played
of years.
the Cowboys the first game that one year, and they barely won. The Tampa beat them, but it was
No,
Cowboys
because
played really
the
well.
Cowboys
It was a
played really well.
high scoring game. It was a good game.
Yep, I remember that.
That was year after they
was
won.
2 years ago.
That was year after they won the Super Bowl. Tampa, yeah. But yeah, you might be. It was probably a
It
rematch.
was recent.
And they might. Yeah, good call. I think it's the Eagles.
I bet it is.
How about the What do you think? Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, they're not going to do that Bengals game right away. They want that later in the year when
No.
it's
They'll
both
put it on
teams are playing.
Sunday Night Football or
yeah.
something and flex it or whatever.
Do you have birthdays?
Oh yeah, birthdays.
Should we do our thing on Curry though first? To be quick on
Yeah,
it?
go ahead, Curry. Yeah, we got time. Go
We
ahead.
got 14 hours in
Okay,
already.
whatever. Okay.
Okay, you do the Curry thing.
So, well, do you want to do it because it was your idea?
What spice
I
of curry do
forgot
you
what
like?
it was.
When you get it, do you like what kind of spice of curry? Oh, we're talking.
Oh yeah.
Just go ahead.
But curry
I
that
thought
doesn't
curry.
smell.
I
don't
thought
have-
curry
you ever-
was a spice.
Curry is
Curry
the
is a spice,
spice.
but you can do levels of spice curry
Oh, I
when
don't-
you
I don't
get
like
Thai
curry.
food,
You
right?
get green
Red,
curry.
green, yellow.
You can do
Yeah.
spice levels.
We-
I never had it. It's supposed to be.
I like the green curry.
Heather and I lived in
Red curry.
when we lived in Columbus. We lived in like apartments, townhomes, and we shared a
You mean
wall.
subsidized housing? Okay.
We had government cheese. It was great.
In Columbus, it's not subsidized. It's still a dump.
CJ Stroud was our neighbor. He wasn't even born.
He was the one crying.
Our neighbors shared a wall with us for Indian family, and they made curry.
Could you smell it?
Yeah, it was terrible. Like it made your eyes water through the window. Like when they moved out was the happiest day of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you
help them move?
Did you shame them out of the apartment?
I go, shame. I did like a ritual.
He did.
He did like the Seinfeld when he got deported.
So Ed brought up this week via text,
and I already forgot about it.
That and it was because of Draymond Green.
Yeah, baby.
Draymond Green deemed Steph Curry the GOAT. And I think Ed said, was he even top 10? Is he top 5? I mean, should this even be a discussion? And I think it's a discussion. I don't, not the GOAT topic, but the top 5, top 10, I think is more of a discussion. So what I did, it intrigued me a little bit because I love lists. I love I miss doing the snake draft. We used to do a snake draft every week. I would get fired up about that.
Throw out topics.
Because I love, I will.
Okay.
Yeah, as we drink more.
I just came up with one today, and I already forgot what it was.
See, that's the problem here. He's
the
senile.
top 10 list for what? Oh, changing Miller High Life's name.
Oh yeah, that's a top 10. That's another. Okay.
Right.
Anywho, so I just started writing it out because I'm like, where does Curry fit in here? I mean, because is he top 10? Blah blah blah.
Are we talking all time or just the
all
or
time.
playoffs?
All time.
We're talking
GOAT. Okay, so I started writing down names, and I'm like, here's 4 that I don't think you could put them ahead of. Michael Jordan, obviously, and
Brooke Lopez.
No, he can't.
I went
barely.
And even though it's hard for me to judge players I never saw play with my own eyes, but I guess Bill Russell won a lot of championships, and Kareem scored a lot of points.
I agree with you on those.
And we have your favorite player, LeBron. I think even if you love him or hate him, he's probably the 2nd or 3rd best player ever, or 4th. So I don't think you could put Curry in front of any of those 4 guys. But then I think the debate begins. Bird, Magic, I love Hakeem, but can you now? Where do you go? With Curry, is he better? Is he better than Magic Johnson?
No.
Is he better than Larry Bird?
No.
Is it just an adamant no, or is there any debate? Let's look at what Curry's done.
He's gonna win his next championship.
4 championships.
He's gonna win one more.
He's the greatest shooter of all time, right? Is he not?
Different game.
He's a closer, like what we say. Well, we want a closer,
Jordan, right?
Yeah, I mean, so. Magic lost 5 championships, right?
Right.
No, he was only there 12 years or something.
No, he lost like 3 or 4 at least.
Tragic Johnson was his nickname during that
for
time.
the first few years.
Yes.
He had AIDS for 4 years, but then he got rid of it.
Had AIDS later.
No, he had AIDS for 4 years.
AIDS at the end of
No, and then he came back after AIDS.
I know,
he
but
did.
AIDS was at the end of his career.
No, look it up. He skipped 4 years and then came back and played 1 more year.
Is he better than Wilt?
No.
Is he better than Shaq?
No. Yes.
Yeah, I could say that.
Is he better than Kobe?
You know, I will say about
Kobe's tough too.
The big men are Kobe's better.
See?
Just because I'm going now. You go on sheer will to win games too. Does Curry had that sheer will to win games?
I've seen him win some games,
but there's
scored 50 the other night to close that series
Kobe
out.
Championship with nobody around him
except Shaquille O'Neal,
Paul Gasol.
But
Paul Gasol's a Hall of Famer.
Where Curry's got Clay. He had Durant. He had Klay Thompson. He's got Draymond Green. And Draymond Green, is good, but I don't think he's great. But I think let's take Draymond Green out. He's got Klay Thompson with him, who was better than is a good number 2 because a shooter.
It's an incredible player. I love Klay
It's
Thompson,
a different
man.
offense. And the hard thing is to compare is like the
game
60s and
Right.
Exactly.
with no 3 seconds, no 3-point line.
Right.
I mean, Curry couldn't have survived then.
Yeah.
But those big guys could, and I'm not trying to take anything away from these big men that play like Shaq, and Shaq played a little recently, but like Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell, could they play today's game up and down the court? This is
absolutely.
a different.
Absolutely. Talent still.
I don't say I never saw Russell. Kareem, we saw Kareem play a fair amount. I saw him play quite a bit.
Kareem changed the game. Steph Curry changed the game.
Yes, Steph Curry changed the game.
Changed the game because you wouldn't have the 3-point shooting and stuff that you have now. He changed
all
of basketball, not just the NBA, because the girls are shooting threes from half court.
So he ruined it.
Well, not that he changed.
I didn't say ruin it.
I mean, analytics. Obviously, they're telling these guys go out there and shoot a bunch of threes because we got a higher percentage of winning. I guarantee.
That's
you.
part
Just
of
like
it.
baseball, you know, the analytic, and Steph Curry fell right in at the right time when they were doing all this analytics.
But the reason he did is
and
because
he's
he was
so
freaking
good,
awesome.
Yeah, but
Right.
if he was in the '80s, they wouldn't. they'd be laughing. What are you shooting 27 threes for?
Chris Jackson.
If he was hitting them.
Yeah. Well,
Chris Jackson could hit shots like that back in the day. He was a small, undersized
did
guard.
he put 50 points up a game?
He scored a lot of points. Look.
Yeah.
Well, Steph scores in other ways.
Who, Mahmoud Raouf?
Yeah.
So we're at
during the
we're at
anthem,
eight guys.
He stood, but he
Stan's the name of his documentary. You should check it out.
he
It's very
stood,
good.
but he faced away from the flag.
That's right. Okay.
So we've got 8 guys that we said he couldn't finish above or whatever, or 7 right now. Shaq, we said he could be above,
He's
right?
better than Shaq.
Okay, then Tim Duncan would be another one.
See,
I didn't
he
get
hasn't
that far.
aged well though. But the whole thing is he had a supporting cast of Ginobili, Tony Parker, David Robinson,
Yeah.
Big Shot Bob,
Multiple supporting
Right.
cast.
And we said Kobe, no way. Kobe's better.
Kobe's better.
Okay, so that's like 8 guys that are ahead
He's
of
just
him.
outside the top 10 in my mind. But
Then we go.
Who's
Now
on
the
the
next.
list that you have written down right now?
Who was that list again? Say
Okay,
it.
so this is I had 4 guys that I won't debate at all against. I said Jordan, Russell, Kareem, LeBron. No debate. Then the debate begins for me. It's Bird, Magic. And now we're gonna start getting into personal opinions.
Wilt.
I love freaking Hakeem Olajuwon. I think it was one of the
That's-
greatest. The
that's
footwork
my
of that
next one.
center was incredible. Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. That's where I stop
he's
at
better
10.
than Shaquille.
How about Hakeem? I mean, there's a lot of how many MVPs? 2 championships.
He won 2 championships. I think he
Right.
won one.
He was
One
the
MVP.
Defensive player of
Kobe
the year.
only
Defensive
won
player
one.
of the year.
Right.
If we're gonna talk
twice.
MVPs, Kobe won 1.
Right.
He's you think he's better than Shaq?
Yes.
How about Oscar Robertson, who's a similar type player to Steph Curry
First person to average a triple double.
for like his career?
Right.
So is Russell Westbrook better than Oscar Robertson?
No.
Because he tripped.
And Robertson's kind of in the same situation as he has the 1 championship with the Bucks late in his career.
Right.
But I mean, his
I'd take
numbers are
Curry
off
over
the
Robertson.
charts.
Curry's over Robinson.
Okay, so that's probably where. Then it would be probably Durant
No.
and Jerry West.
We're going down. Yeah. Now
That's where I'm saying. Is he above those guys?
Right. Dr. J, Moses Malone.
Right.
You know,
Barkley.
right. Wow.
Did you say Carl Malone
Now
or
we're-
Moses?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Garnett.
Curry's got those guys beat.
Yeah.
Garnett. So he's up ahead of those guys.
And Irving, Dr. J was a great, fun player, but not. It's different.
He lost like 4 years in the ABA.
I think Curry's better than him.
Yeah, but he was the best player in the NBA, hands down.
for a couple years.
Right. So, I mean,
So we're putting Curry at what about 9?
Hop put in he's not better than Kobe. They
Right.
he thinks he's probably top 20 Curry. Tony
he's top 15.
Tony said Jerry West. He brought up.
That's what I
Jerry
said
West,
too.
I'm
He was
sorry,
one of
I
the
was
ones right
And
there.
then
at the
Hop said he takes Shaq over Curry. And I'm gonna say why I'm taking Shaq over Curry. If you're gonna give the same respect to guys like Russell and Will Chamberlain who dominated the middle, Shaq did it when it was a lot different.
Dominance. I mean, complete.
Shaq was getting. It was a totally. Shaq was
he
playing
was so strong, right?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Bill Russell would have struggled. Bill Russell wasn't a very big guy.
Bill Russell would be like Chris Bosh, maybe.
Okay.
Well, but
Would you pick-
or would
still a
he
good
be
player.
more
And
like Tim
Chamberlain, those guys-
Duncan?
but those guys, I understand changing, but those guys would just run down the court and jump in the lane and stand there.
Right.
I mean,
But we can't do
and play
this.
with a bunch of guys that are up to his shoulder barely.
Bill Russell, 5-time MVP, 11 NBA championships.
But he played on great teams.
Yeah, sure he did.
Great teams.
In an era where it was.
but he was the best
What do you
player
think
on
his
those teams.
career average rebounds for his career
Like
over the whole career?
14.
22 and
I
a
was
half.
going to say over 20.
But you're
I'm just saying.
yeah, it's a different
But that's
era.
like saying he did.
That's
the
why
tallest
it's difficult.
guy.
it's like a 50. It's like a 7-foot fifth grader.
Yeah, but that's the same thing as saying Curry. Well,
That's why
Curry's
this is
knocking down
difficult.
23 pointers a game. They didn't have 3-pointers. So, I mean,
it's a difficult thing.
it's a
'cause
different game.
You can only judge what you saw with your own eyes. I never saw Russell
I'm
play.
personally, I'm not sold on big men from a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm not. Don't get
You're
me
not
wrong. They're
Will
great
Chamberlain?
players because George Mikan then. Okay.
But you saw Kareem play.
Yeah.
And we remember Kareem.
and he
we
changed it.
remember
He-
Hakeem. We
he-
remember Shaq.
And he did play in an offense that ran a lot. So he played in an offense that he proved he can run the floor and all that.
yeah.
Magic Johnson forced him to run the court.
God damn it. Magic Johnson, I just look up, over 12 seasons before HIV diagnosis abruptly ended his career in 91 before a 32-game comeback 5 years later.
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
played in
we
the
know
All-Star
him.
game.
He came back. I didn't say that.
You
I
said he got
I
AIDS
said he got
after.
AIDS late in his career.
No, he did, but he
Yeah.
had 11 years, then he got it, Then he took off 5 years.
Yeah.
Then he came back and
I
played 32
remember.
more.
I know that.
And he
yeah.
actually, I forget what he was averaging. It was like 12, 5, 6 or something when he came back.
Well, he only
After
All-Star
5
MVP
years
that year.
off.
Where did we go with this? Is Curry better than Magic?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No way.
Yes. Is he
Oh,
better
no.
than Bird?
No, wait. Is Curry
Is he
better than
better than
Magic?
Bird?
No.
No.
Is he better than Bird?
No.
Bird's numbers are outrageous.
I think you got Bird ranked too low.
Right.
'Cause
I forgot
remember-
about Akeem too. 12-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA.
I have him 5th.
Who?
Is that low, Bird?
Yeah, I mean,
I think
This
that's
is what
too
I have.
high.
I have Jordan, Russell, Kareem, LeBron, Bird, Magic, Hakeem, Wilt, Kobe, Shaq.
Well,
But then I have from 5 to 10, I have Curry debate in parentheses.
I think LeBron's 2.
I think LeBron's 2 too.
And I think Durant's better than Curry.
Well, that was the other. I brought him
do.
up.
I think they're
Durant's better
they're
than
not-
Curry.
Did you have it?
I do.
I didn't put Durant in the top.
See,
10, no.
the list
I
I
like
saw,
Curry.
he was at 13.
Really?
Yeah.
What you said? Yes or no?
No.
I like Curry better.
Yeah. I think they're both top 15.
Yeah. Now we're looking at the 15.
I think Curry's at 9 or 10.
No, Curry.
I'm at
Curry's
9 or
going to
10.
be like Curry's going to be like 12, 13, and Durant's 14, 15.
Do you guys have Shaq in the top 10?
Yes.
You'd have to if you're pushing them back that far.
Right.
Well, if you got him in top 10, then he's better than Curry.
Yeah, I just said
Well, you
that.
got Shaq.
Oh, you said he's better than Curry.
Shaq,
I thought you
yes.
said Shaq wasn't.
And you're saying
He is.
Tim Duncan is
Duncan's in the top 10.
Garnett.
No.
Hakeem then is in the top 10.
He's like 11.
That's where it is on here. But
I got him 7. But
then you got the Big
your
O.
personal-
You got Durant.
Robinson's
right?
not.
Jerry West.
Everybody's gonna have personal
Right.
preferences. You hate LeBron, but you still have him 2.
Oh, he's 2.
I hate LeBron, so I move him from 2 to 4. So I have to. I don't know. I never saw Russell play. How do you should I take Russell out of my top 10? Because I never saw him
That's
play.
your own choice.
I know that's the thing. This is what I was trying to prove with your thing.
Well, that's why I don't think he's the GOAT by even where Draymond's
He's
come
not
out
the
making
GOAT.
these crazy ass,
But
drug induced
here's something.
comments.
Here's something. He's still playing.
Who's that?
Curry.
Oh, yeah.
He scored 50 the other night.
Giannis has got to be just outside that 15. Probably right around 20.
Yeah.
And he's 28 years old.
Right.
Curry will last longer too because you know why? He's a shooter.
Right.
Yeah.
So even when he gets to the point where he can't move like he can right now,
He can still
this
shoot.
guy can shoot.
I might take Giannis over Curry.
No, not right now. He can't.
Here's a question for you.
Yep.
Is he the best player since he started playing basketball?
What was it? Is he the best player?
Is Curry the best player since he started playing in the NBA?
It'd be LeBron again.
Well, you mean like in his time period? Because
he's right.
I want to take him over LeBron so bad, but you can't.
Yeah, you can because he's.
Well, then
They were born in the same
If he gets one more
hospital. They
championship,
were born in the same hospital. in
here's
Akron.
why I say that. Since Curry started, what team has dominated in the NBA?
Right,
the
Golden
Warriors.
State. He's the best player of this generation for sure. And then,
Or is LeBron?
right,
his
championships.
generation.
LeBron's one older, though, isn't he?
LeBron's older.
3
like
years.
8.
3 years.
Oh,
You gotta-
3?
Yeah.
Oh, then LeBron's way ahead of him.
But I think LeBron's had the best NBA career because he's played for 20 years.
Mhm.
On
Not
tw-
the best
on
player,
7
but the
different
best-
teams that were loaded.
And he
got-
set
he's got the
himself
most
up for the
points in NBA
championship in
history.
Miami.
Right.
You guys know that, right? He has the most points in NBA history.
He does.
I
Since
heard
when?
that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
So we're consisting
Is that
somewhere.
why he's the best player?
I didn't say he was the best player. I got him 4.
I don't think he's the best
Okay.
player. I think Jordan's the best player.
Rick, you got
sure.
where do you got Curry, Rick?
I'd say top 10, high 10, 9, 10
That's
all time.
that's where I'm saying right around 10. I think Hakeem comes in right up front of him.
No, I think he's right after. I think Curry's like 12, 13.
Anybody see Wilt play other than
Well,
Willie?
that's the game you play in your head too. How about you just say,
And Wilt didn't play many years either.
if we didn't, we're talking about Curry right now. I bet if we said let's go around and do a snake draft of 4, and I Curry will get taken, but I bet it'd be in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yep.
Right.
So
I agree.
that's 12 to 16, right? Or no, 18 to 20.
Well, I mean,
Five of us.
You'd have a couple guys probably.
And nobody ever going to say
reach
this.
on him.
The game you play. If you're going to start a team today, who would you take first? Nobody's going to say Curry. Never. And I know we're not
You would,
saying,
Draymond would.
take a big guy.
yeah, no. Well, I would take Jordan. Anybody I could ever.
You would take Jordan, or you would take a big guy.
No, I take Jordan.
I take Jordan.
Not even close.
Well, I know I would take Jordan, but like if you had the second pick, you can't take Jordan anymore.
Ooh, you
Probably
gotta go
LeBron.
for a big guy then.
Probably LeBron.
You can't have those two guys.
You wouldn't take
arguing.
Kobe?
No. If you're starting, no.
Oh, I'd go
No.
Kobe. I'd go
Oh.
Kobe
I'd take
Jordan.
Kobe
I-
second.
I think Kobe and I don't know.
Killer
I got
instinct.
Kobe and Curry kind of. That's maybe a debate for me. I got Magic and Curry as a debate. I love Bird.
I think
Bird.
here's
high.
the underrated thing too.
Bird was injured.
And
a
here's the
lot.
thing you got to look at too when you're talking about this too, is the defense of these players. Curry's defense is
Okay.
Right.
good.
Jordan's is top notch.
Jordan was a defensive player of the year. Kobe Bryant was one.
Was Larry and
Hakeem.
Magic great defenders?
Larry Bird was a sneaky defender.
Yeah,
Magic
he
was a
was.
very good defender because he
Yeah.
could defend. Magic played the center position in a playoff.
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, back when
we
it was
know
back when it was
Hakeem-
hard to do.
Hakeem was a great defensive player. He won
Yes,
defensive player of the
great
year.
player.
So now you're looking at you got to look at both.
Shaq, I mean, just had to stand in the middle, and he was a great
But
defensive player.
I'm just saying you got to look at both sides of the ball
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Shaq don't
now
let
if we're
them
talking about just shooting the ball, well, yeah, Curry's in there. I mean, he might be the
Greatest
best.
shooter of all time.
He's up there. I'd
Up
say.
there. He's not the greatest shooter of all time.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
He's a better shooter than
Bird-
Larry.
Larry Bird could shoot, man.
This guy's
If
better.
he played in this game now, where it's opened up with a
Oh,
defense,
Larry Bird would score like 60 fucking
Okay, there you go.
I know.
left-handed.
Yeah.
Right.
Left-handed.
Left-handed.
He
Yeah.
did that one game,
Right.
didn't he? And
I mean, there's so many guys from that era that would just be. I mean,
and the
think
game would be.
about
That's
Right.
all they would do is shoot threes.
it.
They would
And
just
go to the
practice.
basket, get touched, and he'd make 20 free throws a game on top of it.
Right.
I seen a game where Lambeer knifed him on the way through the lane.
Little shiv.
Yeah.
And it was called. And it went like the ref went.
Right.
the entire Pistons teams had weapons.
He's still upright. He's still upright.
It means I don't know. Okay, so I guess your answer to your question, we have no idea.
Right.
Well, it wasn't my question. It was Ed's.
No, my question
Ed and
was his
Draymond
top
Green are one
15.
of the same people.
He's just outside the top 10. If he wins another title,
You may
Then
move
you
up
move
a
it up.
couple.
Edmund
Yeah.
Green.
Does everybody agree that Ed is the Draymond Green of this panel here? Are we a panel?
why? Are you been,
Fuck you, crackers.
have you been punching people in the nuts?
Did you see Draymond Green was
Yeah,
amazed,
all night he
was
has.
upset and mad, and called out Sabonis for not shaking his hand at the game. Dude, he was stomped on his chest.
That's
LeBron didn't shake hands though either.
No, he didn't. Nobody talked about that.
I did.
And he walked off, but he won, so that's your prerogative.
He's a piece of shit.
But he's
He
supposed to
is
be
a
the
piece
face
of
of the well, like I told Dylan Brooks.
Number two piece of shit right behind Jordan.
Did you see the exchange between him and Dylan Brooks for the game?
No.
He was telling him, and his words, look it up. Mike, and he made a comment like, "This is my NBA. You're in my NBA."
I don't think it is.
LeBron
anymore.
That's
said
what
that?
LeBron said to Dylan Brooks. And Dylan Brooks, you could not like him, and I know you didn't like what he did, but I loved what he did. It didn't work, but people are, oh, that's why they lost the series because the Lakers were fired up.
He tried to get
So
in their
if
heads.
if Dylan Brooks didn't talk, the Lakers would have played like crap. I mean, you need motivation to win a playoff game. You need some guy. What?
Yeah, you need that.
Dylan-
remember that
Dylan
sign
Brooks
when you go
sucked.
down the
Yeah,
tunnel.
believe.
He sucked from that
Believe,
game
yeah.
after.
The Bucks needed
Yeah.
some motivation.
Yeah, I wish someone would have talked crap to them. Well,
Maybe they need Dylan
Jimmy Butler,
Brooks.
he did the Drew Holiday the whole 2 games in a row. That didn't help anything.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Can't guard me.
But he didn't do it.
Because he wants to retire.
He didn't do it to a microphone, though, Jimmy Butler.
Right.
Like Dylan Brooks.
That's a
did.
difference.
I had no problem with Dylan Brooks. I thought it was awesome. Then LeBron didn't. And after, next time you go poking something about next time you
So
go
where do you
looking
got-
for a Grizzly, be afraid of me.
Where do you got Dylan Brooks then?
5th.
Shit.
No, six.
Playing in
You got
China.
Kobe.
next
I think
year.
you drank a fifth. If
Where's Brooks going next year? He's not going to be a Grizzly.
China.
Bucks, baby.
China.
Oh, he'll be a Grizzly.
No, he won't.
He's
Yeah,
a free
he will.
agent.
China.
You know what? Bring him to Milwaukee.
The GM was talking
We
about
need a guy that wants to maul people. Bring him to
Right, yeah.
Milwaukee. Where Milwaukee was? Or the GM from the
GM for the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Going to reevaluate.
I would bring him to Milwaukee in a heartbeat. Take your chances
Yeah.
because you need a guy who wants to maul people, and he wants to maul people.
He can't fucking shoot.
Look at the Bucks.
That's true.
He'd be perfect.
He's feeling well. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Jay Crowder couldn't shoot either.
Right.
Like,
Wait, you have to play.
He
no,
couldn't
I
play.
saw him. He made a couple. He was shooting towels in the bin on the sidelines. I saw it. Okay, so birthdays. Let's go.
Birthdays.
Oh, I gotta play your music. I forgot. Don't forget, Rick's in too. So Rick, you'll be
Wait,
after me.
I got.
Okay.
You don't get to piss during birthdays.
Rick might have fell asleep.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
I was waiting for the music.
Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is the day. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Dear someone today.
Hey, birthdays are great, aren't they, guys?
Yeah.
Too bad we only have one a year. You do
Well,
half birthdays,
By
maybe.
your looks at you, you're like 2 or 3 a year.
Better move this closer so I can bang it.
Pass me the puffs.
Pepper Jack or
whatever. Today is okay. Go ahead. Who's
All right.
Tip?
We'll start with Rick.
Okay, Rick, and then me. Which way we going?
So be Rick, then you.
Okay, me. Rick,
Yep.
you're first, Rick.
Okay,
all right.
here we go. We got, and you better not be looking this crap up on your computer.
I promise I'm not.
Do it, Rick.
I'm doing work.
All right, here we go. Johnny Galecki.
I don't even know who that is.
Big Bang Theory,
Roseanne.
Roseanne.
Oh yeah, he's the kid on Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah.
Russ.
Okay. Oh, he was younger than me. I'm gonna say 43.
So he's in Christmas Vacation.
Did I lose you?
It's like
Hello?
10. No, that's
You
not
would?
good. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Darlene's boyfriend or husband on
Yeah.
Roseanne.
I'm gonna say he is 41.
All right. Who's up now? Is it going my way? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, I know he was in Suicide Kings.
Oh,
and
yeah?
that movie was made a while ago.
I mean, it was good.
I'm gonna say 44.
Today is your birthday.
45.
47.
48.
Oh.
Is that the first one? Did we
Yeah,
do it?
yeah.
First
So
one.
I'm first now.
Scott starts.
Yep.
So. Kirsten Dunst.
Ooh.
Wow.
Rick's got his pants off right now.
Nice thing about her is that's a girl you could probably pick up at a bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
So
think
Kristen-
so.
Girl next door.
Kristen Dunst, she was a little
Am I on
girl.
FaceTime or is this just on speaker?
Just on speaker. She was a little girl in that one movie, the vampire movie, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
She was in Jumanji as well.
Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries when she a little baby.
Hey, what was that cheerleading movie?
Jason Bourne.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
she's
yeah.
in-
no,
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Right.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
movie.
She was in a like a beauty pageant movie too. She was from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's a funny movie. I can't think of the movie right now.
10,000 lakes.
I'm gonna say she's 45.
Well, you know it's not 69.
Oh, you said it.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Let's say 43.
42.
I'm gonna say 48.
Okay, Rick.
44.
41.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of where Aaron on the younger
Oh,
side.
I said
She
collective.
looks terrible for 41.
Eddie, you're up.
She's not a good looking girl.
She's cute.
Who are you going to call
She's
Ghostbusters?
hideous.
Ivan Reitman.
Ray Parker Jr.
Oh,
Holy shit!
Wow.
dude, he was old
He's
then.
ancient.
That was what? When did that
starts?
movie come out? 86.
What's his other hit? You know?
One night in Bangkok.
No.
Ray Parker.
It's not John Hancock. It's Herbie Hancock.
I can't remember the name of it.
I'm in love with the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that song.
Sing it again.
Nope.
Do it again. Louder.
Oh my god. He's. I'm gonna say 63.
No. 71.
73.
Rick.
What's the difference? 72.
60-9.
God, you guys
Stupid game.
tee it up. You tee it up every time.
I'm like, you guys just say it.
I didn't even think about it. I always thought he was younger. I wasn't.
You said 68.
No, I said 63. I was.
Oh, I
way
thought someone
younger.
68. I'm like,
Give me a puff.
yeah. See. Okay. It is
Was
Eric.
it 69?
Yeah, 69. Yes,
Is there a
sir.
salary?
I was
Yep.
thinking right around 70, and I'm like, he can't be that old.
I'm the king of 69s.
That's what he said.
Dwayne Johnson.
The queen of
The
them.
Rock.
The Rock. Shit.
We went on our tour in Hollywood. Someone said The Rock was one of the nicest guys I ever met.
Is that right?
Makes sense.
I'm sure he is,
Looks
yeah.
like he would be.
How old is he, though?
I didn't ask that day.
Younger or older than us?
Joe Biden looks like a nice guy too.
What about Rocky leading our country?
47.
He makes movies. I don't got
If The Rock was leading our country, we wouldn't have anything to worry about.
We wouldn't.
There'd be fucking butterflies out there right now. It'd be like 74 and sunny.
54.
What'd you say?
47.
Okay.
54.
Rick? 47, 54
Ooh,
off the
I'm gonna
board.
go 48.
Man, I don't think he's that old. Well, no, he's been around for a while. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, he played football. The Dolphins, didn't he, for a minute?
No, he played for Miami.
The Hurricanes. But I got
Yeah.
drafted by the Dolphins, I thought.
Maybe.
I don't know what, but the Hurricanes are right.
You're thinking
I'm gonna say he's 50.
You're thinking Triple H, anyways. I'm gonna say 52.
51.
Dang it! I was gonna say.
I knew it was
I'll
close.
say he's my age. I was gonna say
Right.
51.
All right, who's up?
Me.
Frankie Valley.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Girls don't
79.
cry. 79 was said.
All right, you're up, Rick.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah, Frankie
Yes.
Valley.
Oh, shit. 75.
So 5 and 9 are off the board. I'm gonna say he's. Man, I'm gonna say he's 81.
I'm gonna say 83.
82.
89.
Oh,
No
He was
shit.
really old when he's
girl.
I was just going back 50 years from 73, and I'm like, he would have already been probably 20 something in there.
No, yeah, he's been around a long time.
So Rick's up.
Tim just went.
Yep.
Yep. Rick, you're up.
Christina Hendricks.
Ooh.
You like redheads, don't you?
I love redheads. For Mad Men, right?
Yep.
One of the greatest shows ever.
I'm gonna dye my hair red.
One of the big cans.
Thank you, Willie. We didn't know that.
I just want to make sure.
It's you, Rick. Christina.
He likes
Christina
redheads. I like
Hendricks.
big tits.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of who she is.
From Mad Men.
Wasn't she in Bad Santa
Never saw
too?
it.
That was Laura.
Oh.
No, I think she's in Bad
Gilmore
Santa.
Girl.
That's
Yeah.
Gilmore Girl.
That's Bad Santa. I said Bad Santa 2.
Oh, okay.
Badder Santa was called number 1. Get it right.
About 51.
51? No. Let's say she's 48.
That was my guess.
Scott.
Let's see.
Who's up now?
I'm up, and I'm going to give
No,
somebody...
it's me because Rick went first.
Okay. so
Right? Rick went? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Andrews.
Ooh.
The peephole.
43.
42.
That's what I was going to say, too. That was my other guess. So
40.
I don't feel so bad now.
46.
Rick.
41.
45.
God damn it.
Oh, you're right there, too. Now it's Ed.
God, we were all around her, all over, but we never got it.
There you go. This is for you,
I
Ed.
won't give up the umbrella.
Lance Bass.
That's terrific, Bass.
That's Mike Trout's brother.
He's
Made no sense.
No.
It's awesome.
Made you giggle.
Lance, I have no idea. 43.
Who's Lance Bass?
Backstreet Boys or
NSYNC,
NSYNC?
NSYNC.
Yeah.
47.
48.
What'd you say?
43.
Rick, you're up.
42.
Was 45 said?
Mm-mm.
I'll say 45.
44.
Ah, you son of a bitch. Mickey loves you. Eric's up. 11. He's at 11. He's wrong. Who is it?
Big boy.
Adele.
Oh, I know how she is. Let's see. Her first album was called 19. Her second album was called 21. Then it was 25. Then 30. She's 33.
34.
Rick.
29.
She had an album named 30.
They names after her ages she does?
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm glad I didn't know that. You said 32?
I said 33.
I brought two.
What did you say, Rick? Oh, he's
I
still
said
guessing.
29.
Oh, 29?
No, I said 29.
What was all 30? What was the guesses?
I didn't guess yet.
Oh, what did he say?
I don't know.
It was like 33, 32, 29.
Oh,
I said 34.
so 33 was his.
Yeah.
And 33 was 30 was the last album name he said?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 32.
Is that everybody?
Nope.
No, I haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
They say 34?
Nope.
I'll take that.
35.
Close.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I'm all hopped up on puffs right
This
now.
is
about-
Tim.
Try the bacon cheddars. Are they good?
Tim. Yeah, they are good.
What?
You're up.
George Clooney.
From Roseanne.
Yes.
62.
And from ER.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
62.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, he looks good for 62.
Rick, you're up first. Tim got Clooney.
Curtis Martin.
My
The running
favorite
back?
Martin.
Not that annoying guy.
Curtis
in all those
Martin?
cop
Yeah,
movies.
Curtis Martin, the running back. Yeah.
Yep.
33.
Curtis Martin is going to be.
He played late in his
He was
career.
drafted in 90. Man, 20.
Mike Trout's brother.
I'm gonna say he's man, I'm off here. I'm gonna say he's 47.
I was gonna say 45.
48.
51.
Beasley's got it. No, Beasley, did you go already, Chris?
Started.
Yeah, you started.
Yeah, I was at early 30.
He was 50.
I was way off.
Damn.
He played late in his. He played till he was like 39.
but I was trying to figure out when he was drafted.
Bob.
Who went first? Oh, so it's Rick. No, I'm first.
You're- Bob Seeger.
Night moves.
Night moves.
I hate Puff.
Bob Seeger, man.
pretty
Wow,
good.
he's been
Hungry.
around a long time. I'm gonna say he's 75.
Say 74 just to piss him off.
79.
78.
Rick? Oh, never mind. Tim got it. This is Ed now.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Wes Welker.
Wesley.
Ooh.
37.
He's just a little guy.
I don't know.
37 was not correct.
He's not 37.
I like that guess. That was a good guess.
41.
40.
42.
There you go, Rick. That's yours.
A little late there, buddy.
Eric's up.
Give me a good one.
Isaiah Thomas.
Which one? The third?
The Celtics?
The
or
real one.
Pistons?
The one no one likes.
The one that bankrupted the CBA?
65.
Is it me?
No, it's
No,
Tim.
thinking.
A lot of dead air.
A lot of dead air here. Let's go.
61.
Rick.
You gotta be about as old as Jordan is.
Mm-hmm. Ish.
Oh shit, 66. Did somebody say 66?
No.
Nope.
I
I'm gonna.
didn't hear a bell, so that's not my answer either.
I'm gonna. Are you saying 56?
Yeah, I said 66.
Oh, 66. I'm gonna say 56.
Say 59.
It's like 62 or something.
62.
Yeah. I said 65.
Should have guessed it.
I know. I said 65. I'm like, that's pretty high.
All right.
'Cause I didn't think about Jordan. Jordan's how at 60?
I think so.
So who's up? Where is it?
Tim's up.
Tim's up.
Timmy.
Okay.
Timmy.
David Beckham.
$41.
Ricky.
Oof. I'm gonna say 44. How old Victoria? We had this one the other week. Didn't
She
we?
was older though.
Yeah, she's older than he is.
She was like 48, 9. I
I'm gonna
or
say
something.
41.
Didn't he just say 41?
No, he said 44.
I said 41, I thought.
Yeah, I think he said 41.
Yeah. 41, 44.
Oh, I'm sorry. 42 then.
I'm gonna say 43. God damn it.
45.
39.
47.
Oh, wow.
See,
He's
she
ancient.
was 49.
Yeah.
She's a skank.
Now, what did I say? Posh? Is that right?
Rick's up.
Rick's up.
Sassy.
Tyronn Lue.
Ty Lue. Recycled coach.
That's the Cleveland coach.
No, he's Clippers.
Clippers coach.
Mm-hmm.
Parts. 47. I don't even know who this person is.
He played with Kobe, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
47, you said?
Good guess.
Yeah, 47.
He looks old, but I don't think he's got gray hair and everything now. I don't think he's that old.
He played not too long ago.
I'm gonna say 45.
I'll say 50.
48.
49.
46.
You some bitch.
We're probably breaking the record for not hitting them.
Right.
Has
and being
anybody
close.
gotten one at all?
Timmy got one.
I got two too.
All right. Brooks Koepka.
Who's up?
You are.
You are, yeah.
Brooks Koepka. I'm going to say 33.
I'm going to say you're right. Somebody did their studying this morning.
Secretariat.
I sent her a birthday card.
Dawn Staley.
Who?
I got it.
Is that a basketball?
Screaming, everybody. You're all really good at that.
Okay.
I'm going to say she's a basketball
South
coach.
Carolina baseball coach. And
Basketball
he played
coach.
Basketball.
Oh, basketball.
And she was one of the greatest college players
Wait,
ever.
what was her name?
Dawn Staley.
Oh, yeah, Dawn.
She played for South Carolina too, right? She played and coached there.
No.
Virginia, I want to say.
I thought she played South Carolina.
Oklahoma.
Virginia.
Meet Virginia. Hey, yeah.
Oh, I love train.
Nah. Come on, ride the train.
I'm going to say 53. I had no idea.
You're going to say it. You're going to say 53? Then say it.
No. Don't tell me what to do.
Eric's up.
Rory McIlroy.
Rory.
Oh, you know this.
Rory. They're great.
He's in his prime, so 27 like everybody.
No, he's older than that. He's 34.
A golfer's prime. It's
Koepka's
like
33.
Years.
I would have guessed Koepka was like 29 or something.
Yeah, that's why you
He was a
were
late bloomer.
wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I got Rory McIlroy right.
Nice.
You guys spoke of this guy earlier. PJ Tucker.
Tim, you got the Tuckster.
Dog.
37.
Rick.
39.
I'm going to be Tim and Rick sandwich and say 38.
Really? He's getting old. We don't want him back.
Oh, shake. Yeah, we'll do the shake out in a minute here.
Or we're not time.
Who's up? Willie Mays.
Is this to me?
He's still alive.
Is it? No,
it's
I
you.
think it's Rick. Tim, did you go first on the last one? Yeah, PJ Tucker, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you're
Rick,
right.
you're up. Willie Mays Hayes. No, just Willie Mays. I'm sorry.
You might play like Mays, but you hit like shit.
Oh, my God.
What do we know? $1?
Fuck, I don't even know. 65? Pardon my French.
Oh, no.
I'm going to say 93.
I got you.
All right.
You sure? Yeah, it's a buck, right? Shake a buck?
Holy cow. He was a rookie 69 years ago. I'm going to say
You're all really good at that.
82. I probably said that wrong. I probably come up. Oh, no, wait.
What do you think?
No,
it
that's
is?
right.
Tell me the
That's
second. Give me your second choice. He's
Wait, what did I say? 70? That would have been 12.
82. 82.
I'm in 92.
I'm saying he's 88.
Everybody done?
85.
He's 90 something.
He's got
91.
Dang it.
I was. What did I say? 92 when I figured.
I said 90. I said 93.
I was off by 10 years.
Chris Paul.
Who's up?
The point guard?
That'd be Rick. Rick,
Rick.
you're up. Chris Paul. No.
Scott, you're up.
Yeah, you went first. Chris Paul, I'm going to say he's 36.
37.
35.
38.
Yep. I was going to say that too.
There's been a few 38s, isn't there?
Caught me between.
Who else was
All
38?
right, kids. This is the last one. We're 6 points.
Heads up.
I
Start us
need
up.
I need all these.
Jose Altuve.
He's not 69.
Your favorite cheater.
5'6". Oh, thought we were doing height.
I bet his age matches his height in inches.
Wow. I'm going to say 33.
Wow.
Motherfuck.
And
nice. I
Ed
needed it
wins
bad.
with 6. Scott had 5. Tim had 3. Eric had 1. And Rick had 1.
I'm the people's champion. That's all I care about.
Just like LeBron.
Yeah.
What a comeback there, Ed.
I needed it.
Hey, don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years.
Yes.
I'm the Jimmy Butler of this table.
Don't come on.
Okay, let's do our
No,
shake.
no, you're not.
And then let's do our shake and we'll do
Oh,
final
yeah.
thoughts.
Anybody get their shakes ready?
We can do final thoughts if we do our shakes,
Will you
right?
shake for me?
So, Rick, since we're shaking, you got any final thoughts for the night show?
It's kind of weird doing it from a remote location, but it is also very satisfying.
That's how the
doing it from a
show
remote
started,
location.
Rick. The show started as a remote.
He should have zoomed you.
Sweet.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you, Rick. Sorry.
Is it entertaining?
No, that's great. Keeps me awake. Keeps me awake.
There you go. Okay, well, closing thoughts. Oh, anything else? Sorry.
Anybody needs anything from Minnesota, let me know. I can bring it back.
I want some beer.
Pig's
I'm
Head.
going early tomorrow or Wednesday.
Is that Pig's Heads in Minneapolis?
Darkness. You could get that here, though.
Now you get everything here now.
Yeah.
Bring me a Juicy Lucy.
Hey,
Off the table, I get to roll again.
Yep.
this week
Sloppy dice drinks twice.
in sports history, this guy was drafted in 1978 by the Houston Oilers.
Earl Campbell.
You are correct.
We all look back at that's the magic 8-ball.
Mm-hmm. So he's younger. He was younger than Walter Payton.
Yeah. Payton was what, 75, 76?
77, I thought.
Yeah, but he went to Texas.
Yeah, hook 'em horns. I thought he was 77.
Close, you got Willie.
In 1992, the MLB postponed 3 Dodgers games because of what?
Earthquake, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
No.
The riots.
Oh,
Rodney
the Rodney
King.
King ones.
Rodney
You
King
are
riots.
correct.
Yeah, Rodney King.
Can't we all just get along?
I thought that was a new thing, riots. I guess we had
it's
them
been
way
around.
back then too, huh?
They started that shit in the 70s, 60s, 50s.
I have a little tidbit.
Are we doing tidbits or are we doing tidbits or closing
my
thoughts?
God.
About the NFL draft.
Yeah.
There were 7 Power 5 schools that had no players drafted from their program.
Power 5 schools?
Yep.
Really?
Arizona, Colorado,
Again. Oh, sloppy.
Duke,
Duke.
Duke, Kansas, Vandy, and what the hell is Washington, University of Washington.
I could see that. Those teams are all.
No, not always though. Those. I'm trying to think. What was the better of all those teams?
Kansas.
Kansas was pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, Washington, you think they get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially they had like
playing Pac-12,
Kevin King,
or
right?
Pac-10, whatever.
Right.
Ooh, no.
What NFL team has the smallest scouting
South.
staff
By height or people?
by amount of people?
I'm going to say the Redskins after what they've done lately.
The Redskins, like that's a team.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The smallest.
You are a racist motherfucker. Aren't you?
Yeah,
You know what? I say it's
wasn't trying to
the
be.
Oilers.
Right.
It was the Oilers.
Is it a team we know well?
Oh yeah.
Is it a team any of us like in this room?
No, probably not.
I'd say the Saints.
The,
Saints, he
the
said.
Packers. He said, "Does anybody like this team?" Packers.
Saints, Rick said.
Okay, nope. Anybody else?
It's going to be the
Cardinals.
Can we start naming NFL
Jets.
We get one.
They're in the.
No, let me make my guess
okay,
first. I'm
okay.
looking by smallest doesn't mean always the worst though. But they always are penny pinching this team. How about the Patriots?
That would make sense.
Bill Belichick just wants to do it his own.
Yeah,
So.
Right.
everybody get the hell out of here. I got my sweater.
It's the Bengals.
Oh, the
Oh,
Bungles.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
So they normally all they
they
only
have that
do is
mayor that got busted.
all they
for-
draft is the Power 5 teams. That's all
Nice.
they do. They don't look anywhere else. So
Well, a lot of Super Bowl champions have come out of there lately. That's weird.
this guy in 1999
Slightly.
announced his retirement from the NFL.
1999.
99.
Ryan Leaf. No, that's not my answer.
Barry Sanders.
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
I was going to say
The actor?
The actor?
Like the same
1.21.
Brett Favre.
In 99.
99.
Brett Favre retired in 99.
When was
He
Barry?
won, he won a Super Bowl.
Oh, John Elway.
John Elway.
So
Rick
you,
had the answer.
you guys brought
Barry
up-
was before. Was Barry before? When was Barry?
Oh yeah,
Barry was drafted like in 98 or 97,
yeah,
wasn't he?
Yeah,
No,
Barry
92.
Sanders.
Drafted in 91, 92. I
yeah, with
thought.
Mandrick.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I was
Sandwich.
watching. Yeah, I turned on like Netflix or Hulu or something.
That's all you got?
Something
I
about
got a couple more.
about Mary's on there, so I actually watched it. I haven't
Favre.
seen it in 20 years or whatever.
That aged well.
It
right?
ages well.
Brett Favre on there. I'm a good guy. I'm gonna be indicted for federal crime soon.
Yeah,
like-
I don't know. He's fighting that, so I don't know what's going on. with it.
I tell that to Ted DiBiase's kid who just got nailed in that same sting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going after him. So
Teddy Jr.?
yep,
Really?
the $1 million kid.
Interested.
So if they're busting him, Favre's going to have more expensive lawyers. So I mean, they probably got to get all their ducks in a row before they go after him.
This guy stole his 939th base in 1991.
Ricky Henderson was the answer here.
Okay, you're right. But get this: on the same day, A year later, he stole the 1,000th base.
That's Ricky being Ricky.
And when he did, he said Ricky, because he was talking about himself. He said
Speaks
Ricky,
in third person, right?
Ricky stole his 1,000th base. Ricky Henneth ain't gonna do what Ricky Henneth does,
Dude, greatest leadoff hitter, bar none. I mean, there's not even an argument
After Brady
there.
Anderson.
Yeah, besides,
Right.
well,
Craig
that's the only
Biggio.
argument there can be.
Craig Biggio.
we had a
Best
my
leadoff
God.
hitter ever, Steph Curry.
we had a
Goat.
Tuffy Rhodes.
we had a debate. My buddy,
One game. He was,
my buddy from San Diego, who's a huge
Where?
baseball fan.
Where's he from?
San Diego, Wales, Regina. He does his Mount Rushmore. He has Ricky on the Mount Rushmore of baseball.
Ricky Bobby?
Ricky Henderson.
No.
dude, he changed the game again. Another
Ricky
guy that
Henderson. He also has Joe Morgan.
Baseball is so
Yeah.
hard.
You'd have
Can you
to go
imagine Ricky Henderson nowadays with the pitch clock?
Oh, yeah.
he'd already have like 43 steals.
I don't think he would stop at first. I think he'd just keep running.
The catchers now though are so good. I mean, they do have some strong arm catchers now.
Who has the most leadoff home runs?
Tuffy Rhodes.
In history?
Yeah.
Oh, Ricky Henderson by far.
Yeah.
It's
Brady
it's
Anderson.
by a lot.
Brady Anderson. That's the answer. That's your answer to every question, Brady Anderson, isn't it?
It is. I don't get it.
Quick. DeAndre Fox has 192 points. It's a playoff series debut. Are the most ever behind who? He scored 109 points.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No, it's
No,
Mavs player.
you're thinking too long. So
No.
it's no. I know it's not.
Trey
Luka.
Young.
Dirk Nowitzki.
It's not Luca.
No.
Trey Young.
No, it's easy.
Will Chamberlain.
If it's not Michael,
Kobe.
Kareem.
God, you guys are
Will Chamberlain.
LeBron.
That's not that
See,
easy.
'cause we just don't want to say his name.
Warriors won their
42 guesses.
the Warriors won their 19th straight. That's why when you're thinking, I'm like, well, I know
19 straight series.
Would've
Okay,
got
blah,
LeBron
blah, blah,
in
blah.
LA.
Yeah, but Luca's
No
on that
offense.
list.
Kerr's,
Yeah.
Kerr's 19-0 against the West.
Warriors 19 straight series wins against the West. Now is that just his division though? Can't be against the West because he hasn't been in the finals for the last 12 years.
Who?
They won the championship last year.
But 19 straight
They
series
didn't
wins.
go to the playoffs the year before.
No, but
Yeah.
Western Conference, right?
they did
So
not
they had
go
a-
to the conference.
So they won it last
No, but
year.
Scott, it's 19-0 against the Western Conference.
I know, but the way I read this is series wins.
Oh.
So I mean they win a series.
Yeah, series.
That's 19 straight series.
Yeah.
Yes.
They won last year. Year before they didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't go
Year
to the
before
playoffs.
they won. Year before that, I think they won.
That's still only 1, 2, 3, 4 playoffs. That's 12 only.
No.
Right?
It's playoff series.
I know.
So there's 4 a year.
So it's
right?
only 3 a year,
3
not
a
playing
year?
a championship.
Yeah.
So that means they've won.
They lost though. They lost at two
they-
NBA finals.
They had to lose NBA
They lost to the
finals.
Raptors and they lost
Yeah.
to the Cleveland
So
Cavaliers.
they've been to every finals for the last 6 out of 8 years.
except the year that they didn't even make
Yeah.
the playoffs, which
That's-
was 2 years
I
ago.
don't think that's right.
It's right.
Why would
Really?
they put?
Yes.
Do
That's
you
why.
think the news
That
would
is why
conspire?
I thought it was
Steph Curry
games.
is the GOAT. That's why, right there.
Well, it's just a weird stat. I didn't get, but I forgot I guess not
Great
having
job
won the
screaming,
finals.
Eric.
Well, Carlos Boozer's killing.
Because they didn't make the playoffs last year, right?
Here he comes. He's got something
Last
to
year
say.
they won the championship. The Warriors won
Oh,
the
they won
NBA
the year
championship.
before when the Bucks
They
won.
did
They
not
didn't
even
make
go
it.
to the
They didn't
playoffs.
make it the
They
year
didn't
the
even go.
Bucks won it.
That's why the Bucks won it.
Obviously.
So they've won so it's one this year, 3,
4 of
3,
6.
3.
3 of 5.
That's 10.
No, that's like
No, 3,
30.
3, 3, and 1 is 10.
Yeah, but then there's still 2 more years after.
This is the championships.
I don't know how many. How many is?
Yeah, the Lakers were in it 1 year.
They didn't make it though. They
Yeah.
got out of the play-in
They
in
didn't make it,
2020.
right?
They didn't make it in the playoffs those 2 years.
20. Okay, so yeah.
2020, 2021.
Oh, Golden State. So since 2015, they've been in the finals.
They
Yeah.
missed 2 playoff runs.
Yeah,
They missed it in 2019. No, they made 2019 because they lost to the.
2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
So they missed back to back. Oh, because Curry got hurt.
Yes, in the bubble.
So we're like 4 in a row. Then they
Yeah,
missed
so
one,
since
and now there's 2 in
2015.
a row.
So it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It just sounds
crazy.
like a crazy stat.
It is a crazy stat.
And then
There's another crazy stat about the trios too. Curry, Thompson, and Green. You would think these guys would have the most playoff victories, and it's not even close.
oh,
Who the leader is?
playoff victories?
Yeah,
Like a group?
games. Yeah, for those 3 players.
Kuzzy, Russell.
Oh,
No.
shit. Is
Look,
it?
they didn't play
is
many
it
games.
It's a modern team. We've been talking about them quite a bit.
the
today.
Bulls?
But Ginobili, Duncan.
Oh, yeah.
and
There you go.
Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah, by like 32 games.
Well, yeah, they went to the playoffs 13 years in a row.
Right.
But I mean, not always with those. There was alterations, but those three were probably 10 years in a row.
That's crazy.
8 years in a row at least.
Yeah. So that's possibly a record that
Most playoff losses are Giannis, Drew, and Middleton.
yeah.
Oh, son of a bitches.
to lower seeds.
No, you'd have to get.
Oh, I got one more thing. I know the show's long tonight. Holy cow.
8
But
hours.
Did you guys hear about Brittany Griner coming out and saying that she agrees that they shouldn't stop, anybody should be able to play whatever they want to play. You want to be transgender wants to play women's sports, they should be able to.
Oh, she's such a dick.
So I got a plan.
Is she still doing the hash that she had
Every
wrestling?
guy in the G League should
go.
put a wig on tomorrow
Right.
and go try out for WNBA.
Absolutely. Oh,
right.
No, you don't
Right.
have to wear a wig. Just do it.
Yeah, good point.
She's got short hair now.
Half those girls are wearing wigs. What are you
Right.
talking about?
The girl
Why not?
from LSU that started out at Baylor,
Yes.
A&M. So she set up a TikTok.
Who didn't smile at all during the
Right.
whole thing. She like scared me. Like
Right.
someone, like I felt bad for her. Like she wasn't happy at all.
Right. So she got drafted, went through the training camp with, I want to say, like the Connecticut Sun. After the workout, she's in her car and started criticizing the college game for not preparing them for the WNBA game.
So she crapped on, although I'm
life
not a
of
fan of the
entitlement.
coach,
Yeah.
but she crapped on the coach for giving her a third chance.
Right. Fourth chance.
Okay, and letting her play
Right.
and getting her a spotlight to get
but
drafted.
did prep her for the WNBA game.
Not to how to play the game.
Right,
That's,
yeah.
you-
The
'cause
life
you gotta,
of
Because you got to
entitlement
work
right
harder,
there.
probably. You don't get
Yeah.
away. You don't get, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was
I saw the best thing today. I know it's going with Doug Gottlieb today. I saw something pretty incredible. He took the whole thing in the context of, that'll be my closing thought. Go ahead. Let's go closing thoughts.
Right.
Go ahead. Add closing thoughts.
Just jump right in there, huh?
Yeah. That'll be my closing thought.
I was thinking today, I was driving around. I'm like, you know what? We don't have like an employee handbook here. You know what? Like to give us guidance.
We need HR.
But then I thought, I was like, you know what?
Sienna.
Yeah.
We could, kill two birds with one stone. We could have an employee handbook and it could double as the Gordy's menu. It'd be nice.
I don't get it.
We'll work on it.
It was short. I didn't have much time there. He just kind of,
And I feel pressed for time too, so I'm just going to go through my notes here. Future Hall of Famers, Sean Clifford, Packers.
That would be
Steph
awesome.
Curry will finish as the 4th greatest basketball player of all time. Jace's Road is going to win the Kentucky Derby, and Taylor Gooch, career Grand Slam.
That's a goocher.
That's a goocher, Ed.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
agree.
That's all I got.
Nobody believes in moons and goochers anymore.
Take away his bourbon cream.
Gooch. No, I moved on to Modelo.
Take away that too.
Yes.
It's not even Cinco de Mayo yet.
Take his water away. Just take everything away from
When
him.
is Cinco de Mayo? Is that a Thursday this year?
Friday.
Friday.
It's the 5th of
Oh,
May.
club, huh?
Scott,
Sweet.
Margaritas.
follow me. 5th of May.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Cinco de Mayo.
And guess
Yeah,
what
so-
Thursday is?
May the 4th be with you.
and guess what today is?
The day
May
Thursday.
Day.
There you go.
May Day,
It's a,
Yep.
it's a big week.
And Thursday's the day that no drywall gets done at work. I'm just telling you right now.
Oh, I
We already
think-
know
wait,
that's
I thought-
Thursday
I
or
thought you
all
were
we
talking
mean
about-
Friday?
talking about Taco
No,
Friday.
Thursday.
Why Thursday?
They celebrate Cinco de
Yeah, they're already they're checking out.
Cinco
for
de
the next
Cuatro?
day.
Yeah, Cinco de Cuatro. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Cuatro de Mayo. Jesus, what's wrong with you?
I know.
How many modelos have you had? It means model. I'm a
Cinco
model
de
citizen.
Cuatro.
Modelo.
I love it.
Why'd you just say it like a mean chihuahua? How many modelos did you have?
Why would I not say
Yo
like a
quiero
modelo?
Taco Bell.
How do you know? How do you know a
Why would I
Chihuahua
not?
talks like that?
Yo quiero Taco Bell. I've seen those commercials.
Hey, great job screaming, everybody.
Is that Pee Wee Rodriguez?
Is Rick still with us?
Because
What's in that beer?
Rick, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm trying to keep the neighbors from hearing all these comments.
Nice. You should have went to the hot tub and brought your phone with.
Oh.
Is that phone waterproof?
Wait until he drinks Stella Artois next week.
Oh, bippity boppity, boppity boopity.
Hey, Rick.
Bippity boppity.
Hey, Rick. Buenos noches.
Buenos dias.
Timothy.
Right.
Football is life.
Present.
Go ahead, Timothy.
I'm glad Bradley
Mike-
showed up finally.
My closing thoughts. I'm really excited about the Laker Warriors series, where I think that AD is going to be the difference whether the Lakers will advance or not. And I'm going to make a prediction right now that Nick Nurse is going to be the next Bucks coach.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's a popular pick.
I'd rather have a doctor or a PA, but if you only have to get a nurse, I guess it is.
Yeah, that's
Nice. I'm telling
Typical
you.
of the Bucks.
Practitioner.
Yeah.
She's a practitioner.
Aiming low.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to have him sit in a dark room for 3 weeks now. And, think about what you did.
Think about what you did.
Candy
Coach.
striper.
Yeah. Willie, closing thoughts.
Luis Arias. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, from Miami.
Ask
Modelo.
Arias. is hitting 430.
Why'd you say it like a flamenco dancer now? Yes. His arms are flailing.
I don't know. Wow. It's funny because that was more Cuban than Mexican, but Cinco de Mayo is an American holiday anyways.
Yeah.
Go
No,
on.
it's actually May 5th is like some kind of independence thing or something. I read about it.
It is actually. It was the battle of like San Jacinto or something.
Yeah.
It was a famous battle.
You know what Cinco
But it's
is?
not like celebrated like
No,
they
no.
do it here. It was just it was like
We're just like we
Columbus Day was here.
some
They don't do it anymore.
some white ass Irish guys probably like we can make more money if we make up a holiday.
Yeah. We can sell beer.
You know what Cinco is?
Willie, closing thoughts. Sorry.
So Luis
Arias.
Arias is hitting 438 as the calendar turns to May.
Mm-hmm.
That's the highest batting average by any player through April since
Tony Gwynn.
2004.
Oh, I was going to say Tony.
2004. Who is that?
2004. Bernie Williams.
2004.
Brady Anderson.
Who'd you say, Rick?
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky
I
Henderson.
was going to say Edgar Martinez.
04.
Large cranium.
Oh, Ken
Oh,
Griffey
Barry
Jr.
Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Well, Ken Griffey Jr. is the
His
one that kept
OBP
drinking
was
the
probably
elixir.
750 too at
Ricky,
the time.
Ricky used to play with Ola Rudy.
Yeah.
Played with that guy with the helmet.
I really
Yeah.
give
With
the
the
guy with the helmet like you did.
Yeah.
So my
Great story.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You got one more thing. Go ahead, Willie.
No, go ahead.
You brought up that was my closing thought, but I forgot what you brought up the A's before. You know that the A's are spending more than the White Sox right now.
Are they
They're
really?
what? Spending?
They have a higher payroll than the White Sox right now.
Shut the fuck up.
Look it up. That's what it said.
Not
That's what
surprising.
I can't wait to go to Las Vegas.
Oh,
A's
and
game.
also the White Sox there was guys holding signs in the stands that said "Sell the team." Someone had a home run with those signs,
and they edited it.
MLB Network showed the replay, and the signs weren't in the replay.
Are you kidding me?
Magic.
Why does the MLB Network care if someone's selling "Sell the
Right.
team"?
That's
Jesus.
weird.
It's a sign. It
And
didn't
the-
say anything bad, profane.
No.
And the weird thing is with Tucker Carlson holding up, and it wasn't even in there at all.
There we go.
And Don Lemon, they were like holding, they were eating
Both
popcorn.
hands. Right.
It's like,
They had a
where'd
big
they
bag
go?
They had a big bag of peanuts. They stole our idea.
We're gonna get our jobs back.
Right.
We get peanuts away at the game.
6-pound bag.
They were like in chat, sell the team. Anywho, so the one thing Doug Gottlieb did was incredible. Some guy brought up about I can't remember her name now. That's how much she's
That Don Staley.
the girl that
Shania
won,
Twain?
the one that the championship.
Brittany, not Brittany. The Bayou Barbie.
Yeah,
Her.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
The LSU star that taunted or whatever.
Right.
And then
This is the one that's
yeah,
all
yeah.
mad still.
No.
Yeah,
Doug Gottlieb brought
that's
up there was two guys. Doug Gottlieb had a guy and they were talking on a podcast, but they were in two different screens, like a Zoom. And they were talking. The guy goes, well, it happens at all levels and blah, blah. And all of a sudden, Doug Gottlieb just like goes on a rant. He goes, what happens at all levels? You don't see that happen in men's basketball. Nothing like that ever happens like happened in that game. And he goes, I got another question for you. And she's going through all this whole after the thing going, all year you told me I was too hood. He goes, who said this?
Right.
Who said this out loud? And Don Staley fed into it by going, you called us thugs. And he goes, who called you thugs? Because I guarantee if someone would have called you thugs, it would have been national news.
Right.
Nobody called you none of that stuff. This is all narrative and keep buying into it. He just went off the guy. Look it up. It was
Right.
incredible. I was like,
He'll be fired.
well, he
Him and
won't. He's
Tucker-
pretty
him
big.
Him and Tucker will have a show
Nah,
together.
Doug Gottlieb got his own stuff. He could Wow. Has his own stuff. He can do his own. I think he might be on his. That was his own. He might. Is he still at CBS?
I thought he was still at CBS.
But he's kind of big
Yeah.
in the basketball guy, right?
Basketball,
A
yeah.
huge college basketball guy.
Yeah.
He could.
Because he played college.
Yeah.
basketball.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that was my closing thought. It was just entertaining to see someone that
I'll
actually
check
makes
that
sense
out.
because you never think of it that way.
Somebody call him out for.
Yeah. Well, you nobody said that about them.
Right.
If someone would have called her hood or called them thugs, they would have. Which arguably that should be called out.
Well, do you
can't
remember?
say that?
Well, what was the one way back in the day? Like
I'm
the
thinking
nappy-headed hole
Yeah, I
thing
was
or
just thinking
whatever.
about that.
Don Imus.
Don
Yeah.
Imus. That was Baylor.
and he
that
was
was
like-
Baylor.
He's like a
No,
nobody.
Rutgers coach.
I thought it was
It was at
Viv-
Rutgers.
the
Vivian
nappy
Stringer.
headed.
Yeah, and
host.
he was just like some radio, and they just
He was pretty
eviscerated.
big. He was big.
He was
Yeah,
real
he
big.
was
He was huge.
He was
in New York.
But he
syndicated.
wasn't. But he wasn't like a sports guy or.
Well, he was like a Howard Stern
It
type.
was him and
guy.
Stern.
yeah.
Him and Stern went after
He was
each
the
other.
big voice in New
Right,
York.
Stern can finger two hookers on stage. Nobody even cares. That guy says something stupid like that.
But that
and
was bad.
no, and he got tore up for it.
Nappy-headed hose.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. But I dug
No,
out.
but
I
I
give him
mean-
credit. I give him credit. He was basically telling him, "Give me proof."
Yeah, who
That's
called him? Who called him that?
I'm not
They,
saying
they don't have to show proof.
if you give me
they can
proof,
say whatever they want.
I'll agree with you, but you can't. And he was like mad, like irate. I'm like, oh,
How come we already forgot her name?
yeah.
What's her?
She's very forgettable. I was watching a show the other day.
I thought she was like a cute girl. She
Van
was
Leaf.
not yeah.
Was it
That's
Van Leaf?
Ashley Van. No, she went.
No, Reese, Angel Reese.
Angel Reese.
Oh, there you go, Angel Reese.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not. It's like
Van
an
Leaf. I don't know
angel
why
or
it
honey
made me
or-
think of it.
Yeah, because she's going to LSU now.
Yeah.
She went
You know
from Louisville.
They do it all the time too. I was watching the show on Star Wars over the years, the 12 episodes or 15 episodes, whatever it is now, and they're like, it was so wonderful. Finally, we got a girl who was a lead, and it's like, come on. There's been like 3,000 shows where the girl was the strong character.
Name all 3,000.
I can do it. You give me a pencil. I'll start writing them
Okay,
down.
Joe from Facts of Life or Mrs. Garrett.
Yeah.
Do them in order from 3,000 up.
But they went back
three-
because it was
okay.
Princess
And rank
Leia.
the top 15.
They were like saying Princess Leia.
2,999 was.
How about Roseanne till they got her fired?
Yeah.
So she got herself
Gilmore
fired.
Girls?
Grabbed her crotch.
And
Gilmore
She
Girls.
split. What did you say, Rick?
Gilmore
Girls.
Nice.
But they act like there's
Mhm.
every time there's some girl.
Everything
it's
Meryl
Marvel
Streep's been
does
in.
it all the time. Every time it's a Marvel,
Gossip
it's like,
Girl.
that's the first time we've had a girl that was for little girls to look up to. It's like there's been thousands of shows.
Are you talking about The Mandalorian?
It was. I think it was one of
Yeah.
those. Yeah. And I was just like,
Well, the one girl got
on.
fired from Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's who we're.
because she was conservative. very
Yeah, because she
conservative.
said
Trumper.
Because she was outspoken about the COVID.
Yeah,
right. And
Yeah.
you can't do that. You could be outspoken about the other way, but you can't be outspoken this way. You could say that you support vaccines.
Ally
and you didn't get
McBeal.
fired.
Ooh,
Yeah, she
great.
was a strong.
I never
woman.
watched that show, but the greatest episode I watched, the only one I watched ever, with the dancing baby. I can't.
That was a
fight
weird
this.
show.
You ever see
Jesus
Dancing
Christ.
Baby?
Yeah.
She's married to
Maud-
Harrison Ford.
Maud
Maud?
had a goddamn abortion in like 1970.
How about the
Right.
Golden Girls?
Yeah.
Golden
All
Girls.
4 of them.
There's a lot of shows that you said.
What about
Bewitched?
Good Times?
Bewitched.
The mom from Good Times.
Good
Oh,
times.
she was the king.
Alice.
Alice, and then
Laverne
the terrible
and Shirley.
spinoff, Flo.
Laverne
Well,
and
Alice
Shirley.
was called Mel's
Come on,
Diner,
let's
though,
go.
wasn't it?
Let's
We're
go.
almost
Or was
got
it called
1,000
Alice?
now. We've already almost
I
done
know.
1,000.
We're gonna have a snake draft next week of best TV shows where the women are the lead.
The snake draft has to be 50 rounds.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Ooh, Burnett.
That's
Duh.
That was a comedy.
Comedy doesn't.
I don't care
count.
what it was. Let's go.
Two broke girls.
Oh yeah, the girl with the
Oh.
gap tooth.
Mhm.
Did you even
No,
notice
she
she
got
had
a-
a gap tooth for
Nope.
like 4 years?
No, I
never
never
saw
noticed.
He's never looked that high before.
I thought her cleavage went all the way into her mouth.
And all those shows we just named, I didn't watch because I didn't like women in the lead.
All right. And don't forget they had Stifler's mom in that show too. That she was the best part.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Truth.
The Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
Yeah.
Naked and Afraid. I have no idea.
Doesn't is it Kim Kardashian's got a starting 5 at NBA exes?
She's got more NBA
I think that's
DNA.
Chloe.
than,
I think the whole
Actually.
family does.
Yeah.
Her nickname's the Locker Room.
the
gonna call her
door
Turns-
stays open.
We're going to call her Turnstile, but whatever. Great job screaming, everybody.
Ooh.
Did you guys see that video of I think it was Courtney and Kim when they threw out the first pitch at the Dodger game? This was a while ago. And the announcer's like, "Yeah, it's the first time they've held white balls in their hand."
Who said
Yes.
that? Because he
Vince
should be in the show.
Vince Scully.
Vince Scully.
I was gonna say when you said I was gonna say has Westbrook been in her private suite?
Yeah, probably.
That's like a 10-seater in there too now.
I think Westbrook bats for the other
Okay,
team.
that's enough.
She didn't date the team. She dated the whole team.
They called it a team
Better
bus.
from Better Off Dead.
Better off dead, yes.
She doesn't date particular football players. She dates the whole team.
Okay, so once again, we are the Basement Benchwarmers. For Rick on the phone, thanks Rick. For Ed,
Thanks, Rick.
Eric, Tim,
Thanks,
and
guys.
Willie,
Remote Rick.
who we are once again the Basement Benchwarmers. You guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
I hate goodbyes.
Sorry, folks, park's closed.
What happened? I blacked out.
Because we did something today that no one thought we could do, including us.
So we're going out, we're celebrating, and we're going to rub it in this C's face.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome.
Bye, Felicia.
Kids, there's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
Let's give them more buys and highs.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.